Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran and I'm here with River Brown, Andrew Velez, and Mr. Joel Dells. And this is now episode 556, a jam-packed episode today, and we got some announcements to make before we get into what we're going to talk about today. Number one is that this week, starting this week, the second episode of Pick a Side of the week will be a Patreon exclusive. But because we care about you guys and because we don't want to pull the rug under from you guys when it comes to content, here's what we're doing.
Let's hear it.
6 episodes of the podcast a month will be posted on the YouTube channel and on Spotify and on audio streaming platforms. We do 8 episodes. So 2 episodes will be on Patreon. Every other week we'll give you a Patreon exclusive episode. So this week will be the start of that. So this week, Thursday's episode will be on Patreon. Next week, 2 episodes will be on YouTube. Then the week after that, you can know how it goes. It's every other week. So that's the first announcement. And the second announcement is that anybody who ordered a hoodie, orders have been fulfilled. Shipping is on the way. Make sure you guys take pictures of the hoodie. We also have 2 hoodies remaining. And if you want to enter in a giveaway for the hoodie, all you got to do is like this video, comment, whatever you want to comment. Comment your comment and then say hoodie. So we know you entered the giveaway. And then you can enter for one of these hoodies for free. We'll cover the shipping, all of that stuff. We're going to do that for you guys. And that's how you enter. Just a simple comment, a like, helping the show out. And we thought we'd give back to you guys.
Love that. Shout out to you. You put in the work, got the job done. Really shout out to you guys for showing love to us and embracing Pick a Side and showing us love in that way of buying our merch. It's always cool to see everybody rocking the Pick a Side logo on their chest. But, you know, this was also for a good cause. This helped us to go to the Super Bowl, have one of the best experiences that I've had while I've been up here on this podcast. And I really just can't say thank you enough.
And if you want to be part of the Patreon exclusive, you could ask us questions by joining the Discord. From the Patreon gets to the Discord. Do we have a channel still for the page? We have the Patreon only channel in Discord. So we'll be taking questions there. We're probably gonna do a mix of your questions and regular topics. We still want it to feel like a Pick a Side show, but we want to have, you know, the Patreons and the Discord members asking us questions, sports or non-sports related, because that's when things get interesting.
And that's when Riv wakes up.
Yes.
And the best thing about, I think, like doing it that format of just like 2 episodes on Patreon is that, number one, it keeps us within the flow of things. So the episode that we're giving you on Patreon is going to feel like this episode that we're doing right now. It's going to feel like the same type of content, the same type of flow. It's going to be the same thing, but also like keeping the majority of our content on the public platforms for you guys to indulge in, and for the diehard fans out there that want to support us. And another way, that's a way for you guys to do it. But the Discord is awesome. You know, Discord is a great place to communicate with everybody. The other day I was trying to get some people to run rec with me on 2K, but our Discord right now ain't live with the 2K players. So if you're a 2K player, you want to join the Discord, or we can start rocking out on 2K for sure.
How's your Bruce Brown build?
I don't have a Bruce Brown build.
Oh, okay.
Respect me.
No, that's P. P made a Bruce Brown
build.
I'm not gonna lie, that build's amazing.
Pierre has like 30 builds.
Isn't that like his cousin?
Who? Bruce Brown?
Yeah.
No,
Javon
that's Javon
Carter's.
Carter.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have a Kevin Garnett build. He's really cool. I fuck with him. Sometimes I change between number 21 and number 5, depending on if I want to be Timberwolves KG or Celtics KG. Okay. And then I have a shooting guard build who, so I like to call him Dwayne Wade with Ant's jump shot.
Dwayne Wade with Ant's jump shot.
3-point jump shot, not the midi, the midi.
Yeah.
And then I got a Kawhi Leonard build. You know, I got the dreads. You know, got the beard.
It looks like Kawhi.
Got the length. You know, I do my thing, man. I do my thing.
Who's your favorite build?
I like the shooting guard the most because he's fast and I could be a pest and I could really clamp down. But sometimes 2K's mechanics are a little like wonky. So I hate the off-ball stuff because people will get me backdoor a lot. I don't know why.
It's true. He's not lying.
It's not paying attention, sounds like.
He's not. Sometimes it's not what you can do.
Okay.
But
Really
the on-ball stuff, like I really clamp up, especially if there's no screens involved. I'm really effective.
That's nice.
The only way that somebody's scoring on me is with a screen. Like I'm like Tony Allen out there.
Okay.
So I'm doing my thing. Yesterday was my first time playing with Drew on 2K, I think like in years.
It's been a minute.
This is the first time in 2K26 that we play. We played with Pierre and some other people like in the Numbers on the Board Discord. And it was fun. We had some good wins. We got some back-to-back wins at the end there. It was looking a little bit scary.
Okay.
But we had to regroup as a team, and we had to, know who to get a ball.
Do you have multiple builds too?
I have 2 builds, but I basically just use one specifically.
What's that build?
It's my power forward build.
Okay.
The more I play with him, the more I realize he's really OG Anunoby.
Okay.
But like if OG Anunoby was shooting like 70% from 3, he's pretty great. He's elite role player.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is a glue guy, fit in any team. You bring out this build, I could play on any squad.
Okay.
I could play the big at 6'9", which not ideal if I'm being honest. I do not like doing that. They were playing me at the 5. I'm just like,
oof, small 5.
we're playing 5 out.
Yeah.
We're playing 5 out because I'm not gonna be much of a presence down low. But I knocked down. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
He was hitting like all his shots. He was doing his thing. I think your build, I want to compare it to more of a 4. OG's a 3. And there's nothing wrong with...
OG plays a 4 for the Knicks.
Sometimes. But I don't know, man. You remind me of a forward that plays the right way. This is not the forward that comes to my mind is not the forward that you are, because I think your build is better than that forward. But in terms of complementary role,
okay,
like a Boris Diaw, like you can really knock down, you can pass the ball, like offensively Boris Diaw, but like
disrespectful.
No, I understand his logic.
Boris Diaw is
his logic. Like I could play make 2.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. I get the ball in my hand. I'm making some happen.
Do you want to be Boris Diaw?
No.
But the good thing about 2K is sometimes when they give you shades of, they'll give you some like, man.
Who are your shades of?
I think for this build, it was Anthony Davis. I got Evan Mobley.
Okay.
And I think that's right. Like I made a guy who can defend on the inside, defend the perimeter, can shoot a little bit, has finishing ability.
Mm-hmm. Shades of Neemias Queta sounds like.
Low key.
He has like different shades of different players. So
low key Al Horford. Like
right.
just
Boris,
I'm not 7 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 7 foot.
I was like
for example, like
is he 6'9"?
Like 6'9",
6'10"
6'10",
on a
yeah.
good day. Yeah. Al Horford.
Al Horford?
Yeah.
he's 6'10".
Yeah, right around your height.
All right, so I'll be honest. Low key, I made Al Horford.
Yeah. Boris Diaw's connectivity.
Okay.
Kevin Love's outside shooting.
Okay.
Defensively, the player y'all just named,
Al Horford.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
play.
he also has a driving dunk ability in his game. He's a good driving dunker. So like any power forward
I'm not
that
gonna lie.
is somewhat decent as a driver.
He's fake
Sounds like
him.
it, yeah.
He's him.
So he has like a lot of different skill sets of a lot of different players and
I
stuff.
like that.
And if I get a couple more cap breakers, because I only have 4 right now. I'm thinking about. I can't say this because I love my crew. Shout out to the guys I play 2K with from like when I first started playing. You join a crew, you get like 8 cap breakers. Like a real right level 30 crew, you get a crazy amount of cap breakers. And if I get cap breakers on this build, I will literally be Giannis. Like he will have elite ball handle. I have a 70 speed with ball. My speed in general is an 80. Like he would be nuts.
There's a science behind 2K that's pretty interesting where it's, you make your original player, your original build, and you always have to sacrifice something. So you can't, unless you're making your guy like perfectly well-rounded, which kind of sucks because you don't have like an elite skill.
Yeah.
But if you want to be great or elite at any one thing, you need to sacrifice an attribute point. But the thing is that 2K, once you make your build, you can see where you can raise up certain attributes. So for example, let's say my dunk rating is at a 40, right? Cap breakers, they're basically 5 there's 5 basically slots that you can upgrade, but for each attribute it's different. So if I have a 93 3-point shot, and let's say I have 2 cap breakers for it, it only goes +1. It doesn't go like +5, plus this. Yeah. But if I have a driving dunk at 40, my cap breaker is like +12, +8, +9.
I got
so
you,
it's like 30 attribute points worth of cap breakers. So the more cap breakers you have, the more you can max out your player and be well-rounded. So you can sacrifice that skill in the beginning. And if you know you have enough cap breakers, you can make up for it. Like, okay, like, I started out with a 40, but now I have like an 80. There's people that they make their builds where their shooting is like a 40, but their cap breakers gets them to like an 83-point shot. So now they can shoot the ball and they have all these other skills, but the cap breakers are a freaking grind.
Mhm.
I've been playing almost like every other day for 2 months now. I have 3. It's really hard. And the crew stuff, one person in a crew, number one, you got to get to level 30 crew to get like, I think it is 4 cap breakers. Dude, you can have up to like, I think 30 members in a crew. One person is not making a dent in the XP that goes up for it.
You need to max out your crew.
Like you need a crew and you need people that are dedicated to playing 2K to get you all of those cap breakers. If not, you're just not going to get them. Like as simple as that.
People left my crew to go to another crew, which was
it'd be like
fucked
that.
up of them.
It'd be
It
like
was
that.
fucked of them. But I can't blame them. You just get all the cap breakers off rip. That's all
I would do
day.
that too.
Yeah, no, but this is going to be a really good episode. We're going to talk
Let's
a lot
talk
about NBA, NFL. So this weekend we had a lot of NBA games go on, and there's a lot of takeaways from games that happened that we got to get into. But we also had the NFL Draft Combine, which was exciting, and I think that this year it was like the best viewership that it's been in a long time. My timeline was flooded with 40 times of these receivers. It feels like people are getting faster every year.
They're flying.
Yes, they are going crazy. And then we're going to talk about some NFL topics, some free agency stuff, some team specific stuff, just some of the biggest storylines. And we can start off with OKC, who had a big win against Denver over the past weekend. SGA coming back. Since he's come back, they've been undefeated. And since Shai has come back, he has kind of cemented like, I'm winning MVP this year. This award is mine. You may have had a chance, Cade, if I didn't play enough games, or Jokic, but now that I'm playing, now that I'm on the first seed, my production speaks for itself. He is probably on the verge of winning back-to-back MVPs, and he showed out against Denver 36-9. He didn't play in overtime. OKC was still able to get the win. And how do you feel about OKC, who on Polymarket right now, they have the MVP favorite in Shai by a landslide? According to the public, it's over 70% for him to win MVP.
So long as he hits the requirement, it should be a lock. I mean, the efficiency that he's shown this season, this is one of the best scoring seasons we've seen out of the Garden NBA history. And you follow that with the team success that OKC's had. They've continued to be the best team in basketball, even with all the injuries that they've suffered. J-Dub missing what feels like damn near the entire season, him coming back in and out of the lineup. SGA leaves, this team still having a decent amount of success, but you see the impact that he has on the game when they're playing the cream of the crop competition. He's always rising to the occasion. He definitely, if he, God willing, does meet the requirement, we should be talking about back-to-back MVP. In regards to OKC being the best team and having the best chance to win the championship, they've shown you no reason to fall off on them. Unless you just think the healthy version of the Denver Nuggets is the only comp and you just believe in Nikola Jokic that much and Jamal Murray's ascension. There's a lot of reasons to enjoy Denver and believe that they can go to the NBA Finals, no doubt. That being said, until Oklahoma City falls and they are no longer held to the pedestal that they have of being back to, or the reigning champion, you have to respect them because they've gone to this season, again, best defense in the league. They've gone, and SGA somehow has gotten better from last season. Chet Holmgren's been one of the best defenders in all of NBA basketball. And this has been without their number 2 all year, basically, in J-Dub. It's not like they have the spacing around SGA either. Like, he's still hitting these tough shots that we've grown accustomed to. He's just doing it in a more efficient fashion. So you have to give nothing but credit, to Oklahoma, and you have to give nothing but credit to SGA, who has shown you that there's another level to his game.
It was a super fun game. The Friday night game was great. The Pistons-Cavs game right before it, too, even with all the injuries that the Cavs had. You had the Jokic fight with J-Dub.
Cavs blew it.
Cavs did blow it. They had some really questionable
Was it J-Dub or was it Jalen Williams?
Sorry, Jalen Williams,
Yeah.
not J-Dub. The other Jalen Williams. Obviously, J-Dub's out. But the fight with Jalen Williams, you had the Lou Dort, flagrant 2. It was a fun finish at the end of the game there. Shai's first game back, dropping whatever it was, 35, 36 points, setting overtime, and the Thunder still coming out on top. Fought through Jamal Murray, dropping damn near 40. I mean, these are the 2 best teams in the Western Conference to me. They were, I think, for all of us entering the season. And, the Spurs are definitely, I think, in the conversation. They've shown throughout this regular season to be up there. But I think the Thunder, more than anything, it's just been boredom, right? I think when you have a champion and you have a player as good as SGA, instead of talking about how great they are, you just try to find another team or how they can be beat, because it's so easy to come up here every week and talk about how great their defense is. Chet had 20 rebounds in the game. Jared McCain, I thought, was excellent in that game too. He hit, I think he was 6 for 8 from the field, hit 2 or 3 threes. He looked super comfortable in that offense, and the fact that Philly couldn't figure that out is a whole nother issue. But just another added layer to what this team's going to bring in the postseason, right? Another, or maybe their only knockdown shooter. I think Jared McCain will probably be the most respected shooter that they'll have out there, just in terms of some of the role players that they have. But I mean, this was a Western Conference preview. You know, both teams were going at it. SGA wasn't his most efficient self, right? I think he ended up taking damn near 30 shots in this game, but that's kind of the offense that it's going to be for the Thunder, especially when J-Dub's out. When it comes to creation and offense, we know a big load is going to be on Shai and his shoulders. So it was a great game. I'm excited to see this potentially in the playoffs for a 7-game series. You know how great it was last season. And just like it was last year, it's still going to come down to role players, because we know what we're going to get from the top 4 guys, I think, on both teams, or at least maybe the top 3. J-Dub feels like a question mark right now, just with all the injuries he's been dealing with. He's had some efficiencies in the postseason as well. But at least from Jamal, Jokic, and SGA, we feel really confident what they can give us offensively. It's what team's going to shoot better, right? Is Cam Johnson going to be able to figure this out? You know, he's dealt with some injuries here. So Michael Porter's out there in Brooklyn averaging like 27 a night. We were talking before the show, like how bad of a trade that was. But if Cam Johnson could hopefully stay healthy for, you know, this next month or month and a half before we get into the postseason, get some continuity with the group in Jokic, I still think he fits there, at least on paper. But it's just going to come down to, you know, some of the other guys like Bruce Browns and Peyton Watsons of the world, if they're able to step up offensively and defensively. But these are the 2 best teams in the Western Conference to me. I think the Thunder are still every bit as good, assuming health, that they were last season, and maybe even be a little bit better with Jared McCain and the shooting that he brings. But I'm excited. The West, we've talked about the West, obviously, how great they are, how deep they are. But these are the top 2 teams to me.
SGA is the MVP. I know you have some things you want to get off your chest.
What are they? What do you think they are?
I don't know.
Just calling me out here.
I just feel like you want to get some things off your chest. But they dropped the poll with all the, I think, the coaches and, you know, just the execs and stuff. And SGA had like 78 of the first place votes.
Yeah.
If he doesn't miss any more games, he has if he hits the amount of games he needs to, he's gonna win the MVP. 31 points a game on the best team in the West, 65% true shooting or something like that. And like you mentioned, guys have been in and out the lineup. You know, I think this year I don't want to say it's boredom, because they started 24-2, 25-2.
She was awesome.
Then they really fell off. Like it was legit skid that they had where they were losing some competitive games. I think they lost to Minnesota like twice. Then they had a game where they lost, I think, to Denver or whatever it was. But it was an important skid that I feel like they needed to bring them back down to earth. Like, whoa, like let's, you know, remember what we're fighting for. Then they ended up getting hurt. Everybody started missing games. Now SGA is back. And they, like you mentioned, this weekend they beat the Cavs, which is a good win for their role players for sure. Almost beat Detroit, but Detroit ended up having to pull it out late. But yeah, I think SGA, he's the MVP, man. I know we can talk about other people, like the Joker's having an awesome season. Cade, I think, is having an awesome season, but I think SGA, best player on the best team, putting up some stupendous numbers. It's easy.
I do think Jokic has been the better performer of the 2 this year, but I don't think the gap is enough to where the record doesn't matter with their respective teams. Like, I think Shai has been just as good as Jokic, and they're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. So I have no problem with him being the MVP. It's pretty much a landslide right now. Like I mentioned earlier, 76% on Poly Market to win MVP. Yeah. It's essentially like a done deal that he's going to win this award. And he is having an all-time season. I think Shai right now is having one of the greatest scoring stretches in the history of the NBA from a 4-season span perspective. There are some other guards in history that have had similar stretches. I look at James Harden. I look at Kobe Bryant. I look at Allen Iverson. I look at Michael Jordan. And then I look at
what a list.
Luka Doncic.
Oh,
the fuck
and
is wrong
Steph
with
Curry.
this guy?
Steph Curry as well.
Bro said AI.
Come on. I mean, did you look
You
at his
missed
numbers?
Steph. I'm just saying.
I was going to say Steph. I have Steph written down here. You ain't let me finish
You
my
said 4
stuff.
guys. That's why you said them already.
Well, Steph is last on a points per game in the 4-year stretch. That's why he was mentioned last. And most of that is due to Steph's, I would say, minutes per game played, because if you actually look at it, the later part of his career, like from 2020 to 2024, that is his best scoring stretch when his minutes went up. But I thought he was his most impactful offensively from 2015 to 2019, and the point per game number really wasn't that far off. But you look at these numbers from Michael Jordan from 1996 to 1990, he averaged 34.5 points per game. Harden from 2016 to 2020 averaged 32.4 points per game. He was a plus 6.8 offensively. Luka from 2022 to now, and based on the talk around Luka, you would think that he's not in this company, but like he's doing something just as historical as Shai.
Listen, Dels.
But he's on the Lakers. Luka, 31.9 points per game over the last 4 years, a plus 6.7 offensively. Shai in that same time frame, 2022 to 2026, 31.5 points per game, plus 7.2. Kobe from 2004 to 2008, 30.8 points per game, plus 8.8 on and off numbers. And then you look at Allen Iverson, 29.6 points per game from 1992 to 2002. And then Steph, 27.3 points per game from 2015 to 2019. And you could probably like put in some Dwayne Wade seasons here too. I'm sure that's the one person I probably forgot about here. But he's having an all-time scoring peak. And it's incredible to watch how much his game has emerged year to year. It's been incredible also to see his off the court branding improve, because I think he has the best shoe in the game.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw, but over the All-Star weekend, he released some chocolate, luxury Shays, and they are cool as hell.
That's a hot take. Who
do you think got the best sneaker in the game?
Probably Ja.
You think so?
Probably Ja.
I mean,
Ja
if you
got
don't
incredible
count PG
sneakers.
for being, like I think.
Well, I'm just talking about like right now. Like, yeah, probably Ja.
But I feel like Shays, you could wear it more with an outfit than Ja shoes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that crazy of a take. I think SGA shoe is. It's I don't want to say unique, but there's a uniqueness to it.
Yeah, I mean, when you factor in the colorways and like how it's been popping off the scene, I think it's like easily Ja. But it's like if you're talking about like wearing outside the court, I don't wear basketball shoes off the court. So like, you got me there.
Jordans.
Well, Jordans, I don't really count as basketball shoes, to be honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think Anthony Edwards has the best PR for his sneaker campaigns.
I was gonna say I like wearing the A1s.
I like LaMelos are cool, certain ones.
He collabs with everything. He has like Ninja Turtles shoes.
His clothing brand is cool. LaMelos.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about the Hornets later, but yeah, Shai's having an all-time 4-season scoring peak. His efficiency is just ridiculous from all areas of the field, especially as well. And really, the one thing that I took away from the OKC Denver game, outside of OKC's incredible resilience to win that game in overtime without their MVP, is how the hell did the Philadelphia 76ers, did Nick Nurse have less room in his rotation to play Jared McCain than OKC does? Jared McCain,
he wasn't playing good in Philly.
Jared McCain goes to OKC, instantly finds a role, even when players are coming back healthy. He's providing floor spacing. He's playing well for them. He even played some nice clutch time minutes in the fourth quarter for them. And I just look at Philadelphia and I see a roster that lacks depth. And it feels like this is a Daryl Morey special at this point, where he just lets impactful role players walk. I remember the Doc Rivers era where they let Paul Reed and they let Isaiah Joe go for essentially nothing. And then now you let Jared McCain go. I mean, imagine right now if the Sixers had McCain, Paul Reed, and Isaiah Joe complimenting their team right now. It would make a whole lot of a difference in terms of where their roster is right now, because really Philadelphia, outside of maybe 6 players, the talent really drops off dramatically with their roster. But OKC, this was a great buy low for them. They did give up a first-round pick, but they have a lot of first-round picks to give up. And Jared McCain, I think, is a perfect compliment. And they also have like a boatload of guards. Like you have Shai, you have Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell has been out, but when he comes back, like they have a lot of players at the guard position. And for Jared McCain to come in and instantly make an impact, I thought that was a great trade for them. And I really can't believe Philadelphia gave up on him so early.
Go ahead, Riff.
Yeah, just real quick. 2025, Kobe was 1. Shout out to Kobe. And sneaker sales.
Oh, okay.
Kobe was 1, Ja 2, KD 3, Bron 4, AE 5, Sabrina 6, 7 D Book, 8 Harden, 9 Aja Wilson, 10 LaMelo.
The hot take is that Sabrina might have the nicest shoe.
Yeah. SGA came in at 11.
That's
so
not
right
even
there.
me.
That's interesting. I mean, for me, personal preference, the Shays just look the best to me.
They are really nice.
Yeah, they look the best to me. I like the baby blue colorway the most, but they sell out fast. I think the reason why the shoe sales aren't there for Shai is because Shai makes his shoes very limited.
I think it's the color because Ja had like when you individualize it, Ja had 3 of the top 10 sales. Like it's all about like your colorway. So like I don't think SGA has a ton of colorways or a ton of kicks out right now.
Like with Shai, he drops one colorway at a time. From what I've seen, his like sneaker releases are he drops one colorway at a time, and they're not available past like the first day it's released. You don't see any Shais like on the shelves at stores. Like it's either you get them when they release, you check out, you put them in your cart, or you just don't get them.
What brand is he too?
Converse.
That's probably what it is too.
Yeah. But they don't look like Converse at all. It just looks like its own like unique thing.
I've seen like 2 people so far with them on right now.
The one thing I'll say in relation to McCain being a much needed piece for Oklahoma City is that he is one of the few reliable 3-point shooters on the team. When you look at the depth that they have in Oklahoma City, you named all the guys. There's a litany of players that they can go to in any given moment. But why McCain stands out is because he does something better than what these other guys don't provide, and that's shoot the basketball. Because that's what Oklahoma City really does need. They do need a little bit more spacing to their team, especially with J-Dub not being on the court. And when he is on the court, he hasn't been his most efficient self for that matter. Lu Dort is a good shooter. I won't classify him as anything more than that personally. Case and Wallace, I would also say good, okay shooter. There's not many great 3-point shooters on that team not named Isaiah Joe and Jared McCain. That's just the reality of it. When you look at Philadelphia, I'm not going to disagree too much with you. It's a bit inexcusable for giving up after one season. And in that first rookie season that he had when he was playing, he was the rookie of the year.
He
Pretty
flashed.
hands down.
Yeah.
He was awesome. So for you to give up in year 2 because you have VJ Edge come breaking onto the scene, you have Tyrese Maxey, who's asserting himself as one of the premier guards in the game, there was no reason to kind of give up. That's the obvious. But in terms of him being a positive for Oklahoma City, it's just you see these 2 guards. They are undersized in Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe just has the insane athletic ability. Can you have 3 undersized guards on the same team? That's where I can understand to a certain degree. But on top of it, to Riv's point, I don't disagree. Kane wasn't playing the best either. And in that role and what he needed to do, he wasn't maximizing his ability and his opportunity. In Oklahoma, it's a lot easier to get yours because a lot of the attention is going to be on SGA. It's going to be on Chet Holmgren. And you just have to do your job and you just have to hit your open shots. He is good at that. And he's been able to thrive.
I think with Philadelphia, he was definitely in a slump, but I just disagree with the notion that they should have traded him when they did.
Agreed.
Because with his slump, like, I feel like it's something you got to just wait out and see through.
Agreed.
But also Nick Nurse, it's also on him not really being the best at being able to maximize shooters that he has on his current roster. It was not too long ago when Sixers were in the playoffs and Buddy Hield was playing no minutes for them. And then Buddy Hield goes to Golden State and is like he had certain moments in the playoffs for Golden State where he was a hero for them.
You're not wrong.
And this was like...
He had a game.
He still also didn't play much in Golden State.
He's very inconsistent. It's the defending aspect of it for Buddy Hield is why he really can't get on the court at a consistent rate. But Jared McCain, like I feel like those 3-guard lineups are fine in spurts. It makes it tough when you don't have Joel Embiid out there for like half of the season because I mean outside of Embiid you have Drummond, but then the center play kind of really drops off dramatically. Just the size that you're afforded for Philadelphia. But if they're finding a way to play Quentin Grimes consistently, I think you can find a way to play Jared McCain. And it's unfortunate that Quentin Grimes also has been slumping a lot recently.
Yeah. It was weird, definitely, because I see both, like, I'm kind of in the middle with it. Like, I feel like last year he showed flashes. Granted, it was only like 30 games, so that was really the ass part. But he showed flashes, was really playing good, really good as a relocate shooter, good form, good ball handling ability. Came back this year, you kind of saw the bursts go away a little bit. And like I'm looking at his numbers right now. He was efficient as a ball handler, but everywhere else, isolation, spot up, transition, he just wasn't good. And you can grant it to the slump. You can grant it to just giving him time. I mean, they got good value back for him. So do you really hate what Philly did? I don't think it's crazy to think that. I do think Philly needs depth, so I was definitely confused at first.
They go.
They did. Quick. But like, what you got, a first round pick out of it?
First and second round.
But then that's also another pick you have to hit on.
But yeah, well, I feel like that. Yeah, that's the tricky part. But it's a 6'2" guard, and that's already the fading vibe of it all. 6'2" guard does not 6'2"
And how
guard.
tall is Maxey? 6'2"?
6'2", like around
And
there.
VJ 6'4".
Yeah.
Quinn Grimes
And
is 6'4".
you already can't defend, or you're going to be a weaker defender of the bunch. Your ball handle's not that great. You're not that athletic. You're a really good shooter, and I think that's why in OKC is going to be able to thrive. They're going to put a bunch of defenders around him to kind of hide him a bit. Philly can't really do that, you know. And I think it's a tricky situation because I already felt like Philly needed depth, and he kind of wasn't working out for them, and they also wasn't giving him opportunities to shine. So it was like,
He went
damn.
to the worst team for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I thought he was good last year. It's
You
just
understand what I mean by
When
that?
they drafted VJ, the writing was kind of on the wall.
And
that
the
his
injury
role would
happened
be
at a
reduced.
terrible time.
Like, he got traded to the team that was very obviously going to uplift him the most and make Philadelphia look bad.
It's just when the trade happened, I just feel like consensus, like just the popular belief was
Nobody liked
why
it.
would Philly do this?
Yeah.
Like you guys just gifted OKC McCain.
It's true.
And now we see what's happening right now. It hasn't been a big sample size, but it's like Jerry McCain is going to be
looks
impactful
back.
for them.
He looks
And
back.
We'll see what happens when AJ Mitchell comes back and J-Dub comes back, like where his role in the rotation is going to be in all of this. But as of right now, he's playing really well, and OKC looks great, as they have really all season long outside of maybe a couple stretches. But Denver's a team that maybe people are starting to get worried about because they lose to OKC. They
Are
also
you getting worried?
there are certain things to be worried about in regards to Denver. I think the number one thing is their defense. They're 21st in defensive rating.
First thing comes health.
The health is obvious. They need to get healthy. Aaron Gordon and Payne Watson didn't play against OKC. And the defense really has dropped off. But I think that's an Aaron Gordon stat more than anything. Aaron Gordon has ridiculous impact for that team. Like Aaron Gordon, when he is on the floor for them,
Joker stat.
they have like a 110 defensive rating. They are a really great defensive team with Aaron Gordon in the lineup. But in regards to the other concerns, I'm starting to get really concerned about Cam Johnson and where he fits in all this. He spoke about it. He's in a mental slump, so hopefully he could figure that out. But people are trying to excuse his play due to role, but I don't really agree with that because MPJ went from averaging 18 last year and then goes to Brooklyn and averages 26. We knew that he was going to up his production in Brooklyn, but MPJ already showed that with the same role, he can average double the points. And it made me realize how much I kind of hate the second apron stuff because Denver, they weren't able to fully throw out their best roster out there because they built a great roster, but you have to sacrifice one of a really important piece of that puzzle because of the second apron. And that's why MPJ went. MPJ didn't get traded because he's a worse player than Cam Johnson. He got traded because they needed the money to work.
Health-wise, too.
And Cam Johnson, they got Cam Johnson, but they also were able to sign Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas. So there's a lot of variables to that trade, minus like just the swap and the pick that Brooklyn got. But I'm starting to worry about where Cam Johnson fits in all this because he's not the rebounder Michael Porter Jr. is. In the playoffs, Michael Porter Jr. has shown like signs and flashes of defensive brilliance just because he has a length to kind of contest shots a little bit better than Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson's defense is kind of average at best. And then his shooting, he's just in a major slump. So that is what's concerning to me because he's going to have to step up in the playoffs if Denver is going to want to win a championship. He's going to be a huge part of that. But those are the things that I'm concerned about with Denver right now. It's really their health, their defense, and then Cam Johnson's playing, what that's going to look like because right now he doesn't look like a starting player.
It's kind of messed up to think about because Cam Johnson was so great last year. And I think that him coming in, you just thought that playing with Jokic, 9 out of 10 times you come in and you play with Jokic, it's a smooth transition because Jokic just knows how to get you in your spots and you kind of just work off him and Jamal, of course. And Jamal's lifted his level of play. So by the transitive property, you're just assuming you're just going to get the best version of the Denver Nuggets. Unfortunately for them, this is the first real year that they've dealt with. Let me not say that because obviously Jokic won his back-to-back MVPs and there was a lot of injury. But while they've been in their championship hunt, this has been a team that you can count on to be relatively healthy in this season where they look to be one of the most dangerous rosters that they've had since their championship season. Health's just not been on their side, and that includes Nikola Jokic, who's been one of the most reliable players since entering the league. The concern with me, number one, health. If this is a team that is going into the playoffs unhealthy, I'm going to stay on my side. I still firmly believe Oklahoma City will be the best team because they've shown me, even through injury, they can consistently be not just the best team in the West, but the best team in basketball. And that matters because they have something that translates from the regular season to the postseason, and that's defense. They're still the best defense in basketball. For the Nuggets, what is their special trait is their offense. The way that Jamal has been playing, the way that Jokic has been playing, especially together. Offensively, they're the best duo in basketball pretty comfortably this season. It's just a matter of what's going to happen on the defensive side, and that also goes hand in hand with health. Like you mentioned, Aaron Gordon's such an essential piece for them defensively, and what he also does provide on the offensive side as that spot-up three-point shooter too. He's not just a black hole on offense, you know that, and as a guy that can just stand in that dunker spot, you always have to be cognitive of where he is on the basketball court. And Peyton Watson, while he was playing, he was giving you some of the best basketball he's shown you in his career so far, young career, of course. It just comes down to health for the Nuggets for me, and me not being able to trust that makes me a little bit lower. But again, health is such a big part because Aaron Gordon is so significant to their process. And if he's not going to be at 100%, we saw what happened last year in the playoffs when he was playing banged up. And even at 60% of himself, he was playing decent basketball, and it pushed teams to the limit where they went to 2 7-game series. And in that game 7 versus Oklahoma City, he just didn't have it. The team didn't have it. They got smoked. And health's going to be so key. You have to be your best version of yourself going to the playoffs if you're going to go up against Oklahoma City. And of course, we can't sleep on the Spurs, who've been showing to be one of the ascending teams. They just have a disappointing loss to the Knicks, but the Knicks have had their number this season. You have to be healthy. And if you're the Nuggets, it's really dependent on, of course, Jokic. He's the best player in the world, and Murray, but Aaron Gordon is a huge piece to their puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, part of me just kind of blindly trusts Denver and their defense. We've seen them in years past be a middling defense in the regular season, and then the postseason, they're able to turn it up to, like, obviously not an elite level, but more than respectable, above average, like top 10 level. They're always going to have their deficiencies, right? Like when you have Jokic out there, when you have Jamal Murray out there, there's going to be different moments and different players you can be able to pick on. There's going to be plays where Jokic, you're just able to blow by him and you're able to get 2 points. They're just kind of built into what Denver has. But what they're able to counter with is, you know, the best offense in basketball, especially when everyone's healthy. And as long as Jokic is out on the court, they're always going to have this baseline of just being able to get 2 points, it feels like, at will at any time they want. It's really just about making Jokic inefficient. And he's had a couple of games, especially this year, he's been an inefficient three-point shooter. I think he's around 33% right now. So, you know, there was years even last season where he was hovering around 40% and even above it maybe in some stretches. But this year he hasn't been as efficient. He's been dealing with that wrist injury too throughout the season. And I know they've been, you know, they've been saying different things about the wrist. And whenever he's inefficient, they say it's the wrist injury. When it's not, he's just Jokic being Jokic. But besides the point, it really just comes to what level their defense can get to, right? I think when Aaron Gordon is out on the court, and both Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson have dealt with like a pretty long injuries, right? Cam Johnson was out for over a month. Aaron Gordon's got to be pushing that at this point now, if not has hit that mark already. You just want to, you know, kind of similar to what we were talking about last week when it comes to Harden and the Cavs. You just want to have this build up when you get into the postseason. You just want to have a couple of weeks to get everyone together. If this was MPJ, right, and it was just the same crew you're riding back, I'm like, listen, it'll be okay. But the fact that you are adding Cam Johnson into this mix and Bruce Brown, who of course was there but now is reintegrated, and Peyton Watson, who's going to have an expanded role come the playoffs, it's an important time for Denver, right? I don't think you just go out there and just be like, this is the same team we've had from a couple years ago that won the championship. You do have some key different contributors to this team. Like the core is still there with Gordon, Jamal, and Jokic and Christian Brown. But you're going to have some guys playing 20, 25 plus minutes a night that weren't on that championship team. So as long as Denver, and I think they can get back to that baseline defensively where, I don't know, they're sitting around 20th, I think, right now in terms of defensive rating. As long as they're able to get back to like that 12th to 10th range, which I think they can, to me, I think they're still fine. It's going to come down to them in OKC. It's going to be interesting to see if San Antonio can give them a run for their money. But I think the Cam Johnson thing is interesting. He had 0 points yesterday against Minnesota. I think he left early in that game, potentially too, with an injury. But that was a game too that I thought they could have pulled out. But in the end, Naz Reid made some big plays, and it felt like he couldn't miss in the second half. Rudy was getting some big. I just thought overall down the stretch in that game they got outplayed, and that's not something we see from Denver in the clutch and fourth quarters. They're easily able to get these good looks after good looks, and last night the water just kind of got shut out.
Yeah, this is another one. You got to be careful.
They couldn't get a stop. And I think that's been the biggest thing since Joker's been back. He hasn't been I don't even know how to say his best self, because what is his best self on defense?
His best self is average on
Passable.
defense.
Yeah, he's just not been a good defender since he's been back. And I think the team in general has not functioned like he wanted to. And I think that's also a part of the slump. Obviously Cam Johnson, but I do think Payne Watson, the way he's been playing, you can kind of be like, all right, Cam's not hitting it. Throw Payne Watson in, see what we can do there. Like, I think this year they have an abundance of options where they don't need Cam Johnson to be at his best, because I think if you have Payne Watson, if you have Christian Brown, these guys are hitting at all levels. If you have Bruce Brown, I think you can be fine in that wing department area. And if Aaron Gordon's healthy, obviously, it's just about clicking at the right time. I think right now they're in one of those funks that all teams go through, and I think this is the one, especially since Joker has been back. Cam Johnson's also, like you mentioned, talking through the mental issues. Excuse me. And they ran into two really good teams. One team that's had their number for the past 3 or 4 seasons,
sure.
And then OKC, like with SGA coming back. So I feel like that Minnesota game, you kind of were out of it for a little bit. You started the fourth quarter with Joker on the bench, and Nas Reed just took over the game. I think that was the big key. And then Joker does get back in it. But every time you score, you can't get a stop. Your pick and roll defense was horrible. You could not get back on defense. Like, it was just really bad to where you could not get a stop. Like, so I think that right now, clicking on all ends on that end, because over their last couple of games, they've lost to Cleveland, Minnesota, OKC. So some concerning loss. Golden State was a rough,
They smoked Boston in
disgusting
between
loss.
there.
They did smoke you guys, not harsh. But
Oh wow.
It's a little hard.
disgusting. What?
It's a little hard. 40 and 20.
Good teams? No, good teams.
That
beat you
was
guys.
a big win against you guys, but then they lost 2 in a row.
They lost to Golden State, like, with pods and shit. Like, dude, you let pods
Can't
go.
win them all.
Dude, like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So the defense has not been good, but like you mentioned, they
Back
just
to back for us.
You make it
That matters.
back to backs is
Last
nuts. Everybody
game,
gets
last
back
game
to
of the
backs.
West Coast. Last game West Coast trip, back to back.
All right, so you're saying that's the let up game?
Yeah, let up game.
Okay. If you could just find that baseline, man, find that baseline. It's tough though, because I can't. Man, like OKC has a baseline defense. San Antonio is probably going to be the baseline of defense. For Denver, it's always you kind of have to be awesome offensively most of the time, especially going up against these teams. And you mentioned it, but a team so riddled with injuries this year, it's hard for them. It's hard for me to see a series where I can't see an injury happen. If you get one injury down to one of those wings, like an Aaron Gordon, like a Payne Watson, or to a Jamal Murray, it's going to be super tough. But I think Denver right now, they're just in a super disgusting slump. Like, they lost to the Clippers. Nah, this shit is actually nasty. OKC, Detroit, New York. Actually, it's not that bad. Cleveland, Clippers, Golden State.
They just lost to good teams.
Yeah, they lost a lot of good teams, but
You're also a good team. You're supposed to.
You're supposed to beat at least beat. Actually, shit, I don't know, but you're supposed to beat at least one of these good teams. Like, you can't lose to Detroit twice, with all due respect.
I'm not
They
to
lost
say
to
you got to go 500. here.
OKC twice too.
You're Denver. Go
That's what I'm
500.
saying. Yeah, they haven't. They beat Boston. They beat Portland. Like, you're beating teams you're supposed to beat. Memphis and Chicago. Like, cool, awesome, incredible. But you're not beating these teams you need to be. Like, even the Clippers was a tough loss on the road. And these are all road games for the most part. At OKC, at Golden State, at the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? You lost to Cleveland at home, at New York, at Detroit. Like, these are road games that you just haven't been able to pull out.
Minnesota, I think, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, that was one of the ones they lost.
The good news is
Last
that they have something that can fix it by just getting back two of their better players of the year, Payne Watson and Aaron Gordon.
I agree.
And you mentioned something, Riv, which is why I think that the criticism on Cam Johnson hasn't been loud the entire year. And it's because there have been more positives for Denver than negatives this year. The positives being Tim Hardaway Jr. is an awesome role player. Payne Watson, whoa, where did this breakout come from? Jamal Murray playing like playoff Jamal Murray. He's an all-star this year, legitimately. There are so many things that have went right for Denver for like individual player seasons that Cam Johnson being below average for his standards, really bad for his standards, has kind of been masked because the entirety of the team has been lifting up
basketball for sure.
They've been lifting up their performance. So Cam Johnson, I think he needs to play much better. But like you said, Riv, I mean, that was the luxury of a trade in MPJ, is that when you bring in Cam Johnson, you also have multiple other players you sign. So now if he's not playing the best, there's other options to throw out there. Versus last year, it felt like if MPJ wasn't playing his best, there's nobody else that's going to take his spot because they don't have anybody
Funny
else.
enough, bad stretch, still shooting 40% from three-point line.
Yeah, that feels like so fake.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like he's making shots.
Damn.
On the season, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, he's just not taking a lot. He's
Yeah,
not
only
feeling
5 a
impactful.
game.
It's
only
he's
averaging 11
making
a game, right?
You want
His
more
own
because
impact plus 10.
you traded him for
hilarious.
a guy who was giving you 18 a night. So, and what he showed you last year, he obviously showed you that he can score in a decent amount of volume. So you were anticipating him to give you maybe not MPJ level scoring, but 16 a game.
That's that Brooklyn
15 a game.
finesse tax, man.
No, which is without a doubt fair.
Good for Brooklyn.
They be
Without
finessing.
a doubt fair.
They treat
Like you
people
thought,
with Mikal, too.
you thought Cam Johnson probably averaged like 13.
15.
He averages
About
13.
15, 16.
He really averages.
He averages
13. It
13.
really it feels like
Yeah.
an 8. I'm gonna
I
be
thought
honest.
yeah,
I thought it was 15 or
even less
16 to
than
be the
that.
mark.
Yeah.
It's just he's been hurt and he hasn't been. How many games has he played this year? Curious.
Damn, I just went out of it. I
It's
got
all
you.
good.
That's why
40 or
Denver,
something.
when they're fully healthy, I feel like there's a lot of concerns that they get answered for them. That's why I'm not writing them off at all. But they do need to get back. I mean, Cam Johnson playing like we know Cam Johnson could play. It really makes me feel
Does
confident
this
in
shit
their
not
long
tell you
term
the games
outlook.
played?
No, you only got fucking Vapor and what all the other bench shit, but not games
Darko.
played.
Yeah, like what the fuck? All right, let's see.
Yeah, because he missed like
Take
a
a wild
month in
guess.
December, 45 games.
That's what I was gonna say.
45?
Something like. I'm gonna say 41. Final answer.
I'll go 39.
37.
Oh wow, even less than I was thinking.
37.
Yeah, it's hurt. I mean, having MPJ like obviously MPJ's not giving you 27 on this team, but you just bring MPJ back on this team, you feel a lot better about.
But that was
them,
all.
probably.
That was
a good
all.
trade, man. That
He
was a
missed
good
almost
trade.
half the season, low key.
The high key. That was all per 75. He's actually averaging 11 on 40% 3-point shooting.
Okay.
This
Still
nigga
40,
stinks.
still 40. I mean, 11.
11
That's
is
unfortunate.
So disgusting.
But I will never be mad at a third option,
11.
40% doing his role when Jokic is averaging 30 and Jamal's averaging 28.
And one of my
Listen.
biggest takeaways from this past weekend, just watching Denver, is just I think Jamal Murray's like one of the most underrated players in the league still. He can go on stretches where he looks like the best player on the court. His shot making is unbelievable.
He's so much better than Fox.
He looks like the healthiest version of himself that we've seen in some time, too.
Yeah, like
confident.
he's playing at a ridiculous level. The trade was amazing for MPJ though. He went to Brooklyn. He's averaging a ton of points. He's dating Ice Spice.
Was that really
He's a
amazing?
nice spice.
There was a rumor of it for sure. They did a whole TikTok together.
Damn.
I don't know
Sauce,
if I leave a championship level team. I don't know if I'd be excited.
He won a chip though.
He won a chip.
Like he's
I
good.
want to win
Well,
more.
listen, he's gonna have a year
was
in
pretty
Brooklyn. He'll probably
important
get
in that year,
traded,
too.
be a contender again.
Yeah, I mean, he's due for money soon.
That my problem is, as much as I would love and adore him in a Laker uniform,
Get over.
what's the price?
it. Yeah, he's gonna get paid soon.
And the Nets know what they're doing.
yeah,
they're gonna get draft
Yeah,
picks.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah, you can't.
unprotected
You
plus.
can't.
We're
just
not
skate
getting
by.
fleeced.
You can't.
We're not fleecing them. That's
you
for
can't just
sure.
trade Vando and call it a day. You have to.
Won't even
add in
make the money
important
work.
pieces.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
like, I don't even think like Rui and
I think
somebody
Rui
else,
and Vando make the money work.
Well, it would have
Yeah.
to be Reeves.
and not happening.
yeah,
yeah,
no,
no,
you're cool.
It's
Off
not
that.
Yeah,
happening.
that's not worth it for his value. That's the only player that if I'm the Nets, maybe I somewhat.
Reeves can
I'm
do
like,
more
yeah, I'll do
offensively
it.
than MPJ. He's just not as good of a 3-point shooter by any stretch of the imagination.
It's just the fit with Luka probably is a little bit better.
is better
But
than that nigga.
I don't know.
Someone's
It's
bigger,
a bit
too.
clunky with the
Rebound.
Lakers because two of those guys
we went
fit.
from pool talks to being better than MPJ.
No, you definitely won the war.
Thanks, bro.
You lost some battles for sure, but you
Some
won
if you
battles
were-
I lost.
Yeah,
If
Some
you were
battles I lost.
MPJ, you
sure.
wouldn't like be happy that you went from Denver to Brooklyn.
Not
Like
really.
just
I'm gonna be honest.
in terms
There's
of
no way in
life,
hell you
like,
can convince me I'd be lit.
in terms
No.
of life, like how he's living. He
Dude,
goes from Denver
what?
to living in
He-
Brooklyn.
he
He's
could've
the face
lived-
of the franchise.
He could have
He's the
lived in
face of the
Brooklyn
franchise.
while playing in Denver.
But he- I
People
mean,
do that
he's
all the
not
time.
there as often.
No,
think-
he's saying he's the face of the franchise. You're also saying
We're
Denver,
literally
like the
not the
city.
fa-
I'm
Wait,
just saying, you'd rather
he's-
live in Brooklyn or Denver.
We don't know. We've
No,
never been to
Denver's
Denver.
a great city. Show some respect.
Where
It
do you
probably
think
is.
his house is? Like he lives in Jersey and commute. Like I don't live in Brooklyn. Like obviously he's got all the money in the world. He could get a penthouse or some shit. But in Denver, you
I
probably
think
got
you're
100
overrating the
acres out
shit
there.
out of Brooklyn. Actually, it's really not like all.
I mean,
in.
it's New York. You're close to Manhattan. You can do anything you want.
Traffic.
There's such
probably
a
bitch to get
difference
to the
between
games.
Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, man. Like it's so different.
But it's so accessible to get to each area.
it's really not. It
Well,
is
he's
what
been
it
a
is.
driver probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, you're in
he's-
traffic
he's
for
not
an
on a
hour
fucking
just to go
subway.
down the block.
Like,
Like,
he's probably going to the best restaurants in Manhattan and he's going to Soho.
Yeah,
shout
yeah,
out.
yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. He's probably living life.
He's probably
I'm sure he probably was in Denver.
he's-
And he's also the face of the franchise.
I would guarantee
he really isn't. Actually, the person who gets drafted this summer completely
Well,
takes that
this
from
year,
him.
he's the face of the franchise.
I think
he's
he's just the
taking all
guy
the
they want
shots.
to play hard and they take.
He gets to be on all the posters and the season tickets.
And
all
what
that
posters
Shit.
do they even
He
put
is
up
the
for
PR
Brooklyn?
promotional
They gotta have
campaign guy.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yes,
started
yeah.
a podcast.
Yeah,
Not a podcast
He's
that we
Old
should
Man
tune
the
into.
Three, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, he's
He
not
is-
on that.
I thought he was.
MPJ?
You're thinking of
Cam Johnson. No, Cam
You're
Johnson's on it.
tweaked.
Yeah, Cam Johnson's on JJ Redick stuff, but MPJ is definitely like a guest on other podcasts.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
some interesting stuff in the past.
He's got a.
Extremely.
He
interesting.
went to
gotta be quiet.
Brooklyn and he started having no filter. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be me.
Well, now it's nothing.
You respect that?
Yeah. it's-
Yes.
you
He
know?
says some dumb shit.
It's
has
funny,
said some
dumb
bad
shit. MPJ says a lot of funny stuff.
You sound like Riv right now.
It's funny. Have you seen
You and
those
MPJ probably get
videos?
along.
No, we don't. He said shit I wouldn't even say.
He really has said
He's
some
like he said
crazy.
some wild shit. Like,
You know
I'd be
what's the
looking
funniest
like,
thing
what?
that he said that was subtle?
Here we
Where when he was on a podcast with Lonzo and he asked Lonzo about what he thought about Angel Reese's walk at Victoria's Secret model runway. And then Lonzo, he was like, yo, what you think about that? And then Lonzo was like, I think it's dope. You know, she building her brand off the court. And, you know, I think it's really dope.
Bro wanted
Like,
to know if he had
I'm
hit that
happy
or
for
not.
him.
He ain't answer that at all. Like, just ask
Nah,
him straight
for
up,
real.
bro. Like,
That's what made it so funny is like MPJ was trying to get a funny answer and Lonzo was just as PR trained as possible.
Real.
Just not giving any inch or budge. It was hilarious. But now MPJ is living life.
Straw?
Well, Jess just
nah, this is
Water.
it's killing me that you just asked him that.
I seen him drink out of it before. I was like, yo,
yeah, this is just a straw that Jess always puts for me.
okay.
You know, she puts a heart, make sure that
she
you know
loves
she
you.
loves
Respect
me.
that, respect
She always
that.
keeps a heart with me.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
MPJ play type, still the same nigga.
Love it.
Same day. I like that they didn't change shit up.
yeah,
That's
he
how I
just
imagine like Laurie Markkinen
Yeah,
would
just
be if
spot
he
up,
left.
hand off,
Like,
off screen, just shoot more.
that's all he does.
Yeah,
He,
shoot
you know,
more.
I was watching a Brooklyn game in person against the Suns, and he played really well. And he's really not handling the ball at all.
He doesn't ISO
He's just playing off the ball.
Ever. Like it's 66 times.
He's legitimately Laurie Markkinen. He
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't have the equity of multiple seasons built of that type of production yet. But
We'll see.
he is like that type of archetype of player. You know,
Yeah.
like
You think
Laurie
he's on a different team
Markkinen.
next year?
Huh?
You think MPJ's on a different team next year?
I hope so, but like I said, like I wouldn't be mad if
he
he
comes
just
over
stays
to
in
LA.
Brooklyn.
Oh my
You're hype?
god.
What? That's
Well,
a
he'd be-
realistic
It's every
destination.
player.
So, you don't have picks to give
He'd be
them,
perfect
bro.
for Luka.
What? How many
He
more
would be
years does he have in his
perfect for Luka.
contract?
He has 2 years left. After this year, I think it's 1 year left. I'm not sure for 40
All right,
million.
so we're on an expiring. Hold Rui
It's an unprotected first.
Hold
it
it.
might be two unprotected first.
for an expiring.
It's for MPJ. You're gonna extend
Oh,
him.
we're not gonna pretend like he's a Pascal Siakam.
You're gonna extend him though.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's a good, I would say, third option. I think that could be pushing it a little bit, but on Denver, he was kind of like the
Bro,
third offensive
him-
option.
That's what an all-world
Luka
number one.
Reeves.
Luka's an all-world number one.
I'm
Oh, I'm thinking we're just
Yo,
talking about a team.
oh, yeah,
My
get a
fault,
big.
my fault.
He's here fucking laughing at me. Luka
But
Reeves,
is Reeves
MPJ as a trio.
is
What's the
Reeves
rest of the
Jamal
team?
Murray in the playoffs?
No.
Work that out.
Marcus Smart and Jackson Hayes and DeAndre.
We're
And
gonna
again,
have
I'm
bread.
good.
What are you
I'm
doing?
good.
Why are you trying to do this shit with the Lakers thing again,
Tell me the
bro?
big three about the Lakers. I said, who's around them? He said, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure that
Every
out.
time you figure it out, it really just
we went to the WCF not too long ago.
that was a minute
It was
ago.
a lifetime ago.
That
It
shit
feels
was
Shut the hell up. You
2023.
guys won 2 years ago. We went 3 years ago. Relax.
So
You got
listen
swept,
here.
didn't you?
Yes.
It was the closest sweep in the NBA history.
Yeah.
So listen here. I played Drew in fantasy this past week, and he beat me 302 to 288. He was up on me. Like, there was a point
Shout
that
out to Kate. Shout out to Jabari. They backpacked.
I had a 10% chance to win, and then I closed it to like 40%.
Fucking bastard team was injured.
Here's where I lost. And it wasn't that I got greedy with Ant because he had 33 against the Clippers, and I was like, I think against Denver he'd go for more. He finished with 30 fantasy points. I was expecting a masterclass.
That's mid. 30
Yeah.
points with your.
Yeah,
You know.
for
You know.
Jalen Brunson this week finished the most point. He finished with 34 points, and I'm thinking, let me try to get a better San Antonio game, and he had 30. So that didn't help me. Here's where I lost. I made some amazing pickups, by the way. I picked up Jarris Walker,
Yeah,
who
I saw
gave
you
me
putting in work in the waiver wire. I said, okay.
26 fantasy points. I also picked up Gigi Jackson, 25 fantasy points. I picked up, I don't want to, the center for the Kings, the rookie center for the
Oh,
Kings.
Dylan Caldwell?
No, it's
Reynolds.
Maxime. That's how you pronounce
Oh,
his
the
last
other
name.
guy. Sorry.
So he gave me 29 fantasy points. Here's where I lost. Onyeka Okongwu against the Wizards. I locked Onyeka for 27 points. I said, yo, Onyeka,
That's a good
that's
game
a
for him,
really
yeah.
good game. But I was skeptical about it. I said, I don't know if I want to lock this game.
Insane number he's about to
I
say.
don't know why. I was like, I don't think I want to lock it because, like, what do I have to lose? But I said, fuck it. Let me lock it. Against Portland on Sunday, 51 fantasy
Holy
points.
shit, what did he put up?
25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
God damn.
De'Aaron Fox also sucks. He gave me 11 points. Denny Advia, he's been banged up. He has not played consistent basketball. Last time he played was the 20th. He had 26 points.
Yo, check my last tweet. I'm tweaking.
Oh God.
Fantasy basketball, I missed the
What woman?
ESPN format. It just
That's my
everything is
first guess.
I
combined.
get it too.
But there's more strategical value in the sleeper one, though. At least I would see.
What the fuck?
Bro,
Have you tried both?
Yes.
Really?
I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest. How are you alive?
Bro, what do you mean?
The Rhino?
I'm invincible.
You've had the honey pack and rhino.
Yeah.
Phil. Invincible is hilarious.
Respect that.
What are you talking
Did
about?
you
How
take a
long-
nasty shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
How
I
long
had
were
to
you
shit for
going
like
for?
7 hours.
The Rhino, they say, destroys your stomach.
Dude, it was like Sunday. I didn't leave the house.
I'm gonna be honest. It is an easy answer. There's no way that you can convince me that the Rhino pill is a good idea.
No.
What is that,
They
for,
sell it at gas
boners?
Yeah,
station.
it's
Just to keep you in it.
Oh.
Now the honey pack,
Which
I'm
one is
intrigued.
better?
Honey pack.
Okay.
honey pack, and it's sweet. I'm gonna be honest. It's intriguing. I've never had it, but it's intriguing.
Where do you get that? Gas station?
Where
I
the
bought it
fuck
off
do you
Amazon.
get it?
Oh,
Oh
Amazon.
my
It's a fact.
god.
That in my fucking purchase history. I don't know if I could have that.
No.
You think I care?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Some of the most devious shit I ever seen is like a guy and their girlfriend like sneaking a honey pack in their drink, and the girl's just all over them. I was like,
Bro, I've walked into legit like I've walked into legit
Sort of
7-Elevens and there's mad people behind me. I'm like, yo, let me get a Rhino. Like, I don't
Wait,
care.
how many times have you bought one?
Like 3 times, bro. I don't care. Like, I don't care.
you're
When do you-
shortening your life by a decent amount.
I did that with the salt and the sugar, bro.
True.
Why do you like what
You need a performance
event
enhancer.
do you choose to make the
It's a
moment
great
that you buy
question.
one?
So like, let's say for example, right?
First time, Lincoln.
Bad bitch.
Okay. Bad woman.
Wow.
Beautiful woman.
God, relax. It's not the worst
You
thing in
said
the world.
Far worse.
And
My
I think
God.
that is much worse.
I don't think John would cut that out. I think it's pretty.
John would hear that and be like, hell yeah. brother.
We're an hour in. You haven't said anything. I don't think
Because
cut
apparently I
worthy.
have to keep it PG.
No,
But
you just can't.
I mean, now we're talking about a rhino pill. Like, we're fucked.
yeah.
bad fire.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
fire.
Good looking female.
She's like, yo, I gotta perform.
And you talk crazy in text.
There's
We know
no
Can
that.
I
way
be honest with you, bro?
I have to perform.
There's other avenues healthier than a rhino.
I'm sure you I'm saying, but if it's that night,
Yeah, you could eat watermelon.
like that
To be
night
honest, bro, you can find a blue chew. Figure it out.
and the same night,
Probably.
where? 2 a.m. Tell me.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. You're
Tell me.
cooked.
No, you tell me. You fucking help me. Help me.
Maybe you go to CVS and you should be like,
CES
yo,
open 2 a.m.
it's another good point.
Tell me if you can help me, help me. If not,
The rhino, like a gas station rhino pill is
I haven't
just
done it in like
no.
6 months.
So what's so bad about the rhino?
Huh?
I haven't done it in a minute.
Oh, I thought you said I haven't nutted in like 6 months. I'm
What's
like,
so
wow.
bad
Whoa.
about the
Fucking
rhino?
exploding in this fucking room.
Is it
Trust me, I
just
have.
bad for your heart? Does it make
Yeah,
looks
bro.
like Coke,
yeah, it's
bro.
really bad. It's really bad.
It's a pill though. You swallow
It's like a
it.
pill, but it's like white stuff in it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just like the worst version of Cialis.
Yeah.
So like how like there's a noticeable difference in your performance between when you're having a honey pack.
So there's a notable difference between me sober,
yeah.
me off weed,
Okay.
me drunk,
Okay.
and then me off drugs.
Can we tier rank?
Oh, easily.
What's S tier?
Drunk.
Drunk. Okay.
Drunk.
So easy,
Drunk.
number one.
Like I'm not talking about the regular.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about like blacked,
You're blacked
out.
out.
I fell out like yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah. Blacked out, fell out. Then the pills. I mean not the well, then the drugs.
A tier or
Yeah.
S tier?
A tier. A tier. Then B tier is just weed for sure.
Okay.
And then C tier is just regular.
Wait, but where did the rhino and honey pack fit in?
A tier.
He's saying
A
A.
That's the
tier.
drugs.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's the
okay.
drugs. Weed is like B because you're kind of like tired.
Yeah.
You're kind of a little bit lazy
Interesting.
sometimes. You know
It
what I'm saying?
depends on the type of weed.
I'm
that
always an edible
you get.
guy, so I'm definitely
Nah,
like tired.
I'm gonna be honest. I missed that without a shadow of a doubt.
I
No,
believe
no,
it.
Henrik
there's
before, like I've been sober all day waiting for this.
Yeah.
I'm peak living
Yeah,
it.
no,
Oh
no.
my
It
god.
gets you active. It
does.
gets you active.
not edible, bro. Like I sit there and I hit it, and I'm like,
It has to be the right time.
It's because
Yeah.
it's not controlled. That's
Yeah.
why. You know, like with the edible, it can hit you in a variety of different ways.
yeah, like I've like
You get too high off an edible and you like.
I've sat there and I'm like, I hit this
shit.
edible, girl come over, and then an hour and I'm like, I'm just mad horny, but I'm so tired.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna fuck, but it's like,
or you're just
But
so
there-
high.
lazy.
There are
So high.
foods.
Yeah.
There are foods that can help you naturally like get to the peak performance you want to.
well, my sex sober is regular. Like
I'm
it's
keeping
cool.
it being with y'all. Y'all just gotta start sending energy drinks.
Energy drinks?
No bullshit.
Sure.
No bullshit.
Okay.
Not really.
Did you hear what I
energy
said
drink.
earlier?
What'd you say?
Watermelon?
Watermelon is a really good fruit for that. I'm not even like joking. I'm not fucking with you. I'm like being dead ass.
Like
Have you guys heard about that?
no, explain it to us.
Why?
Let me search it up.
Okay.
I saw it in a video.
All right. So one of the best things you can do is take pre-workout before, because it is a huge stimulant and it's just exceeding like
It stimulates everything?
accelerating
Yeah.
blood flow.
Everywhere?
I'm not gonna cap to you. Movie.
Okay.
Okay, so Watermelon can help improve erections by boosting nitric oxide.
Wait. I don't have a problem with erection.
No, it's just
But,
helps.
I mean,
But I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest with you. Why are we taking a rhino pill in the first place? Like, there's still no justification.
Oh, I need round 2, 3, and 4 to be awesome.
oh,
No,
Brother.
you can't just make round 1 of the movie.
No.
Interesting.
fucking women's bars must be off the charts.
That's
these
what I'm
days.
saying.
You need to you've been out the fucking game for so
I mean,
long.
basically my entire life.
Yeah, you need to when you link a baddie,
Okay.
you need her to know
Uh-huh.
You're one of
this
them
you'll
ones.
never get this again.
Yeah.
Like with
See,
nobody.
this is why you got to do what I do, and we'll leave it at that.
How
what
long
you're
are you
doing-
waiting though? Like I feel like,
What you mean?
like, listen, if you give me like 30 minutes now, that's fine. I can't do it 5 minutes.
5
after.
minutes after is insane.
No.
But you gotta see, because if I'm like, say for example, I'm like chilling, right? And I bust. I'm so tired.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I'm so
dead.
tired.
I'm dead.
In 30 minutes, I might fall asleep
But-
though,
That's a
bro.
fact.
You know what
The
I'm saying?
issue-
That's
though,
why
Riv.
I'm being honest when I say this.
Uh-huh.
You have to start doing what I do.
Okay.
I don't know if
you
yours is a long-term play.
It's been working for me for damn near a decade.
What's an
gentlemen.
energy drink?
No,
What do you do? What do you do?
All right,
Tell me,
we're
tell
not
me.
airing this out. We're
He's told
not
us- he's
airing this
definitely
out.
told us
I have
before.
vocalized this before. We're not airing this out. Nevertheless, tap in.
Patreon on Thursday. We'll get
Patreon on
Thursday.
$5 ahead if you want
No,
to
but
find
Riv,
out.
you're not like worried that she might just think it's a 1-game wonder.
Well, it depends if I'm gonna see her after.
Okay, I see. So it's like
But
a
you
50,
want to put up your best performance regardless.
Not all the time.
Really?
Not all the
But
time.
I'm gonna be
First
honest with
link?
First link, it depends. It really does depend. Like, cause I don't. Okay, guys, I'm not a whore. I don't fuck on the first link every time.
I mean, if it's up to you.
how often is
Fair.
it?
You know what? Fair. It's not-
You know what I mean? Like,
That's all right. Yeah.
I mean,
but
that
it's
goes
not-
for anybody. What the hell?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, but it's not always up to
yeah,
me.
you're not alone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah,
If you
yeah,
open the door, I'm
mean,
walking in that
busting
bitch.
no, yeah, you start touching me inappropriately, I'm gonna just assume off the rip.
Yeah,
you
of
wanna have
course, of
sex
course,
with
of
me.
course.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but I didn't finish the explanation.
I'm sorry. Tell me.
So it boosts nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and enhances blood flow.
Okay.
Because that's the most important thing is blood flow.
Yeah.
It is rich in the amino acid L-citrulline, which supports sexual function and may aid mild erectile dysfunction. However, it is not a cure-all, and significant amounts must be consumed to see effects.
Significant amounts of watermelon.
You gotta fucking just.
You need a whole fucking watermelon.
Yeah.
Going to store bought watermelon.
I would. Yeah, I like fruits, man. Listen,
Maybe that's a natural remedy for you, though.
my sex life is wild, dude. I'll tell you. You know,
You're going crazy.
I'm the best eater in the world,
Wow.
hands down.
Tough.
Professional eater.
I love that.
Nobody
for
can
you.
beat me.
No.
I'm better than porn stars.
Okay.
That's it. And I eat anything.
And everything.
Yeah.
You're a giver.
On a woman.
You're a giver.
Thanks for the specification.
On
I
a
wasn't
woman.
assuming. but-
Yeah. I'd go down there first,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're a giver.
pretty easily.
Is
First
it-
link?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Don't
Let me
care.
ask you something. Serious question.
Here we go. I
This
don't
for
have
everybody.
anything.
This for everybody.
Here we go.
Is it gay if she eats you?
No.
No, right?
No.
Because it's a woman
How are
doing
you
it.
posing?
woman.
How are you bent up?
Are you on all fours?
You're on all fours. You're gay.
Is there any good way to, you know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like,
all fours is diabolical,
bro, I'm thinking of the other way to do it. I don't know which way's better.
No, quite literally, the only way it could be justifiable is if you're getting neck and she just randomly
starts-
just fucking throws your legs over
Yeah.
your head. That is the
Or if
only
you
way.
bent up on the wall.
If you're on,
Huh?
Low key.
What?
So you're grabbing at the wall like, oh shit.
That's way better than all fours. All
All
fours
fours
is
are
nuts.
the worst.
Bro, all fours is the worst. It's diabolical.
bro, no.
Like
Against the wall, you're poking your butt out, bro.
But if she's already giving you head, just turns you over, that's sexy. That's fire, bro. That's fire.
No,
Bro, that's
no.
That's fire. You're not,
I don't know.
bro.
I'm be honest. If it's a woman,
I mean, if
you
it's a
get away
woman,
with a
yeah,
lot.
you do it-
You
you
get
do
away
it
with
a
a lot.
Almost
There are-
anything.
Exactly.
Almost
Alright.
anything.
That's
Okay,
the,
okay.
that's why I
'Cause what if
said
she
you get
pegs
away
you?
with a lot. Yeah, that's where.
No, that's a
things
little
be-
different. You get a
To
little
each their
dicey.
own, but not something I'm interested in. You know what I mean?
To each,
To each their own.
So-
To each their own.
Because at that point, it's
I
not.
agree.
It's not
That's not
her.
something I've
At
done.
that point, it's something attached to her.
I feel like
You know what
her
I'm saying?
eating you is also a height thing.
What do you mean by that?
Like he can't get ate.
I'm too big.
Yes, like it just it
There's
gets,
a fucking height limit or some
height
shit.
thing.
Yeah, no, dude.
Well,
You
no,
look
it's
nuts.
It's
Yeah.
close. It's close, but it's probably no. It's probably closer. She's probably closer to his butt than the top of his head.
High key,
It
but
would
you
be
look-
like your
imagine his
giant
legs
ass
up.
legs in the air.
Yeah, imagine
No,
his
that's
big ass
too
legs
much.
up, like
My legs are too big to be thrown around.
I'm with you. Like her beating.
Listen, first off, respect to her. She just fucking
yeah.
She's a warrior. You marry her next day.
Yeah, warrior.
Yeah.
Because
I'll be honest. To go over there, you're nuts. I've done some things to a toilet. I've done some things to a toilet. No fucking way you can convince me that's a good idea.
No way.
No fucking way.
Only after the shower, maybe.
So like in the shower?
No, not in the shower.
I feel like that would be the best spot.
Probably the cleanest.
Like on fresh out, like you fresh turned the shit off, and it's here we go.
Let's go to town.
You been thinking about it recently, bro?
No,
thinking about
I haven't. But I've
been doing it.
There's stories of a lot of people who enjoy that type of stuff. So I was just
personal
asking.
stories or
not personal stories. Kanye West, I think, enjoys it. There's a rumor about it.
He's a freak boy.
Kanye. I mean, it's Kanye.
There's a rumor that he enjoys that stuff. So I mean,
I bet a lot of celebrities do.
I mean, the reality is,
if it's a woman, it's
our
really
gooch.
not.
I was gonna say a spot for our man, for men. It's upper butt, guys.
Listen, reality is we're all gonna be 50 one day. We're gonna want to try some shit.
50.
Thing is, you find
40,
out
30,
you find out if you like it at 50 when you're getting your prostate exam. It's a little too late for that.
Listen, if I get a wife, I'm trying it.
Yeah.
Fresh in.
Now let me ask you a question. You get a wife. She's like, "Yo, it's time."
Like peg me.
You gotta start small.
Okay, wait. How many years are we in?
5.
It just got here.
Nah. That's too early.
5-year anniversary.
Nuts. Like nuts.
What if you're on a vacation?
I'll be honest. It has to be. All right. I'll paint the scenario.
I don't know how we can justify it, man. It's just
I'm not ever gonna tell you.
balcony?
I'm not ever gonna tell anybody.
You're lying.
I might tell you like once, like, but it has to be like I have to be really drunk, and I'm talking about like really.
That's
really,
how it makes it worse.
Really off the wall, and she catches me like
thinking about it.
so worse.
No,
If he's drunk, he's like, babe, I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
No.
It's time.
No. What I'm saying is, me and her, like, say if it's we're on our honeymoon, right?
Yeah.
Me and her, obviously, we're blasted. We're getting freaky. She's like,
"Hey,
can
babe, this is what I brought.
Can I
And she
try
pulls
this
out a
on you?"
strap. I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you.
like
We're going home.
I'm drunk. I don't know what happened. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no. My wife is different. Now a regular girl, no, can't fuck me.
No.
She's a 10 out of 10.
Why are you doing that?
I'm just asking.
No. Still can't.
She said you can hit regular.
I don't
but
believe you, bro.
I don't believe you.
Bro,
either,
you gotta
bro.
think. If my wife can only do it because it's till death do us part. So if we break up and she like, it can't be no regular girl.
We
just
got
telling people
divorced
she pegged
because
me.
he wouldn't let me peg.
I think that'll hold
You
up.
basically need a woman that's gonna take that. She's gonna take that to the grave with her.
Boom. Yes.
It's not gonna get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't
What
have
if you start
River
loving it,
Brown
though?
like an
Fucked.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. That means I'm freaked.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Mad AO.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
Listen, I don't put none. Listen, I ain't gonna say never to anything.
All right, I think it's about time that we move on to some other things. Before we move on to talking about the Knicks because they had a big win this weekend. Before we started recording again, we were talking about like sushi spots and all that stuff. And Crispy Rice is undefeated. I feel like Crispy Rice with the tuna on it, with the avocado. I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but
Where'd you have it from?
Sushi Village. There's a place. It's on 46 in Little Ferry, I believe. Hackensack, Little Ferry, it's the same thing.
It's an all-time generationally great location.
Buffet style.
Oh.
Buffet
Unlimited.
Do they have
style.
other stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Nice.
I
Not
will.
worth
Buffet
going for
style.
you. Not worth going for you.
This is what I'm gonna give them free promo.
It's not.
now.
It's not per se a buffet because for those you go in person.
Yeah. Oh, you're just unlimited like
It's-
sushi type
exactly.
Shit. Yeah, okay.
Yes, it's unlimited. What they do is they give you a paper menu and you just check off what you want. So they have chicken. It's like chicken teriyaki, beef teriyaki, shrimp teriyaki. You can check off all those things if you want.
I'd have all that.
You could check off the chicken wings, the steak.
Mid. Yeah.
They bring you sushi rolls. You could check that off.
Now
you could
this-
check off the spring rolls, like some dumplings. Like you could check off all that stuff, and they bring it to you, and it's basically like you keep going rounds on it.
Yeah.
Until you get full, then you
Now that I'll
leave.
go rounds on.
And usually the bill for 2 people, I'll say, like comes out to like $100.
Ain't
But
bad.
you get a lot of food for it, and
Yeah.
that's the first time I tried crispy rice. It's ridiculous.
You like it more than Korean barbecue?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow, that's a scolder. I
Korean
respect
barbecue-
the take, honestly.
What I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to Korean barbecue, and I love Korean barbecue. It's like up there.
Fucking awesome.
Is the smell after. It really sticks on your clothes a lot.
Yeah.
So like it's like I can't use this hoodie after I go there. I have to put it in a washer to make it smell different. Like I'm gonna be smelling like food.
Meat. Yeah.
And also I would say that's probably about it. Like everything else about the experience is really good. But it depends on the spot too. Like there's some spots that they kind of leave the cooking all to you.
Yeah, that's the one we did in Vegas. The one in Little Ferry, whatever, the one on downriver is really good.
The one in Little
I know
Ferry
it's my favorite
is
place
perfect.
right now.
It's fucking
The one we
awesome.
went to in San Francisco was a mid spot.
It was, yeah, it was.
Cast iron steak, cast iron pot.
We should be getting a free fucking meal for this.
No, I don't. I do this happily. I don't need anything in return. Cast iron pot, Little Ferry, New Jersey. Take your entire family.
And they don't need shit from us because it's
Write
jumping
that
in there every
down.
time I go.
Write that down.
Yeah,
Take
it's
your
not good.
entire family.
I
We'll
took
go
JC
for
there
my
once.
birthday. We'll go for my dad's birthday. We'll go for Charles's birthday. It is a staple.
It's good. I took JC there once. Every week. Yo, you want to go? Every week.
It's good.
Bro,
It's
you
like
get
60
OD
bucks.
meat.
Yeah.
You get so much food. Bang for your buck. I mean, I get my money's worth.
Mr.
Little
Little petite guy like you too. Proud of you, man.
I go round.
He's an eater.
I am an eater.
I'm an eater too. If you couldn't tell. But we're going to get on to the New York Knicks.
Sir?
You all right, man?
Sorry.
All right, we're going to get on to the New York Knicks, who had a big time win this weekend against the Spurs. The Knicks
Come on, guys.
dominated the Spurs. Oh, yeah, come on, man. We're talking about the Knicks and you're
Joel.
just trying to shit on them.
Literally.
Right message, wrong messenger.
Yes.
I did it off the camera. Respectfully.
You've done it on camera.
I have, but they're usually silent ones, though.
Liar. You've
Damn
actually
near
gotten
fucking
up in one time.
Flew out the chair when you farted.
Yeah, it skyrockets
that?
me up 5
was-
inches.
Huh?
It skyrockets me up 5 inches when I fart in my chair. It lifts me up. You can see a lift.
5 inches
In
is
my chair.
hilarious.
Such a specific number. I wish you chose any other number, honestly.
No, I'm a 6-incher, bro. Don't do that to me.
He's very familiar with 5 inches.
Yeah. I'm the average male when it comes to that. But the New York Knicks got a big time win over the Spurs this
Could
weekend.
argue it's the biggest win of the season.
It is. You know, they showed dominance. They won against the Bucks, but because it was the Bucks, there's kind of like an asterisk to it. Like, well, it's just the Bucks. But beating the Spurs, who were on an 11-game win streak, the Knicks showcased like everything you wanted to see from them. And they're, you know, last week's episode, I was very harsh on them because they weren't playing the best, even though a lot of numbers would say otherwise. But you look at how they played. Like Jalen Brunson played his role as a scorer, as a facilitator. Karl Anthony Towns was engaged defensively. He held Wemby to 2 for 14 from the field. OG Anunoby was energetic, defended well, especially like on the perimeter against Wemby. And then we had backline defense behind him, so he was able to be more aggressive. And then the Mikal Bridges game, like 25 points is the third most points that he scored in a single game this season. He had 5 steals. He had 5 rebounds. He was active. He was engaged. He looked like a player that you trade 5 first-round picks for, honestly.
Finally.
That's how he looked like that in the playoffs too in spurts. You better respect Mikal.
We had this conversation yesterday while we were playing the
Are
game.
you back?
On the Knicks, I haven't given up on them at any point this season. I haven't. Like I've never said outright
Fully
I've given
given
up
up?
on the
No.
Knicks.
He's never fully given up on him.
No, I've just been frustrated with them. In
It's just the
moments.
Cavs
feel like
are
you
coming
said,
out
like,
of the East.
last
and
podcast
He said
or
no.
two.
He said that the Cavs could. He said the Cavs could.
Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
always
go
said
out here
that
and
there's-
defend my brother here.
I always said there's 4 teams that I feel like are in the same tier in the East.
He's true.
You know, I do think that the Pistons have obviously had the Knicks number and stuff, but I do think the Knicks playing at their best could compete with almost anybody. And I love the contributions we're getting from our bench, like Jose Alvarado and then
Huge pickup,
Mohamed
man.
Diawara, who
He made the difference down the stretch
He
of the
did.
game, honestly.
he hit 4 threes. He went 5 for 14 from the field, but 14 points. He didn't really feel like it. It didn't feel like he shot that poorly because he was impactful, especially on defense. He is somebody that when Jeremy Sohan got signed, his minutes went down and his role went down. And Jeremy Sohan just really didn't show anything, I thought, in his minutes to warrant Diawara not playing, because before Sohan got there, Diawara was playing excellent, and now he's become like this hidden gem that everybody's enamored with because he's 20 years old, he's 6'9", he has a big wingspan, he can defend really well, he can sometimes put the ball on the ground and you kind of see some glimpses of maybe like some potential of some plus handle there. He can shoot. Like there are a lot of things to like about his game, and I think that he can be a big swing factor for us, not just this year, but in the future as well. Like I think about the Knicks as young players and who can maybe grow into a player that's like a staple of the franchise. And Diawara, even in his limited like sample size,
He could just be like a lifetime role player.
Maybe he can be better than that. I don't want to even box him in because I think with his physical attributes and his intangibles, he can maybe blossom. Like, I could see him being a starter in the league.
You say intangibles, bro, and to be honest, it's the perfect word. The confidence he was playing with yesterday was so evident. He was getting that ball, no hesitation, letting it go. You want to disrespect me, give you this much space? I'm letting it go. I don't care. And it led to some good results down the stretch of the game. You mentioned the defense. That was definitely a huge part of it too. But we were talking about it while we were playing the game. The difference between me genuinely thinking the Knicks can go to the finals and being a second round exit is Mikal Bridges. If Mikal Bridges is this level player, and maybe that's unfair and unsustainable, unrealistic. If he's the player you thought you were getting when you traded 5 first-round picks from the Brooklyn Nets, the Knicks can legitimately be the most feared team in the East comfortably. I do feel that way. The issue is he's so inconsistent. He's so up and down, and that just doesn't go for him either. To be fair, just to not just single out Mikal. That goes for OG. That goes for Karl Anthony Towns. And Brunson, I feel like, is free from any criticism because he's just Jalen Brunson. He's awesome. But
Silver spoon.
Mikal Bridges, he's earned that spoon. He's earned that spoon.
Sure.
He's earned that spoon.
Yeah,
And the thing about the Knicks is that they're
Sure.
battle tested. Outside of Boston, there's no other team in the East that's a contender that's battle tested.
Yeah.
Detroit
He's
ain't
saying
been through those
playoff
battles.
experience. I can understand
The
where you're coming
Cavaliers
from.
ain't been past the second round.
The issue is,
Y'all legit
can
scared
I
of us.
trust Mikal to be this guy? I can't. And I'm rooting for him. But there is the part of me that just can't get on board with the Knicks solely because they have their best players at times that are untrustworthy. And that goes for Mikal. That goes for OJ, who I'm a gigantic fan of him. For years, I've sung his praises, and he's repaid that for me. It's just he's inconsistent offensively from time to time. And then Karl Anthony Towns is another player. I really do enjoy his game. It's just inconsistency. So that's where I find my hesitancy with the Knicks. But if you get this level of play from Mikal, because that is what they've needed, is that secondary offensive creator, not Karl Anthony Towns, from a guy that can actually handle the ball, put it on the ground, can beat you in multiple ways, can get on a run. That is what they're looking for. And that's what he gave you yesterday. Now, we're not going to talk about the Spurs yet, but I'm really interested to talk about them because you mentioned how Wemby was stopped by Karl Anthony Towns, and Karl Anthony Towns showed great intangibles yesterday as well because he wasn't a guy that was scoring a lot, but he was on the glass. He was active. That's where they really made their difference in the game. Second chance points. Lack of rebounding for the Spurs. That could be something that could come back because if they don't have Victor rebounding the ball, they really have nothing. But that doesn't just go for rebounding the basketball. It also goes for offense. And we saw them go absolutely cold. And the guards basically were non-factors in the game. And Wemby had to do everything for them. But you have to give credit to the Knicks. They went out, they got out and ran, they played aggressive. They were able to out-tough the San Antonio Spurs. And that's what the Knicks are. They're a gritty, tough team. And if they play like that at any given night, any team any team should fear them.
You mentioned the rebound, and I feel like that was an advantage for the Knicks with Mitch and Cat being out there. The Spurs just really, outside of Wemby, they just didn't have the size to combat that at all. And Mitch Robinson got a lot of huge rebounds. I just like that the Knicks in the game show they can win in a different way than how they are accustomed to winning. It doesn't always have to be Jalen Brunson. And I believe that the Knicks are undefeated. I think this season when Jalen Brunson scores under 20 points, which I think that goes to show like when everybody is on their A game and involved and going, then we don't really need him to be superhero, which he doesn't have to be every single night.
Doesn't.
There is a new development post All-Star weekend that has happened with Karl Anthony Towns where he is being integrated much better into the offense overall. Because when you look at before and after the All-Star break, over the last 6 games, Cat has passed out of 33% of his drives, and he has assists on 9.5% of his drives. Before the All-Star break, he was passing on 18% of his drives, and he had assists on 3.5% of his drives. So basically, after the All-Star break, he is passing much more frequently. His assist percentage has went up almost 3 times the amount before All-Star game. And I feel like it's him fully buying into the role of what the hub is supposed to be in a Mike Brown offense, which is what we saw Sabonis be. He's not the level of passer Sabonis is, but I think Cat figuring out his role a little bit more is good for the Knicks. I still want Mike Brown to implore him to be a scorer as well. Against the Spurs, he didn't have to. He finished with 12 points, but he made an impact in so many other areas that you didn't really need him to have a crazy offensive game. But he is buying more into the role, and I feel like all of the things that have happened with the Knicks this year, all the drama, all the player meetings they had, I think it's for the better. Like, they've faced a lot of adversity just this season alone, along with the adversity they faced last season too. They faced a lot of it, and I just think that that's going to make them stronger as a team.
It was a big win for New York. I think they needed this win. Joel, we've had a lot of discussion about the Knicks in recent weeks. We've had, I think some on both sides, especially around Karl Anthony Towns and his role in Mike Brown's offense and Mike Brown talks, and a lot of discussions about New York because they haven't been able to get past some of these big teams. But obviously, San Antonio coming in was 11 or 12 game win streak. Wemby getting all of this praise, and the role players, we talked about them a lot on Thursday's episode. That was a huge win for New York. That was a win that they needed. Sunday afternoon primetime game. I think it was a win they definitely needed. It was impressive what they were able to do to Wemby. The efficiency was there. He still gave you 25. It didn't feel as loud as a 25-point Wemby game did, but they forced him in 7 turnovers. And I think that's some of the questions that I have, and maybe we'll talk about it more in an upcoming segment, just about Wemby when it comes to the playoffs and just this huge offensive role that he's obviously going to have on him. But the fact that New York was able to limit Wemby, really shut down Fox, Castle didn't get anything going, Fox didn't get anything going. It's what you want to see from these perimeter defenders, right? When we talk about McHale and OG, it's like, this is the type of performance maybe we're expecting every single night, but more often than not, you're expecting them to, be able to be pests and be difficult when you're going up against some of these, explosive guards or wings and the likes of De'Aaron Fox and some of these young guys that San Antonio has. But overall, you talked about the game McHale gave you, OG. Obviously, we talked about this at length, but role players matter so much when you get into the playoffs because you are, like you said, Drew, what you're getting from Brunson. And he's basically he's going to give you 25 to 35 a night. It just depends what the efficiency looks like, right? And Karl Anthony Towns is a different number 2 compared to a lot of guys around the league because it feels like his lows could be so low, but he has games in the playoffs where his highs can really be high and can be super impactful and can have stretches in the playoffs where he's leading your offense. But I don't think you leave this game for anything other than ecstatic if you're New York, right? After the tough losses that you've had to Cleveland and to Detroit in the last couple of weeks, I think you needed a win like this where you're like, no, we're still one of the teams in the Eastern Conference. Like you said, Joel, we're still one of those 4 teams that have to be looked at in the East as a team that can represent them in the NBA Finals. But overall, it was a great game. I was only able to catch the second half of it, but even still, there really wasn't a time in that second half where New York ever really let the rope go. They were consistently, keeping ahead. Even when the Spurs go on these little runs, they were always able to shut them down. And again, the credit that you're getting from Diawara, who took 13 threes, but shit, if he's open, you got to take them. And I think that's, we talk about OKC and kind of their lack of shooting because you leave guys open. If you're going to leave him open, he's proven he's going to just shoot it. Still a role player who definitely has a role, but we're not going to lock him in for 20 minutes a night. Still having that confidence to go out there and take 12 to 13 threes when he's open. I think that's what you need from this team because when you have McHale and OG and Cat and Jalen Brunson, he's going to get opportunities. He's going to get looks. Mitchell Robinson was super impactful on the offensive boards as well. I thought it was a great win for New York. I think one of the most impressive wins they had the season. It was really, from first to fourth quarter, it was a pretty easy win for them too. Not easy in the sense of it was easy, but just a comfortable lead and never really let San Antonio get a flow or any sort of offensive rhythm. So I thought it was a great win for the Knicks.
That right there, that game right there, that was exactly what New York fans was hoping for.
For real.
All year. That was the win right there. The biggest win of the season, like you mentioned. That was the team they envisioned in the offseason when they got Mike Brown and stuff like that. And I think bringing in Jose Alvarado, who gives you a different type of energy,
100%.
gives you a different type of flow outside of Jalen Brunson, different type of tenacity coming onto the court. That's extremely important. Cat defensively stepping up, and then OG being able to guard Wemby and stretches too. That was super important. And having a guy like OG who can guard 1 through 5, I think is really, really key. This New York team has the talent. It's not like it doesn't. It's not devoid of talent. It has the talent. It's just about, can they put together a quarter 1 through 4, and they can get a big win like that. I think, like you mentioned, this is a big win. We'll talk about San Antonio in a little bit, but just New York, we talked about it. The East is a 4-headed race. You obviously have teams like Orlando and stuff like that, but then Charlotte's on their way up. But for the most part, Cleveland, New York, Detroit, Boston. These are teams that's going to probably be in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Granted, maybe we can get a Toronto upset or a Charlotte upset. But for the most part, I think this would be the 4 teams. I'm excited because what version of the New York Knicks are you going to get? You know, are you going to get last year's version where we saw them go out there and they beat Boston? They come back from 20 down. We get the best Mikal version. You know, are we going to see that type of version? I think if you get that version, this is a team that you kind of envision to go to the ECF. Obviously, with a little bit more and Jose Alvarado and Diarra getting a little bit more minutes, and you have Mike Brown now. But just defensively, the way Cat was locked in, I think that is, and I know the 12 points isn't a box score thing and not screaming off the top of your lungs, but if you can get Cat locked in like that defensively, that's super important, man. I think that's the most important thing. And obviously Brunson's going to be Brunson. So listen, man, the East is East. It's so much contraband and it's so much, so much confusion. We don't know who's going to come out of it. But I think New York, you get a win like this, you take this win and you carry it on to the playoffs. Going to be huge.
Are you changing your tune on Cat, or are you just deciding to be a little bit more lenient moving forward?
I think he's been scapegoated sometimes, even by me. I think that he's performed well this year. I think the impact metrics show that he's been the biggest positive to the team this year. It hasn't felt like it watching it, but I just think that it's very easy to nitpick moments where he doesn't give full effort or he has frustrated moments. And I think that his frustrated moments can be very disappointing and frustrating. So like when he's not playing his best or he's not playing defense or he's not hitting his shots.
High highs, low lows.
The efficiency for him this year has dropped off a cliff. And I feel like for him, his shot diet has changed a bit, but I still expect you to make an open 3-point shot. Last year on catch and shoot threes, he was shooting 45% on them. This year he's shooting 36% on them. So like that to me is not a system thing. It's you got to hit your shots thing. So I think there's room for him to be better offensively, but I think Mike Brown along this season has challenged him in multiple of the other ways. And one of the biggest areas he's challenging him has been defensively, where every game, if Cat is not giving effort defensively, he's calling it out in the post game. They're butting heads. Like he is trying to get the best out of him. So I think moving forward, we just have to see what happens. He could very well do something in the playoffs that pisses me off.
He probably will.
Yeah, so
it
can happen.
Fair
but
enough.
Right now, he's good. He's in my good graces. He's
All right,
good.
Is this the first time he's in your good graces this year?
This year, that's what I'm wondering.
This year, no, it's probably like the third time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was really the slump after the NBA Cup. He was in my bad graces. He was really in my bad graces for a couple months now. But I mean, I always go back to like, if he always plays bad, I always go back to, man, I didn't want him anyway.
I mean, we were talking about that a week ago. What wasn't that long ago?
Yeah, but Rando and Dante are playing awesome. Dante's
Dante's so
best shooter in the league. Statistically, he's one of. The impact he has is crazy. So the role players definitely make an impact in Rando. He's just playing.
Minnesota
really well.
fans has been shitting on Randall lately.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Randall experience too. I think Randall and Cat have the same experience where like they can have really great moments, but their bad moments, they will be the scapegoat and they will get criticized.
82-game season.
Yeah, it's a long,
Can't be
it's a
grateful
long
82,
season.
man.
There's different storylines, and the Spurs are coming off an 11-game win streak. This loss snapped it, obviously, and throughout the 11-game win streak, Wemby hasn't been his best offensively. Now, Riv, what did you see from the Spurs that you felt like could be a weakness long term from the team, from Wemby? Like, how do you feel about it? Because Wembanyama and the Spurs are winning a lot. And do you feel like they have the requisite offense to actually make a deep playoff run, or do you think that it's going to hold them back?
Because you sent us a text that I felt.
What's up?
I felt it. You said, what does Fox do?
Yeah, no.
He's averaging 14 points since the All-Star break.
Yeah, it's like another.
He's not doing
It
nothing.
feels like when big games happen, like I'm steady looking for Fox. Like, hey, you're getting paid $37 million. Where is Fox?
I was
And-
infuriated watching that game yesterday.
And it's a lot of what me and Joel were talking about when we talk about the Fox versus Jamal conversation, where Fox is taking more jumpers now, and maybe the numbers might favor him being more consistent, or statistically good at it, but it just feels like it's too jumper reliant, and he's not for me a consistent jump shooter where you're like, you're living with Fox jumpers. And I think things that can hurt him are the lack of consistent jump shooting from their star players, specifically their backcourt, which is Stephon Castle, who hasn't been efficient in the
career,
NBA. And then with Fox, who's not an efficient jump shooter. You know, out the mid range he has been, but even then, at his best is a downhill player, and even then he hasn't been great at that in these big time games. You know, and then Wemby, if Wemby's not playing well offensively either as a scorer, you're kind of sitting there like, all right, well, shit, what do we have? Are we going to rely on Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson? Like, with all due respect, I know they've been playing well, but you need your big three to show up. You know, you need guys like Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle and Fox to show up. And I think this matchup, granted, they were coming off an 11-game win streak.
They could lose a game.
It's just unfortunate that it was just a really disappointing loss where it just seemed like there was no effort shown from anyone not named. It just
seemed
Wemby.
like the end of a streak. It seemed like the end of a streak.
Early afternoon game, maybe.
Early afternoon game.
Maybe, but like Vassell wasn't present. I didn't see much from Fox, nothing from Castle.
Yeah.
Keldon really didn't feel like it. I felt a lot left on the bone from San Antonio.
For sure. And that's why San Antonio is a tricky team to evaluate because like these guys have never been in the big moments outside of Fox. So what are you gonna really get when the lights are bright? You know, and I don't think the lights were super bright in New York as opposed to Detroit where they were playing on the road and that was a big time game. You know, I feel like that, and even that game, Fox didn't play that well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Wemby as a scorer didn't play that well. You know, but Vassell was able to step up and stuff like that. This one, nobody was able to step up. So it's just getting through those loopholes as a young team throughout the regular season. I still feel like the difference that's going to be between them, OKC, them, Denver, and I know people are probably going to bring them in the comments, San Antonio fans, or calling me a hater now. I'm very confused at that. But
are you a Spurs hater?
No, I feel like I've said these are the three best teams in the league.
You've been pretty consistent on the Spurs.
Yeah, and I think people are like they're going to bring up OKC being down 3-1 in the regular season series. I don't think that matters too much personally. But because I've seen teams like I've seen the Miami Heat with LeBron be down 2-1 or 3-1 to the Chicago Bulls in the regular season. Playoffs, something different. I've seen Golden State in 2022 be down in the regular season series to every team they beat in the playoffs. So I don't think that matters too much. But I think the experience, you know, maybe the consistent jump shooting from other teams. Mm-hmm. But I think San Antonio is still really good. I just think they eventually had to lose, and New York caught them at a good time.
So I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox's drives over the past 4 seasons, and it was 17, 16, 15, and now this year's at 12. This is the lowest amount of drives that he's going for in his career. He's not driving the ball as often as he did before. I don't think it's necessarily a San Antonio spacing problem. I do think that Castle obviously is not the best three-point shooter, but Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Wemby in the starting lineup, I think like that's requisite spacing enabled for you to attack. But Fox hasn't played that way, and he really hasn't played that way since the playoff appearance that the Kings had. The Light the Beam year was the last year he really was that downhill attacking force. From that year on, he's become more jump shot reliant. I think his mid-range jumper is really good, but the three-point jumper is very sporadic. Mm-hmm. And they need him to play better. I think it's also the role that he's in San Antonio. It's much different. But if the Spurs want to make a deep playoff run, he's the guy that's going to have to turn up because it's not like he doesn't have it in his game. We saw that when Wemby was out with an injury, De'Aaron Fox was the one carrying the Spurs. He was the one averaging the most points. He was averaging 26 a night and leading them to victories. So it's not like he doesn't have that. I just think that now it kind of changes with the having so many guards, having so many ball handlers, and him just feeling like he has to be more of a complimentary player. But he has to understand that he's one of the guys on the team too. And it's him and Wemby for now. Dylan Harper's on his way. Stephon Castle still has some ways to go, I think, as a ball handler and a consistent offensive player. Like right now, it is Wemby and Fox, and those two have to show up offensively every night. And Fox hasn't done it since the All-Star break, and Wemby has had some really bad shooting performances even during this win streak. Like before this Knicks game, he had maybe 3 to 4 pretty terrible offensive shooting split games in a row, but the defense is very impactful where it really doesn't even feel like it's a big deal. Like the win against Toronto, he didn't shoot the best, but he blocked every shot. He deterred attempts at the rim, and he was just all over the floor. Like he was by far the most impactful player in that game, even with the bad shooting splits, which I think makes it hard to kind of rank him amongst a hierarchy because there's an exception with him being so uniquely talented, but then there's also like this other side of the coin where there's a lot of players that have accomplished things already that he just hasn't accomplished yet. And they're more refined offensive players.
The issue is that his floor is the best defender in the world. That's why. That's why you have to have him at that table, for me personally. And where I'm not going to disagree with you too much. I mean, post All-Star break, it's been evident the jump shot has not been where it was prior to the All-Star break. Prior to the All-Star break, you're shooting damn near 37% from three. Following, I think it's under 20. He's just really been in a really bad slump, and he's brought down his season average to under 35% from three. It's that, again, on those games that you're mentioning where he's struggling to shoot the basketball, and that's a fact. He's still giving you the best defense in the world. And the best of the best in our league are not anywhere close to the defender that he is. And offensively, one will argue that, or at least some of the conversation we had prior to shows that some don't believe that he may not be a top 10 offensive player in the game. Now, the issue is whether that's fact or fiction. I think that he is a top 10 scorer or a top 10 offensive player in the league, but probably closer to 10 than he is to one. Very obvious.
How many of those guys can have as bad of a game as he does offensively and his team win the game?
So I say that to say, because his defense is so great, his defense is part of them winning the ball game more often than not. That's the truth. These other players don't provide nowhere near that level of defensive impact, which is why he's one of the few players in NBA history that their defense is so impactful. While again, he is nowhere near the level of offensive player that Jokic is. That'd be far for me to say anything of that sort. He is closer to 10 than he is to 1. That's the truth. The top guys are nowhere near the level of defender he is. And his defense wins games. And it's shown multiple times this season.
I think he's closer to 15 than 1.
Okay. I mean, even still. That's not a bad, like, I don't take that in a negative way because I think Nikola Jokic, where he is the best offensive player in the league. He is the best offensive player in the league. He is not a top 50 defender in the game.
Top 200,
Like
maybe. I don't
the offensive players that I think are better than Wemby are Jokic, I think Luka, I think Shai,
All good names.
I think Giannis.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Cade Cunningham. I think he's a better offensive player. Jalen Brunson is a bit of an argument.
Okay. Last two names.
But Cade rounds out the 5, correct?
Cade
Let's just hear his list first.
I will
fine,
hear you out. I'm just going to hear your names.
Healthy Tyrese Halliburton,
Okay.
Fine.
Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I think there's a real argument for Kevin Durant.
Tatum.
Let's hear him. Let's hear him first. That's 8.
KD. K.
I think there's an argument as well for this is a stretch and it's not in
Here we
order,
go.
but I think there's an argument for James Harden still.
Okay, let's just hear
I think
him. That's
James
9.
Harden is still one of the best
Harden before
offensive
Steph.
players in
Deep-
basketball.
Okay, can you say Donovan Mitchell before James Harden?
Steph.
Donovan
before
Mitchell.
Steph
I'm
Curry.
like, I haven't heard Steph yet either.
Yeah, so Donovan Mitchell, Steph
Tyrese
Curry,
Maxey before James
Tyrese
Harden.
Maxey,
Embiid.
Embiid, yeah.
Joel Embiid when
Comfortably.
healthy.
Comfortably.
That's like
potentially.
11 names.
Ant.
12.
Ant-Man, 12.
Here we go.
This is a scorching one.
Shit,
one.
Here we go.
LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball might be a better offensive player than him too.
Pulling at heartstrings. I don't know
You
if I
saying that
agree.
is fake crazy.
I don't know if I agree. You didn't say Jaylen Brown yet either, so.
That's another one.
But I don't agree, but I'm just saying, like, that's another
14.
name that I would have said.
And then Jalen Brunson was one of them as well.
He was added to the 14. I'm just counting your names. That was 14.
I don't
Are we
know.
missing
A
anybody?
lot of these names are debatable. A lot. Even like this year's version of
Devin
Jalen
Booker?
Brunson, like
Devin Booker. Like when you take into
Did-
account
Kawhi.
Leonard. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He might be closer to 20 than 15.
He was named 16.
no, but a lot of your
At
names.
least
I'm
5
not,
of them, I think he was arguing against. You skipped over some easy ones and then got into
correct.
debatable.
Correct. You got into the debatable
I think he had
early.
8 good ones.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I
that's
agree.
10 honestly.
Oh, okay.
Like cause what was Jokic,
Yes.
Luka,
Yes.
Shai,
Mhm.
Giannis, Steph
Yes.
Curry, Anthony Edwards, Kawhi Leonard.
Embiid.
Anthony
Embiid.
Edwards.
What? Come on, Ant. What do you mean?
So come on.
Come on.
Ant is getting better every year.
I mean, so
Yeah,
is
he's more efficient shooter for
is
sure.
Wemby.
By far.
Like as a
Oh yeah,
scorer.
easy. Well,
Playmaking.
Yeah,
by
Gilgeous
far,
is
he's a
good.
better 3-point shooter.
He's a better mid-range shooter, I think.
Okay, he's a
Probably.
better shooter. Shooter in general.
I think he's just as good at the rim.
Just as good as no.
Donovan
check.
Mitchell would also be another one that I would
Donovan
say,
is
yeah.
the obvious. That I think this season he's kind of put a
And then I
stamp.
didn't mention Cade in that. I think either.
I think
Is
Cade's-
Cade definitive?
Yeah, 'cause I think he's a much better
I
playmaker
think
than
Cade
him.
is-
So who's a better
Definitive.
offensive player, Tatum or Cade?
Tatum's a better scorer.
I agree, but I'm asking
Tatum's
about
a playmaker.
A
offense.
tick below Maybe 2 ticks below as a playmaker.
Because I think Tatum better offensive player than Cade. I think
so,
Tatum is the one that I would be like, yes, I think he's a better offensive player than Wemby.
Tatum's not playing this year. I guess that's why.
Fair, but I also think like even I think Tatum. I'm like, all right, Wemby at his best day.
Wemby's best days with most of these guys.
Correct.
You know what
I mean,
Because
that's
he's-
Are we counting
shit.
these guys at their best days too?
Yes. Which is why I say I can't help but think at Wemby's best day, he's closer to 1 than he is to 15.
I think
his best day. First 7 guys.
You're measuring him against all these other guys' best days. I don't think Wemby at his best offensively is better than Devin Booker offensively at his best.
I don't agree with that.
Ant's a
personally
comfortable better mid-range shooter.
No,
than Wemby.
for sure. Everything
at the rim.
shooting. That I don't. What is it comfortably?
No, comfortably they're the same at the rim.
What is it?
Victor's 74, Ant 72.
Jeez.
Ant being 72 is fucking insane.
He's like
Ant is an all-time scorer.
2 inches shorter.
He's going to be in this conversation
That's a whole
that we
fucking
mentioned with Shai earlier.
Yo,
Ant's going to be in that
72?
conversation.
Yeah.
72?
Yeah.
72. Damn.
That shit nuts.
I'm
right?
sorry. That shit has my mind fucked up.
And both of their playmaking is mid.
Yeah, neither's great.
So we're just factoring this.
I
the
think
scorers,
that
really.
Ant's playmaking is probably a little bit better than Wemby's.
It's everything's
close.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest.
They were throwing
it's not
doubles at him
moving,
towards
it's not
the end of
moving
that
me in
game.
any argument.
Fucking Rudy had to make decisions. He made a couple good decisions. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
It's not
I
moving
think
me in
that
any argument,
but
to be
what we said earlier was factual about Wemby is that like the offense cannot be top of the league, great, elite, but the defense makes up for a lot of it. So
The floor is
I think-
nuts, man.
The floor's insane.
That's why
Floor's
if
It's the best in the world.
I mean, the floor is what we're seeing probably.
Yes,
It's only
literally.
better. Like
like
they're the
when
top two
when we see him develop his offensive game more and become just, I mean, he's already a dominant force, but when he becomes a better playmaker, he becomes a better
What do you
shooter
think
from
his
all
ceiling
levels.
is as a playmaker? Because to me, that's what unlocks him becoming just the absolute. He could do
I
everything.
think it's more the jump shooting, the consistent jump shooting.
Yeah.
I think if he locks that, because bro, he's 7'6".
I
You can
think
see
a
everything.
realistic reaching point for Wemby as a playmaker is the last time we saw Joel Embiid fully healthy.
Okay.
Because that was a big weakness in his game, and he
Yeah.
developed that to where it wasn't like an elite strength, but it was
pretty damn good.
solid.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely far from a liability, and that was
Yeah.
when Nick Nurse first got there, and he just was so much more comfortable as a passer. I think that's like a realistic bar. I don't want to go here and say like, yo, Wemby could just
Jokic,
like
some shit.
develop.
What's
It's like one of the
what's
greatest
level
playmakers
of
ever.
score?
When Wemby's hitting threes, bro, he's the most unguardable player in the game. When he's hitting threes, he's
There's a
unstoppable.
few guys up there.
Which is why
Yeah.
my initial statement was when he's at his best offensively.
At his best offensively.
It's him
honestly,
hitting
we're just talking about
threes.
scoring. So let's just
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
at his
really.
best as a scorer, him or Kawhi.
Wemby.
Right now?
I mean,
This year
and
it's
you're
been
talking to
Kawhi.
me who I've been singing Kawhi's
I don't
praises
even- we're-
more
like,
than maybe 99%
I
of
don't
the
know,
world.
like,
That's just Wemby hitting threes.
That's really
That's
it.
just
it. Well, that's-
Because it's 74%
That's
at the
thing
rim.
is like you're saying on his best day. If you're saying on any day, it's Kawhi.
Okay,
I'll
I
put him
agree.
on their
Okay,
best
I'm
day.
saying as like
I hear
what
what
we've
you're
seen
saying.
this year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because
I'm thinking more like this year at their best, Kawhi's easily been a better scorer. Like it's not even been a conversation.
This at this best semantics fucking
it's
everybody up right now.
no, quite literally, it's fucking
Yeah.
everybody up.
Yeah, I
because
feel you.
yes, do I think on a consistency level,
Well,
you're
I mean,
right?
we haven't seen his
Absolutely.
best. Well, his best is what we've seen so far.
Who?
Wemby.
Well,
I'm
Kawhi's-
just saying, like
And at
his
Kawhi's
best games, like
even
Yeah.
Kawhi right now.
saying like seven threes a game, giving you
Kawhi's
45,
best is what we
and
saw
he's
against Denver in the playoffs.
in the playoffs.
The playoff game where he just
Yeah,
what he
just-
didn't,
and he gave you
didn't
38.
miss.
It
He's
was
giving
awesome.
us more this year.
That is
I don't know.
that is what I view like the perfect offensive game from Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, and I agree. And then the perfect offensive game for Wemby is
It could reach those heights. It can.
45 in the
5 threes
Garden
and dunking
on Christmas
and
Day.
They
posting up.
lost. He's 0-3 against the Knicks.
No, this year.
Yeah.
That's why if we played him in the finals, I'm pretty happy about it.
Last year on Christmas Day, Wemby goes for 45 in the Garden, unconscious from three.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those,
Yeah.
again, 7'5" with a ratchet is impossible to guard.
Listen, I'll be honest. 6'7" with the ratchet, that's impossible to guard.
I mean,
It's just crazy.
Kawhi Leonard's an all-time great, top
Like,
25 in me.
This dude
Like,
is crazy. Like he. Oh my god. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm glad you're waking up.
James Harden's crazy too.
What?
You're late.
Late to Kawhi? I've actually been the earliest.
This season, I told you that he's been MVP. What
Kinda
does
look like
what does
Kawhi.
Data Baller tell you? What does Data Baller tell you
he's
about
amazing.
Kawhi
He's
Leonard
bad
this year?
MVP.
He's
Did
a
you see
top
the
3
MVP
player.
poll?
Defense.
Have you seen the MVP
Which
poll?
I'll be honest,
He didn't get a
it's because
vote.
the Clippers fucking suck.
Yeah, did I not say that? That was my
like
main
a fucking
argument. Your brother did.
And I said that Kawhi's been a top 3 player this year, and you told me, yo, shut the hell up.
You just made that up.
In so many words, you told me, shut the hell
I just
up.
said the Clippers suck.
Has he not been a top 3 player this year?
Yeah.
No.
He has been.
Top 3?
He has been.
Arguably. The
The
Clippers
offensive
suck,
defense,
though.
he's so elite.
The Clippers just
bro.
suck,
He's
dude.
so fucking elite.
said
It's
MVP,
insane.
dog.
And I stand on it, bro. He's been
You have
so
the MVP off
fucking
of,
good.
of like.
I mean, at this point, we're just
Shai,
overrating
Wemby,
Luka.
Cade.
At this point, we're just
Underrated?
underrating Luka.
I agree with
Sorry.
you. I agree with you.
I said arguably.
I
Like,
agree
you can
with
make
you.
an argument for
It's
Kawhi.
just Kawhi has been.
I think Kawhi's been
I mean,
amazing.
wow.
There's nothing negative I want to say about Kawhi, but like top 3, we're talking about Jokic, Shai,
I don't want to
Luka.
say this lightly either. I think Kawhi's been maybe my top 3 favorite player this year.
Mind you,
he's
you're
been
going
awesome this
milk crazy for a 10 seed.
Yeah,
He's been
He was your
carrying
MVP.
a bum team.
So was Cade.
So
He's
was
been better than
Harden.
Cade.
They're not bums. They're not bums.
Harden was on the
You
same
didn't know
whack
what the
team.
Norris Jenkins was.
You're cooking. You're cooking.
Paul Reed
But credit to
shit,
him.
Isaiah
He plays
Stewart.
well.
He actually has played
They're
like
not,
shit
no, they're
since
not
he got money.
bums, but it's
Since
just
he got
like,
what?
it's
Since he got
Cade
paid,
just
he's played like
carrying.
shit.
Cade is carrying. Yes, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge Cade's carrying.
Detroit's definitely not bums. That came across.
It's
Yeah,
just
it
a
did.
shame that
Just
James
athletic
Harden's
yeah.
They're athletic demons.
Offensively, it's
I'm sorry you were
That shit
saying.
hard to
It's
watch.
such a shame that James Harden's best playoff performances came against the best team in history.
Why does
It
it
is
always
shame. And it
happen?
was like 8
sorry.
years
Bro,
ago,
that was
too.
almost a decade
he was at
ago.
his
We don't
his
care.
peak.
We
No,
don't care
I care.
anymore.
I care.
He wasn't
I
even
really
why
do.
not even a
Why are we
fan
bringing up
anymore.
2018
It was eight
Harden shit?
years ago, my brother. Look, come on.
I care so much about it.
What's that to do with 2026 Harden, though?
Because, well, he's still playing at a high level. Offensively, he's top 10 in impact offensively
Nice.
this year.
Cool. Now he loves
You
the
saw-
advanced
PPM?
metrics.
You
Yeah.
saw based on he just came back
White,
recently.
selfish as some
Bad
dumb
thumb.
shit.
He had 20. He had a near triple double. He had
He did?
21 points.
Yeah.
I think
He came back,
Sunday.
yeah.
They played the Nets.
I say that, but yeah, I mean, come on.
They were looking
you
to
know,
dogfight.
No, it wasn't low key. Like, they were down.
I wasn't watching, but I was like, why is it a 4-point game in the fourth quarter?
They were down, bro.
the reason why I feel so like heartbroken about it is because James Harden is one of the greatest basketball players in NBA history.
A fucking Harden soliloquy. February 2026.
You don't understand. Like people
I hate when my bros have favorite players that don't win shit, because now we have to hear 30,000
Yo, I'm so happy
soliloquies
that Tatum won
about
for you, bro.
shit
For
that
real.
don't
Like, as a
like,
man,
no.
it matters. It's
Steph.
facts. It's facts.
Thank God you got 2022, because this shit right here, bro.
It's facts. And the reason why it's facts is because LeBron James in his first year playing that Warriors team with Kyrie and Kevin Love, they won one game. James Harden,
What?
they
Talking
won.
about 2017. The
Yeah, with KD. They
Sorry,
won
my
one
bad,
game.
bro.
James
I get
Harden,
it.
James Harden and Chris Paul took
Damn,
them to
forgot about
7. They took the greatest team ever assembled in history to 7.
They did.
And people talk about Harden choking Game 6 and Game 7. Let me just read you the starting lineups for both teams. Well, just the top 5 players. For the Rockets, it was James Harden, Eric Gordon, Trevor Ariza,
Stop saying these two names like they're
and
dog
Clint
shit.
Capella. Compared to Steph, Clay, KD, Draymond, Iggy, it is very
Well, why
much
didn't you
not
mention
fair.
CP3? You just mentioned all their best teams. You didn't mention CP3.
In Game 6 and Game 7, CP3 wasn't there.
Okay, nobody was anticipating the Rockets to win Game 6 and
but
7 when they
people
got hurt.
still try to act like Harden's a
No, because
choker
he
for
played
not
like
winning that
shit.
series.
No, it's because he played like shit in those
He had,
two.
he had
I have
31
no
points in
idea,
Game
bro.
7.
On what efficiency?
Yeah, it wasn't the best efficiency. He's going up against Andre Iguodala, KD, and Clay.
He
No,
went 2 for 12 from 3.
there's no other player on that team that could take pressure off the defense.
It's
like,
just he
at
did
all.
not play well.
But he had 31. He's the only player that, like, all the role players outside of him were like
Why are
0 for
we
12 from 3.
justifying this Game 7 performance? The whole team was bad.
Because
to be
he
fair.
was valid. He was solid. And then
He missed 10 of the 3 for 27, 24.
yeah, and he got fouled on half of them. Go look at
Oh,
the
I
footage.
forgot. You said it's the most rigged game in
It is.
NBA
It is.
history.
If you look at there was a
say
play.
that.
We're resulting to being rigged.
There was a play. I'm so serious with you. There was a play where Draymond Green set a screen for Steph Curry, and PJ Tucker was chasing him to go and contest the shot. And Draymond Green boxed him out and moved like 5 steps backwards on an illegal moving screen. They didn't call it. Klay Thompson was landing in Harden's landing zone on his 3-point attempts on those misses. They didn't call it. They didn't call any fouls for Houston in that series. Then the next year, Harden averages 35 against that team. He is the best player in that series. Steph Curry had the best moment in that series, and sometimes an all-time player is going to show up. But Harden down 2-0, bringing those 2 wins, getting those 2 wins in Houston. He had multiple 40-point games. He had clutch moments. It's just a shame his very best, his peak, he ran into the best team ever assembled. But people try to act like Harden has no moments in the playoffs. No, it's just his best moments came against an unstoppable juggernaut that even the best player of all time couldn't win a game against. That's the facts.
I mean, we didn't win a game, but
what's
he had 51.
What's that to do with Wemby, top 10 offensive players? It's just like
it just pisses me
something
off.
off your chest.
It pisses me off, man.
You're more than allowed to. I just didn't know if
pisses me off. Isn't it crazy that the King won 1 game?
It is crazy.
But the Beard...
It makes you think who the real king is.
The Beard won 5. The Beard won 5.
Look, both 2 different losers. 2 different losers, Drew.
No, I know. Well,
the Beard won 5?
The Beard won 5.
In terms of, like...
Games?
Like, over the years, you're saying?
The 2 years.
The 2 years.
Chris Phil, he won 5.
Oh, okay.
Against the same team.
That's serious.
Multiple years, crazy.
So he won 5 times more games than the King.
and of those 5 wins, he never had a game as good as Game 1, 2018.
Damn.
Now we reward performances and losses.
I mean, you're trying to glorify a loser. You're glorifying a loser.
Game 3, 2019, Harden was better against the Warriors. Second round.
Injured team.
No, Kevin Durant was still there. Kevin Durant.
That was game 5?
They only played without KD for 1 game and a quarter. That's it. But he was there for most of the series.
Game 5, he left that game.
Yeah, he was there for first in the fourth, heading into the fourth.
Something like that.
It was at the end of the third.
Okay, it's still not better than 2018 Game 1. 2018 Games 1, one of the greatest games ever.
You know it is. It's a great performance, and that made me revisit one of the most fluky championships ever.
Which one?
Which was I don't know if I want to call it fluky because they're a great team, but their pathway was
19 Raptors.
No. Their pathway was Mickey Mouse as hell, filled with a lot of nail biters. Is the 2008 Celtics. I don't know if you guys ever looked too deeply into that championship run, but
what? Dude, I don't give a fuck.
In the first round, the Celtics, they were an all-time regular season team, by the way.
Was that the year they played the Bulls first round?
No, they played the Hawks.
Okay.
The next year, they played the Bulls in the first round. So that year, the Celtics had a historic defense, like 67 wins, I believe, ridiculously good. The Hawks, I think they won 37 games, they took them to 7.
Yeah.
In the second round, they played the Cleveland Cavaliers. They took them to 7. People forget, but like LeBron James with nobody.
Was that 7 or was it 6?
It was 7. The year after it was 6 when LeBron eventually left. They took the Celtics to 7, and that Cavs team was fucking ass. They were dog shit.
Are you thinking of 2009?
No, I'm thinking 2008.
Because 2010 he left, and that's when he lost to
Boston.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
2009, 2010.
You're right, because 2009 we lost to the Magic.
Yes, Orlando. And KG wasn't
so
there.
I apologize. Continue.
And
But
Boston
it's really-
lost to Orlando.
Because I'm looking at it right now. They went to 7 with the Atlanta Hawks. I said 37 win team.
Mm-hmm.
The Cavaliers that year won 45 games. The year after they won 66.
Yep.
And that was
That's
the
when
year
they got Mo Williams and shit.
Mm-hmm.
they didn't play.
Antoine
Jameson.
Yeah.
They didn't play the Celtics in the playoffs this year. They played the Magic and they lost. And the Magic beat the Celtics this year.
Mm-hmm.
But 07-08, the Cavaliers took the Celtics to 7 games. And you look at LeBron James and his he averaged 27, 6 and 8. Second leading scorer was Ilgauskas at 12 points.
LeBron went stupid in
Then
that
it was
series.
Delonte West, Wally Zerbiak, Joe Smith, Daniel Gibson, Verjao. We're talking about the best version of the Celtics with KG, Paul Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, James Posey. And really, it went to game 7, they lost 97-92 just by 5 points. LeBron had 45 in that game. Paul Pierce had 41. Paul Pierce was pretty. Paul Pierce was pretty like mid for the series, but that game 7, he was different. Yeah. Like that game 7, like KG struggled, Ray Allen struggled, and then Paul Pierce came and saved
LeBron,
the day.
#did all he could.
But those Celtics, like the first 2 rounds, it went to the brink. Conference finals, they beat the Pistons. Finals, they beat the Lakers.
In a game 7,
but it's unbelievable.
His whole career, he did all he could. Honestly.
Like, bro, it's unbelievable. Like
2011.
Yeah.
When you look at LeBron first stint Cleveland, like you go and you put yourself in that moment. When I was living through it, very much LeBron James was the villain for leaving Cleveland. But looking back at it now, it was 100% the correct decision.
GM did nothing.
They were awful.
Yeah, the team
they were
was
completely
fucking
trash.
It's his fault.
Yeah,
It's
'cause they were
LeBron's
great.
fault because
Yeah.
they got too good too quick.
You want to know what happened with them? In 2004, I believe, that Carlos Boozer was on the team. Carlos Boozer was on the Cavaliers.
I know.
Yep.
And
He's famously like, yo, we don't need him.
Yeah.
Cavaliers, there was negotiated between Cavaliers and Carlos Boozer, and Carlos Boozer basically didn't want to play on the qualifying offer. He basically told the Cavaliers, yo, listen, I'm gonna re-sign with y'all, but just decline the qualifying offer and let me go out and look at offers.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'm gonna re-sign with y'all though.
He did dirty.
And the Cavaliers didn't do it. They declined the qualifying offer.
That's Cavs' fault.
Carlos Boozer gets an insane offer from the Jazz, and the Cavaliers were also restricted in how much they could pay Boozer because he was like somebody that wasn't making that much money. So there's like, all those rules about it. So the Jazz gave him a crazy offer. The Cavaliers were like, damn, you really can't do that.
Damn.
And then Carlos Boozer just ended up leaving, and he left for nothing. And that's an all-star that with the Jazz, they went on playoff runs with Darren Williams, Karolinko.
The 2010 team was cute.
Yeah, I don't know if LeBron and Boozer would have necessarily fit together, but I mean, it would have helped. Like if he had Carlos Boozer on his team, it would have definitely helped. Like I don't know if that results in a championship, but it would have definitely increased their odds. But those Cavalier teams were so bad; they were so devoid of talent. That's why you look at that like 2009 team, 66 wins. Who's the second best player on his team?
Mo Williams.
It was Mo.
Like
He made the All-Star game that year.
He was good.
Who's the starting lineup? Like you look at the starting
It was
lineup.
Mo. It was Jameson. It was him.
I think Delonte
It
was
was
too.
And
very
Jameson got there
shallow.
mid-season.
He did get there mid-season.
Shaq. What year was Shaq
No,
there?
that was fuck, bro. You're right.
Yeah, I think Shaq was there.
No, that was 2010. That was 2010.
Yeah, Shaq was 2010.
Mm-hmm.
2008,
So Ilgauskas
2009.
definitely
Is
there.
that the
Bro.
most watched version of Shaq?
Oh, dude.
Easily.
66 wins. The starting lineup: Mo Williams, Delonte West,
Yep.
LeBron, Ilgauskas, and Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace on the team?
Was
34-year-old Ben Wallace.
I think that Wally Surgeback was still there. Somebody named Moon. Was
Jamario Moon?
Yeah, was he there?
Jamar Moon was not on here. The other players on here,
Ron
like
Moon is a 2K legend.
the players that got the most minutes was LeBron, Mo,
Sasha Pavlovic.
Delonte West, Virgil Ilgauskas, Daniel Gibson, Ben Wallace, Zerbiak, Joe Smith, Pavlovic, and JJ Hickson.
So Jameson was 2010.
Yeah.
Jameson was a before the deadline acquisition. He was a trade.
So wait, was it 2009 or 2010?
2009, 2010. They went 61-21. That was the year
We
where
lost to the Celtics.
they had Anthony Parker, LeBron, Hickson, Mo, Shaq, Anton Jameson. Anton only played 25 games for them. That move was short-sighted because Antoine Jameson was on the worst contracts in the league. And a funny story about that is that the Cavaliers, they really valued JJ Hickson. JJ Hickson they
He was
viewed
supposed to be a star.
as a star, a young budding star. There was a deal that they could have made trading JJ Hickson to go get Amari Stoudemire on the Suns. And they were like, nah, we don't want to do it. They was like, nah, we good. We don't want to get Amari. And they didn't make it. And then they ended up going for Anton Jameson, who was older.
As a LeBron fan, I'm happy that he went to Miami because Miami was awesome. It was just a great viewing experience as a fan of his. I wish he went to the Knicks. I think that if he went to the Knicks, he wouldn't have been the villain. Nobody would have hated him. He would have been the king of New York. It would have been pretty incredible. But everything happens for a reason. Like Melo goes back to New York and he has his reunion with the team or with the city, and he has his own moment to shine in New York. So LeBron goes on to win 2 championships with Miami. So I mean, everything's meant to be. But selfishly, I would have loved him to go to New
This
York.
all stemmed from James Harden.
Yes.
For sure.
It's kind of
stemmed from Wemby.
Wemby to Harden to LeBron's career.
Yeah, I was going on a deep dive on those 2008 Celtics, and
What spurred the thought?
I was just like, how did they come together, and how good were they before they were teammates? Because if you look at the Celtics years, none of them really averaged 20 points per game. They all were 17 to 19. They played very team-friendly basketball. And it's more of a big four. It's not a big three. Rondo was in that big four. Rondo was incredible. He carried some playoff series for them, especially against the Bulls. He was really doing his thing.
He was getting fried out there, though.
The year before, they got Ray Allen first, and then they got Kevin Garnett, I believe. Ray Allen was coming off a 26-point per game season with the Sonics. He was bugging. Paul Pierce is coming off averaging 25. KG's averaging 22. Ray Allen went from averaging 26 and said, "Yeah, I'm okay averaging 16."
Mm-hmm.
He completely sacrificed his game. And
that was Bosh too.
Then
Bosh was coming off like 22 a game.
They
sold
like
his soul, man.
I was just going on a deep dive on those Celtics because they have some memorable playoff series, like against the Bulls in 2009.
Most overtimes of all time.
Bro, Ben Gordon went off. And there was a game where Ray Allen was
41.
like 0 for 10, 0 for 11 from 3. Yeah. And he also had his crazy game. Like the Celtics, for whatever reason, like you knew they were more talented. At the time, everybody knew
that series.
Everybody knew the Celtics were more talented. But for some reason, they really got into these nail-biters against teams they should have smoked.
John Salmons had some good games. Tyrese Thomas had some moments.
That's the playoffs. So, I mean, I'm sure during the time people were questioning Boston, questioning what they could do. Can they actually win a championship? We see that today. We saw that with the Celtics run in 2024.
You know what I do sometimes? What I do sometimes is I look back at NBA history, and I'm like, if I lived in this era, what would my take be on this? Yeah. Like, what would I think about this?
You'd be calling Boston frauds. We'd all be probably.
You know what I thought about? The Pistons, that the offseason after the playoff series that they had, they let Ben Gordon walk, which I think in hindsight might have been a mistake. He fell off rapidly with the Pistons, though. But the Pistons still had Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince. They had like some of the nucleus, but not all of it. And Rodney Stuckey was this like young player they were very high on long term. They had an offseason where they signed Ben Gordon, who just came fresh off of averaging 21 with the Bulls, an incredible playoff series. You're like, the Pistons getting Ben Gordon, that's really good. And then they signed Charlie Villanueva, who on the Bucks averaged 16 points a game and was a great floor spacer for them. And I'm thinking like, bro, back then I probably would have thought these were like good free agent moves. Mm-hmm. And then like you look at what happened after that, Ben Gordon fell off a cliff. Like, Ben Gordon was completely trash.
I remember Rip went to Chicago and then D-Rose got hurt.
Richard Hamilton went to Chicago. Yeah. But you think about it, like, bro, what if the Bulls had Ben Gordon with Derrick Rose and they had a secondary creator? Melo.
Melo was always the one that could have changed a lot.
Melo had to take a major pay cut.
D-Wade and LeBron was talking about coming to Chicago,
but too. I thought Melo was thinking about going to Houston first go around.
It was New York, it was Chicago, and I think Houston was the third team. It was 3, but Chicago was in it. Then LeBron and D-Wade were talking about coming to Chicago to play with D-Rose. But this was before D-Rose MVP season. It was like his second year.
That was a true testament of whether or not Melo wanted to win, because like they criticized him for taking the Knicks contract because it was clear the Knicks were going to be trash when he did that. The difference was like $50 million though. Yeah. Like,
I'll be honest,
you take that.
I was taking that money.
Easy.
You take that.
I was taking that
But
money.
You think of a team with Derrick Rose, Melo, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah. I mean, my goodness.
Sorry, bro.
Like,
I miss it.
Sorry,
for
man.
as good as
Good
Carlos
moments.
Boozer was when he got to the Bulls, he just didn't fit very well with the team. I thought.
It was all right. It was good.
No,
he
was
had
solid.
got hurt.
He was he had a good mid range if I remember correctly.
Him and
He was
Noah
solid.
used to dominate the paint. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Come on.
Fuck.
Come on.
For a minute.
River Brown. Okay,
Yeah,
that's enough NBA history. So
That shit might stink, but I'll be honest with you.
the Los Angeles Lakers, they're on a 2-game win streak, but against the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. So it's not something to like ride home about. The big thing with the Lakers right now is that JJ Redick got into it with Luka on the sideline.
It's always something with the
And
Lakers,
it's been made into like this big thing. What are your thoughts on what happened there?
Well, me, having my experience as a coach, sometimes, or me seeing things nowadays, obviously to a lesser degree, smaller degree as opposed to the NBA, it's just nothing. It happens all the time. It's a player being frustrated with what's going on, being frustrated with where they are and where he wants them to be and where he thinks they should be and where they're not be. And I think JJ Redick, same ways, where a coach feels like they need to be and where they aren't. And I feel like JJ Redick has been a little bit more public than other Lakers head coaches, where he's come out and he's, I don't want to say attacked, but he's called out his team for their lack of aggressiveness. He's called out his team for the lack of effort. And I think that's been noticeable. He's definitely brought that type of energy where, listen, I used to play with you guys. So I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not going to hold my tongue. I'm just going to be up front, say it in the media, say it wherever I'm at. And I guess, they was having a bad moment. Luka was sick of it. I've seen it happen before a ton of times. Like I said, to a lesser degree in the smaller levels. I've seen it happen a few times in the NBA. This can either, because, NBA guys are a little bit more divas. They get paid the big bucks, stuff like that. This can make you or break you. But I'll be fucking honest. The Lakers season's been broken. So, realistically, listen, JJ Redick hasn't
We
done
win
his,
games, bro.
You
They
do
do
beat
win.
bad teams.
Yeah.
Realistically, though, JJ Redick hasn't done his best job. The roster isn't that good for even to do his best job. And
Can't you argue that he has done a good job given roster?
I think you guys just have an overwhelmingly dominant Luka, and Austin Reeves has been great.
And LeBron.
stretches.
Well,
If
LeBron-
if you waited,
He's been one of the best playmakers in basketball.
If you waited, I was gonna
Just
say
him
LeBron.
last is nuts.
He hasn't been better than either one of them.
No, not better than Luka. And when Reeves been on the court, he's been pretty great. But I still think LeBron is an offensive player overall.
You know what? You
Thanks.
guys have Luka. You guys have LeBron. You guys have
You have a
Austin
big
Reeves.
three.
Nevertheless,
And a foundation.
No,
That's
that's the most LeBron fan thing I've done in a long time. Nevertheless, I would argue the same as
Just cut me off. Start talking about LeBron.
Fucking March 1st comes around. This guy's crazy.
Back
bro.
to what he is.
Yeah,
you know?
back to what he
It
is.
just can't
now
help
I'm the
it.
racist. Huh?
No, I really don't have bro. It's nothing. I know people are gonna over exaggerate. Oh, look at him. Luka's frustrated. Luka's doing it again. JJ Redick not good coach. Blah 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 blah. And all those things may be true. I feel like those things were true before the incident. They're probably gonna be true after the incident. That is regular
Calling an
coach
incident's
player
hilarious,
stuff.
too.
Yeah,
It's nothing.
it really is nothing. But
Nothing.
you know how people are in the media.
It's the Lakers and it's Luka and it's JJ Redick. So if you
LA,
have
the
anything,
bright lights.
it's only
Hollywood.
something if you want to make it something. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you could find this every other day. If you
What do you
wanted
think
to.
was said?
Use a bitch.
I don't think you said. I think if either of them called each other a bitch, it would have been a little more heated than that.
I've heard. He probably mumbled that shit.
No, I don't know. I don't know what was said. I don't know
think-
what it stemmed from.
I think
Because there was the
It was-
free throw line,
I was
right?
gonna- It was Luka was coming off the floor.
Yeah.
JJ's kind of talking to him. I don't know what,
Luka
what he was talking
ignoring
about.
the hell
He
out
was
of
Yeah,
it.
facts. He kind of walked away
He
from
did,
him.
and he was grabbing his arm. JJ was grabbing Luka's arm,
Yeah, he was
and
trying
so
to talk
then
about
JJ
something.
said something to him, and then as JJ's walking away, Luka gets up to go to say something to him. Vando steps up, stops him from saying something to him. So it probably was just something about energy and accountability. Like that's the only thing I could think of because JJ has said in the past, I'm coaching Luka hard because I know what he's capable of, and I'm just going to be the most obnoxious version of myself to him because I want the best out of him. And that's what he's done consistently since Luka's been in a Laker uniform. So to me, this is nothing new. This is nothing that I'm going to stress about. Luka's been excellent. The effort that you've been seeing from him on the offensive side, the defensive side of the ball, like, yes, is Luka the best defender in the world? No, but he's been
average
showing.
points,
But he's
been
so
showing
much better
energy,
than what
yes.
people think he is.
Agree. He's
not
been,
a good
he just
defender.
shows energy. He's been showing energy on the defensive side of the ball, and that to me, all I can ask for.
Oh, it's all I can ask for is effort.
Just give effort, and that what he has been putting forth recently, and that's again when you are giving some of the best offense in basketball. You can only do so much with what's around you, especially defensively, when you know that's a weakness of yours and that's a weakness of his, and that's what the team should know. And they've done such a poor job to put support around him in that regard.
Plus offseason.
Giving him
DeAndre Ayton.
Dominate.
For what
well,
they
it's
could
because
do, it was
Aiden's a
fine.
Marcus
lazy.
Smart.
He's a lazy fuck. He's a lazy fuck. That's exactly what it is.
Hey.
And I'm be honest.
Jake LaRavia.
No. Big.
Jake
big,
Laravia's been good.
big,
Jake Laravia's
big.
been good, and Marcus
You
Smart's
was- you
been
was going
good.
the most.
Deadline move.
There we go.
Luke Kennard.
He's been good for us
Holy
too.
shit.
A+ deadline.
Okay,
Hey,
I mean, you guys
listen.
are joking, but
Guys,
Luke
we're
Kennard,
just being assholes.
he's been good.
Okay.
Marcus Smart's been good. DeAndre Ayton's been dog shit.
I'm willing to admit, I'm willing to concede, and I'm willing to admit defeat in regards to DeAndre Ayton.
He sucks
But you were wrong about Jake LaRavia for sure.
badly.
He's been really good.
He's
for the
a
Lakers.
strong role player.
He's like one of their better
Easily.
players.
That's
Is that not a
hard.
problem?
No,
That's not
it's
hard.
just he's been
No,
solid.
he's actually
been solid.
good.
Okay. What is he doing?
Shooting the ball, getting downhill, defending.
Okay, that's nice.
I mean, that's all I can ask for out of a role player.
He's better than most of your roster.
I could not
You have dude,
agree
you have-
more.
Yo, with all jokes
I
aside,
disagreed.
I don't. If you want me to concede to that, sure, he's better than most of the roster. You have players that legitimately shouldn't.
But
be
I
playing.
also will say Marcus Smart has been a positive for us.
If the
solid.
Lakers are the third seed, should Luka win MVP?
No.
He should get votes.
then that means JJ Redick should win Coach of the Year.
I mean,
JJ's
if
been a
Shai
good
misses-
coach this year. Like, I don't understand like why people are disrespecting him like he's this bad coach. He's been fine. Our roster's bad and we're winning ball games. Yes, Luka Doncic is a top 5 player in the world. He's one of the best offensive players in the game. LeBron's been excellent as a playmaker since like finally being healthy. Reeves coming back. He's looked getting into the groove of things. When the three are on the court since Christmas, we've had a really strong positive lineup with the three of them. The rest of the roster's mid.
33%.
Nigga stinks.
Who's
Who?
that?
Arabia.
33% from what?
3, I guess. Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, from three.
He doesn't feel like it. I'll be honest. You could swap Cam Johnson's and his percentages, and I think Laravio's at 40%.
It's probably just what you've been watching recently.
I mean, I guess so.
Listen,
they're only 1.5 game behind third seed.
You know what it is? I think
I know we talk all this shit like the Lakers are the worst team on earth, and I get it. I hate them too because
their expectations are super high.
The carry
because
job
they have
is just
the
crazy
three
right now.
No, it's been
beat up on a lot of bad
ridiculous.
teams.
We do. I think we have the third most wins against teams under 500.
Yeah.
What's your wins against teams over 500?
It's not good.
I saw some stat. Any team that has a top 10 net rating, they're like one of the worst teams basketball against. They have like 7 wins or some shit. I don't remember.
And the Lakers are very much like dead center, not positive, not a negative team. Sometimes it swivels and they get a little bit positive, a little bit negative, but for the most part,
I'm just saying,
they're just like an average team that's being carried by like star talent.
Really?
I don't know.
But in my opinion, I mean, I think JJ has done a solid job. I think JJ, like, he has the benefit of having like this superstar offensive engine because the Lakers really don't run much plays. It's really just like, and that's his offensive genius. At least that's what I thought was promoted to me when JJ became the coach. I thought they were going to run more things. It was going to be much more of a fluid offense. Maybe you can say it's Luka's fault. I don't know. I feel like I really haven't seen like much movement at all offensively. But to me, I think the coach of the year is Joe Mazzulla.
Easily.
And that's kind of a tone I switched on recently because before it was JB Bickerstaff. And I don't want to undermine what
sounds like it.
Bickerstaff is doing at all. They're the first seed. It's all great. The Celtics were not projected to be here. They're going to finish possibly as the second seed in the Eastern Conference. And Joe Mazzulla has adopted a philosophy that since he's got into Boston, the lowest that they've ranked in 3 points attempted per game has been second. It's been number 2, number 2, number 1, number 2. They are attempting a ton of threes. That spacing and shooting in that offense makes life so much easier for his offensive star players. They have 3 players that are creating 30 points or more per game with Jaylen Brown, 40 plus. They had Derek White and then Payne Pritchard. They all combining their points and assists. They're accounting for that many points created per game. But it's really what he's done with the role guys. Like Neemias Queta has been ridiculously good. I remember being really intrigued by him in Summer League with the Kings. They won the championship with Ray McCollum. And I think it was Davion Mitchell. Sorry, Ray McCollum was way back then. Way back then. Davion Mitchell, Queta, like they dominated Summer League. Davion Mitchell locked up Payne Pritchard, but he really never fit in Sacramento. They never got the best out of him. And for him to go from kind of a rotational big that doesn't get much minutes to now being a starter on a playoff team, and then Jordan Walsh developing, Hugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman, Ron Harper Jr. as of recently, like there's a lot of guys. Like we talk about the Eric Spoelstra effect with role players. Joe Mazzulla's very much like made the most of his situation, and he's getting the best out of these guys. And I think that he deserves the most credit for their success this year. That is not to undermine Jaylen Brown, who's playing at a high level. Derek White's been super impactful, but Joe Mazzulla, I feel like, has done the best coaching job this year.
Do you have the polymarker numbers
for coach of the year?
Yeah.
I could get it. Let me go get it.
I don't know. Number one seed in the league screams.
But coach of the year is so much
So
narrative
sporadic,
driven.
right?
But to be fair, the Pistons weren't expected to be
They're
the
probably
one
the best
seed.
narrative in the league.
Am I nuts to say I think Joe Mazzulla should be coach of the year? Why isn't Mark Daigneault just top top 2 again?
So right now, JB Bickerstaff is 74%.
It's heavy favorite.
Joe Mazzulla's 21.4%. And then third is Mitch Johnson at 2.9%.
With respect,
San Antonio.
Daigneault has had his fair share of injuries that he's had to deal with yet again, and they have the best record in basketball
It's just
yet
expectation
again. But
every year.
we don't change that expectation for MVP. Why do we suddenly change it for coach of the year?
Low key we do though. Not change it, but low key you get sour.
It depends. Like when LeBron was gonna have MVP for like 9 years in a row, fine, we changed it. Then Jokic started winning MVP again, and they were just like, "Fuck it, let's give it to him every single year," and they have had no problem.
Why are we fading JB Bickerstaff?
I'm not. I'm just saying Mark Daigneault has the best record, and he's had his fair share of injuries as well.
Top 2,
He should be top 2.
which means you're fading JB Bickerstaff.
or Joe.
I just think Joe Mazzulla lost his best player in a lot of people's eyes, and Jaylen Brown's come in and they've kind of taken the same philosophy, and it still worked.
So what's Mark Daigneault's thing?
Again,
Injuries.
they've dealt with an insane amount of injuries, and they're the best team in basketball.
He's had Shea for like a majority of that.
Yeah,
Of course.
Chet's actually been pretty healthy.
Well, he had
this
Shea
year.
last year too, and he won the award.
But the
Well,
injuries to the role
J-Dub,
guys
he
for
didn't
sure,
have
like
much
J-Dub.
last year either.
No, J-Dub
He missed a couple games last year.
I mean, he missed a couple, not like this.
No.
With him and
Coach of the Year,
Chat missed hella games.
Coach of the Year very much works how you're depicting, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's just there's no stat to measure a coach. They don't score, they don't rebound, they don't assist. With MVP, it's very easy to be like, this player's playing better than this player. With coaching, it's more like expectation,
Low-key,
reality.
Low key, I could say the stat that helps Mazzulla and JB. I would say, like you mentioned, you talked about the role players and how they're performing at an excellent rate, how impactful they've been. That's a Mazzulla stat. High key, just getting them guys to play like that.
Yeah.
JB Bickerstaff, the defense is the best in
Look
basketball.
at Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah, that's a JB Bickerstaff stat line. Like, he preaches defense. He is a defensive minded head coach. You know, we talk about, you said I think Detroit is a top 12 offense. That is transition, offensive rebound. Trust me, I know this gimmick. Transition, offensive rebound. For the most part, this is a JB Bickerstaff led roster with a defensive minded oriented type philosophy. Ron Holland's playing better. Jalen Duren's playing better. Denoris Jenkins came off the couch. He was hooping.
Dennis.
Him. Duncan Robinson came in. He was hooping. Like, Isaiah Stewart now is looking like one of the best rim protectors in basketball. It's kind of like similar cases, same cases. But I think we're all just kind of collectively coming to the masses of just saying Joe Mazzulla's done an excellent job.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's for Boston, it's probably both sides of the ball because I don't think offense, the biggest question defense was just they had no rim protection. Cade has been an awesome defender for them, but obviously you have Vooch there, and then before Vooch, it was Luka Garza, and they were still, I think, a top 6 or 8 defense in basketball right now. And offensively, I mean, now you just lost Tatum, but of course they lost Porzingis and Drew Holiday and, you know, all of these guys that were so vital to the starting lineup that, I mean, every night Baylor's been starting basically for the last, 20 plus games. He can't shoot right now. Like, his
he really
shots,
can't, bro.
he has open shots and he's dealing with the thumb injury right now. So whatever.
There.
He can't shoot,
It's
but
always a thumb injury.
it is always a thumb injury. It's
Always
his
a
left
thumb
hand, he's a
injury.
lefty, but he defends. He
Gotta be careful with
rebounds.
that.
It matters.
When it
Gotta
comes,
be
when it
careful
comes
with
to
that.
you know, the old Tyson Chandler just hit that shit back. He did that probably 4 or 5 times in yesterday's game against the Sixers. He's just a scrappy player. And Mazzulla, if you go out there and you play hard and you defend and you rebound, he doesn't really give a fuck what you're doing offensively. Like,
That's
I
why
think
Simons was
when
in the doghouse for a little bit.
yeah, for sure. I think when he first got brought on, Mazzulla, like, it was all offense. Mazzulla ball 3 points. But if you're not out there defending, if you're not out there giving effort, like, you're not going to play. Like you said, like, Simons was in the doghouse for a while because of that. And there was times where, like, you know, you had, that's where you see Baylor Sharman in the starting lineup. You saw Jordan Walsh in the starting lineup for a while. So it's been super impressive. He was my coach there when we did our awards, I don't know, a month ago at this point. But I think him and JB are you know, the two favorites just in terms of expectations. You know, offensively for both of these teams don't really have the personnel you'd expect to be a top offense. And then for Boston, you would not expect this to be one of the, you know, 7 or 8 best defenses in basketball too. So, I mean, both of them are coaching their ass off.
And now it just feels like they came into the season, huge question mark at center. And now with Quaid and Vucevic, it's like you kind of feel fine
good
about the position for
And
round.
they obviously, you know, offer 2 very different things. Vooch can space out, he can attack mismatches. Keita is more,
Can't wait to see you guys.
you know, defensive rim protection.
And Tatum might come back this week, so
That
Yeah,
shit
Bill
scares
Simmons
me.
said Friday,
That shit scares me, bro.
which is interesting.
It
Should
scares me.
scare you.
Should terrify you.
No, it doesn't turn me because of his play. I know people are medically cleared, but I don't know if he's cleared. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it spooks me.
Well,
It's
they're
too
going to
early.
be. It's too early.
It's too early, man.
I don't know,
He
it's
plays
been-
Dortz in 2 days.
It's been 10 months.
Plays Dortz like 2 days
Well,
later.
that's why they're going to play fucking Friday against
yeah,
Dallas.
like it's like, oh my god, like, but no,
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
probably
listen,
gonna play him,
Not the
sit him for like
fucking-
2
Vooch at the
games,
5. We're gonna do
something like
things
that.
I'll put Kate out.
Okay.
Kate was out there switching on Tyrese Maxey last night. I was like, oh,
What
shit.
about-
What would
against
you do?
Durham.
What would you do if let's say next year All-Star Weekend, Joe Mazzulla's the head coach? What are you asking him? What question?
Oh, God. It's a great question. I have no fucking idea. I want to ask him something weird.
Joe Mazzulla is very much one of those guys that if you ask him something stupid,
Yeah,
as
I'd be
fuck,
terrified.
you are like he is.
He's gonna call
you
you
have
out
to
on
be.
it.
You have to be careful of what you say to
Yeah.
him.
No, he'll definitely him and the media. They'll definitely get into it every once in a while, especially if they're losing or some shit. But even coming off their win, sometimes he's just fucking moody, dude.
Did you see the interview where they asked him about Tatum and it was like, has Tatum been practicing? And he was like, yes, he has. And it was like, did he?
Was he at practice today?
Did he participate in the practice?
And he was just
And then
quiet.
he was
Just
just like,
stared at him.
That's funny as hell.
I thought that was a good follow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
funny
it's
as
a
hell.
very valid follow up.
yeah, it's like, I mean, come on, you're being
He's
a
trying to do his
dumbass.
job.
Yeah, no, for real. Joe Mazzulla's hilarious, bro. That's
I
a
don't know.
dude that
Any dark
asking the
horse?
question frightens me.
Any dark horse coach of the year? Love?
Probably just Jordan Hart. I think he's done a really good job with Phoenix.
Yeah.
I feel like they've fallen off a little bit.
They don't have Brooks or
Yeah, I know.
Devin Booker.
I'm gonna be
Booker's
honest.
back, I think.
The Lakers will go to a 3 seed. JJ Redick.
Oh, okay.
Because there's 2 years in a row.
You haven't
With,
beaten anybody good, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know how he's coach of the year.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, he's
you
not even
don't beat
close to
anybody
dark
good.
horse. Yeah, you don't beat anybody good. You just pry on the bad teams. You're like the
Players on your
Raptors.
schedule.
You know what? That's a fucking fair ass point. That's how you get to the playoffs. Be great.
Get a fucking 3 seed. I'm supposed to be upset because I played and beat bad teams.
I would say Nick Nurse.
Interesting.
Dealt
That
with
would
a ton.
really piss off Joel.
Well,
Nick Nurse is mid, bro.
I mean, if you want to give the excuse to Mazzulla that his whole team's out, and Embiid's missed a shit ton of time,
Isn't
Paul
that
George
just being
taking
the coach of
steroids.
Philly?
You know what I'm
It's like,
saying? Like, you know what? Good point.
We're
Yes.
closing in on almost a decade of Nick Nurse no championship.
Sounds like you and Doc Rivers milking him and what he's done.
All I
is
said was
nothing.
that Nick Nurse is Doc Rivers a better PR. That's all I said. I don't like ride or die for Doc Rivers.
Yes, you do.
You called him a Hall of Fame coach.
He
He's a Hall
is
of
going to be a Hall of
He's
Fame.
was he top 5?
Quite
in all
literally,
time?
he
That's just so overrated.
Yeah, I
as
mean,
fuck.
it's
It
definitely
really
a
is,
longevity
bro.
stat, but
You got to be good to keep getting a job.
yeah, that's
know,
a fact. You got
That's
no
a good ass
people.
point. That's a good ass point. That's a good ass point. I ain't mad at that.
He's the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
He basically fired who's the Bucks coach?
He just blew a 27-point lead.
But no, but
the
like
other day.
we talked about earlier, like those Celtics teams being taken to the brink by those whack teams, that's definitely something that Doc Rivers like doesn't get criticized for because they ended up winning. But
well, that's when he gets criticized for blowing the most 3-1 leads, and he said you have to be up 3-1.
yeah, it's like with him, it's like I mean, those Celtics they won a championship, but it was in like the least dominant fashion ever.
Definitely.
It didn't feel like it.
They went when they almost three-peated to get there.
They did.
If KG didn't get hurt,
Things could have went differently.
the show.
Earlier I talked about LaMelo Ball being a better offensive player than
Yeah, you
Victor
fucking
Wembanyama.
tweaked.
Last 32 games, they're 21-11, 14-3 in their last 17. First in net rating, first in offensive rating. There's Con Canepa's been awesome. And I think because Cooper Flagg has been hurt, Con Canepa now has like retaken the number one spot for me in the Rookie of the Year race because he's been just reliable every single night, one of the best shooters that we have in the game
He's
today.
a part of that. That matters.
Yeah, and I think the Hornets are getting scary. But the reason why I mentioned the LaMelo thing is because I think that he's being underrated. He is finally in a system that's conducive to his play style because in previous years in Charlotte, we would see him average 25, 26, 27 points per game. Really bad shot selection. But what LaMelo Ball is he's a true point guard. LaMelo Ball is a facilitator first. That is the bread and butter of his game. You look at the last 32 games for the Hornets and who scored the most points. Brandon Miller's at 22 points per game. And I think Miller's ascension and him just finally being healthy has been a huge reason for them having this success. I think Brandon Miller is a star. Con Canepa is at 19. Then LaMelo is at 19 points per game. He has the ball 42.7% of the time this year. That's third in the NBA. When you look at his impact, offensive rating width is 126.1. The Hornets' offensive rating without him is 110. That is a plus 16 on offense. The Hornets are 16 points better per 100 possessions when LaMelo Ball is on the floor. Con Canepa's offensive impact is plus 6. Brandon Miller is like plus 4, plus 5. LaMelo Ball is not a
Elite passer.
It's not a wonder as to why the Hornets have been good over the last 32 games. LaMelo Ball has been healthy, and his impact, along with Miller and Canepa and players that players that complement LaMelo. Now he's able to play a brand of basketball that is more true to him, which is a facilitator first. He's still going to score. He still takes his shots. He can heat up very quickly. He can be the scorer, but what he really is a playmaking engine. What was captivating about him his rookie year was the dazzling passes that he would make. Like, I think him reaching his fullest potential is similar to like a Halliburton with the Pacers, where he's running the show. He doesn't necessarily have to be the leading scorer of the team, but he's the facilitator and the engine of the offense, and that's what he is for the Hornets. And when you look at the impact this year, and the impact was similar last year, he has superstar impact. Like, that's just by the numbers. That's what LaMelo's doing.
I think that something that can take him even over a Halliburton is I think he has the ability to be the leading scorer. He just has to be more efficient, at the rim, in the mid range. He takes a shit ton of threes. If he can just get that touch a little bit better, if he can get maybe a little bit more strength, that can take him over the top. As a passer, he's always been amazing and gifted in that part. You have that 6'7" frame. You're able to see over multiple defenders, guys who are typically guarding you. And then, he's such a wizard with the basketball. His ball handling is electric. It's just that next level of just being a little bit better with his touch, being a little bit better at the rim, being a little bit better in the float game. I think if he can get that. Yeah, I think if he can
he
get
just crashed his car recently.
Yeah, listen, life happens. The cars he drives.
You know that,
nuts.
in the Charlotte area, it's a known thing that he's a reckless driver.
Have you seen the cars he gets?
Yeah, it's obvious that's
he has videos of him just running red lights.
He's hilarious. But yeah, no, I'm with you. The metrics are there, the impact is there. Watching him, you see it. That Diabate.
Mm-hmm.
He's been awesome for them at
That's
the 5.
That's the second best starting 5 in the league.
Yeah, they've been incredible. Even Miles Bridges in there, he's been giving them a slight spark. And then you have guys like Grant Williams, who plays a role for them just as a role player. Ryan Kalbrenner has been good for them. It's a good team. How scary are they going to be? I don't know, but it's been fun to watch. They're going to be a playoff team. I'm excited to see it.
It's hard to talk about the Hornets because I've loved them and believed in them for so long, and then the 1 year I get worried about health is the year that they finally put it all together and
gave up too early, man.
I was there for years, man. But you know what? It's one of those where I'm happy. I'm happy this is all happening.
It's like your Pacers
obviously.
thing.
Well, they have a real ceiling. I think that this isn't one of those teams that they're winning a lot and you feel like they're kind of capped off
what's their ceiling?
A first round exit.
Well, I'll actually, because look, they're going to probably be a 7 or 8.
This year,
so they'll play us or y'all.
This year,
they're a first round exit.
Yeah, this year I think they are a first round exit.
Okay.
Moving forward with this core, building off of it, I think they can really compete.
What do you bring in? Because you're not going to get a lottery pick.
Need a big.
Yeah.
Another big.
Well, Diabate's been
no, for sure, but a big that can also space the floor.
I think the playoffs will help you. The playoffs will help you scale out what you need.
Correct.
You know who I think is
they need a better 4. I'll be honest.
The dynasty starts without you. Is
Miles Bridges.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest.
And he has the money where you can move him.
Should have been saying that, honestly.
Yeah, we should have been got him out the league.
I mean, listen, I was asking for Giannis to Stroud because I saw he was special.
But Hornets with Giannis, imagine,
would be fucking amazing. I'm not even joking.
You got to get the criminal out of there.
Yeah,
couldn't agree more. Nevertheless,
dynasty starts without you.
Always starts without.
There's a lot of validation that goes with seeing LaMelo Ball having and leading such an efficient offense. No. It was really beautiful to hear him say all these glowing things about LaMelo.
Never forget, Drew.
Trust me, I don't. And again, like I said, it's very validating to see him going crazy and the Hornets being so efficient as an offense. You mentioned all the things that they've led over these last few games that they've played, but on the season, they are 4th in offensive rating. They have just been so consistently great for such an extended period of time that it is allowing you to believe this can be a playoff team. This can be a team that is a bit of a tough out for one of those top 2 teams come playoff time in that first round. Because offense, especially when you get out and you play with such pace, look at Indiana last year. They were able to just go ahead and beat you in transition and just get out and kill you with speed. And the way that LaMelo plays, he's just so smart and so meticulous with the way that he facilitates the offense. If these guys are going to continue to knock down threes, their field goal percentage isn't great, but their 3-point percentage is great. Brandon Miller's shooting almost 38% from 3 on almost 8-9 attempts a game from 3. LaMelo, same thing, 37% on 9 threes a game. Knipple, efficient in both facets, to be honest with you. He's just having such a great season. Moving on from Sexton kind of shocked me because he was playing really well from them.
He's not a better player.
And Kobe White agree, but he hasn't been that for them recently. And I know he's coming back from not playing games, but he's got to get comfortable in their offense too. It's a fun team that's just been so consistently great, and they're also taking in that Mazzulla mindset, and they're a team that's shooting an exuberant amount of threes, and it's resulting in some of the most efficient basketball that we have in the game. So shout out to Charlotte for starting to transition to the modern basketball, because they do have modern players and they do have athleticism on this team and they do have great spacing, great shooting. That it's just been a perfect storm together, hitting all at once. And health has always been what has held back the Hornets and their ascension, and seeing them all be healthy at the same time and contribute at a high level. It is validating for me as a guy who always believed, but I stopped and here they are. Listen, so you know what? Sometimes you got to let them go to see them thrive.
Yeah, listen. Sometimes you got to take an L to get a W. You know what I mean? no one's gonna sit here and be like, "You're not a Hornets guy." I think you're still a Hornets guy, even though
It hurts me as a man.
Did you have? You're not on the 15th though, did you?
I did have him last.
Okay, fuck. Maybe 1 year break.
15th was
a 1
fake
year.
nuts.
He had him below the Nets.
Yeah.
That
I
was-
ain't gonna lie, 1 year bad.
I try to talk you out of it, man.
we did try to talk you out of it.
1 year bad.
Fuck. If you had him 13th, I'd have been like, listen.
I told you there's no way unless they're injured for the season.
Nah, worse
they're
than the
last.
They
Nets.
always are
crazy.
injured. They're always injured. They literally
1 year
always
ban.
injured. No.
1 year ban.
I can't.
This year,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm fried.
Well, next year might be the better year.
I am fried.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, I think that's the.
They're going crazy right now, though.
We talked about them. I mean, being
LaMelo
like the
is just.
Giannis
I'll
team.
never fade him.
But
I love him.
I don't know. I think obviously the biggest question for them is always going to be health, and you can say that about a lot of players and a lot of teams. But when you have LaMelo and Brandon Miller being 2 out of your 3 core franchise players, I think it's valid to have those concerns going forward. But when they're healthy, they're showing right now that like we could be a top 10 offense in basketball. Defense, they still lack some, but they're not a team that we were expecting to make any sort of playoff jump. So it's fine that they still have a weakness. Zion James, I think, has been one of their bright points, at least as a perimeter defender. They have all these shooters and all this offense. He's someone that fits in nicely just as a bit of a, change of pace. Not this guy that needs the ball, who's going to get the ball a lot on offense, but he at least brings some, athleticism and strength. It's like a 6'5" guard that they could throw out there. But yeah, I think, it's going to be a tough first round for whoever they face, just because they do put so much pressure on you, just because they do get out in transition, because they shoot a ton of threes. LaMelo's also been able to, lower his turnovers. He's down to under 3 per game. It's his best since his rookie season. The efficiency has bounced back from last season, where, of course, he was banged up some.
Out the first?
I think they have a very slim chance.
Give it
Like
a
Poly
percentage.
Market's going to give them like a 8% chance.
They have a real chance because of 3-point variance. If they have a scorching hot shooting
What
series,
percentage you giving them?
they could make it out the first round.
So
Who? Against who?
Cavs, Boston, Knicks.
Don't think they'll pay the
Detroit.
Cavs. I think it'll be a 7-8.
Well, Cavs still get the 2.
True.
Well, if they finish with the 7th seed, let's say
They're not playing Detroit because Detroit's probably gonna get 1. So it's Boston, New York, and Cleveland.
they also have to win the play.
That's fair. So maybe they could play Detroit.
I find it hard to believe they'll beat any one of those teams, but I also found it hard to believe the Heat would beat the Bucks in the first round when they were the 8th seed.
You're not wrong.
And they had a scorching hot series.
Again,
with
it's a tough out.
You have to assume somebody's going Jimmy.
I do think it's
Yeah.
a good series because again, this offense has been way too efficient for
Definitely
so
a good
long.
5.
but they haven't made the playoffs in a decade. I mean, that's a.
But it's
Al
also
Jefferson-led
guys
team.
like Miami had obviously Spo, and you have obviously they got super hot and they were just shooting the piss out of the ball. But they also had Spo and Butler and Bam and guys that had been there before. This team is like LaMelo's got playing experience, but I mean it's Khan's first time, it's Brandon's first time, Diabate, like all of these guys. Charles Lee as a head coach, obviously assistant with Boston, but it's all these guys' first times there, and all of a sudden you're going up against Cleveland with Don Mitchell and Harden, or Boston
Definitely
with the
looks
Jays
good.
maybe.
Yeah,
Charlotte's
it's
tough, though.
just not often where you have a team that makes the playoffs as a 7th, 8th seed that have like a half a season stretch of being the number 1 offense in basketball.
Yeah.
Like that
It's
usually
exciting.
just does not happen.
Yeah.
So that's why like any team they play, it's like, oh damn, we're gonna play them because
They're not going to be excited to play. You're
out
not
of-
going to want to.
like I don't want to play Charlotte.
Orlando, please.
I'd rather play Orlando. I'd rather play Atlanta or Miami, Philly, depending on their
Charlotte
health.
than Philly.
Depending on their health.
If they're healthy, if Philly's healthy, I'd rather play Charlotte.
Yeah, Philly. I don't know, man. Like I'm really not that sold on
Maxey
Philly.
and Bede
Yeah,
in a playoff
that's
setting?
crazy. I'd still probably take like Philly's a more dangerous matchup, but the Hornets out of like all of those like play-in bracket teams, that's like the one team I don't want to see at all.
No, they're scary because they could get hot too. LaMelo, Khan, obviously we know what they got offensively. It's just
This
defensively,
conversation
I
makes me
think they're
sad.
going to be able to get
Last
picked
time we
apart.
played them, our guys got suspended. We beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, you still need to get stops in the playoffs, and I don't trust them to get stops.
It's all about stops. All about that having that POA. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about having just demons. A lot of teams got fake demons.
Do they have demons?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I mean,
They
Brandon
have
Miller's a
potential
demon.
demons.
There we go.
Potential demons.
Potential demon. Potential
They
demon.
have 3 potential demons.
B.
Who?
Miller.
The big 3.
Big 3.
No, they're
Melo,
demons.
Khan, and
Potential.
B-Mel.
LaMelo's a demon.
Potential.
What's potential about him? He's been an all-star multiple
I don't
times.
think that-
Potential
we're
playoff
talking about,
demon?
yeah, we're talking about playoffs.
Oh,
Yeah, he has the worst
been-
plus
no.
minus in playing history.
Oh, so now playing matters.
Yeah,
Now pick a side
If
because
they're-
Zion had 40 against AD and you don't give a
doesn't
fuck.
matter.
Yeah.
Off the top of your
Almost said
head,
some harsh shit.
off the top of your head, if there's one Hornets player / Bobcats player you'd add to this roster, who'd it be?
Amika Okafor.
Al
Mecca
Jefferson.
Okafor?
I'm gonna go
Jefferson, yeah.
I'll go with Jared Wallace.
You said,
Okay,
okay, you said
yeah.
Good
defense at the
name.
5.
Yeah.
Oh my bad. I'm just saying like any
Gerald
player.
Wallace is a good one.
It don't have to be like.
so yeah, probably
Jared Wallace was
Jared,
pretty perfect. Al
Mecca?
Jefferson also would be nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those two, I guess, defensive minded. Emeka Okafor hold down the 5.
Mm-hmm.
He has a great nickname, bro. Crash.
That's his nickname?
That's
I
Gerald
actually didn't know
Wallace.
that.
Yeah, Crash. He
That's
just
hard.
was all over the floor.
Gerald Wallace, his jump shot was so terribly broke.
But he led them to the playoffs in 2009. They had like the number one defense in the NBA.
No, he's a demon on defense for sure.
He fell off quick when he went to Portland, then Brooklyn. He fell
it
off
was
crazy.
unfortunate. He got dunked on by Kobe. I think
shit
Kobe
happens
dunked on
when you
like
go to
3 of them.
Brooklyn.
I'm not gonna lie. I used the fuck out of Gerald Wallace in 2K in
Them
Brooklyn.
jerseys was sex back in the day. Oh my God.
They just messed up, man. The design of the Nets is just terrible, dude.
Black and white.
Bring them back to Jersey. Like,
Fucking-
come on.
It's gross.
It is disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie. They're never moving from Barclays.
Yeah.
Now Barclays is too lit. I mean, Barclays was a big investment. They got a
what's
great
Michael
arena.
Porter gonna do? Like, what's he gonna? He's living in Brooklyn, living the high life. Gotta go to Jersey.
Go to Charlotte.
And Barclays is friendly, bro. His team it's like I think it's fan friendly, which is something I admire about
What
them.
Boston player would you bring back?
To this team?
Yeah.
Oh, KG.
I mean, it's just such an easy
Bill,
answer.
Kevin,
Yeah.
Bill Russell back.
In recent memory,
Me?
Yeah, and then please don't say anybody
Shaq.
from 19.
I'm not allowed to say Shaquille O'Neal.
No,
like-
you're actually not. You just got here.
me?
Yeah.
Or Anthony Davis? Fucking duh.
New York.
Kobe. Oh, me for the Knicks.
Why'd you say Kobe?
Oh, for the Lakers.
Yeah, he wasn't really there for that.
Lord knows I wasn't.
Yeah, New York.
For the Knicks.
This one's pretty interesting because you don't really have. Melo would be weird.
It wouldn't be
would
Melo.
weird. Patrick Ewing.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tyson
2020
Chandler?
Dwight.
Yeah.
2020 Dwight. 2020
Like,
Dwight.
just playoff Dwight.
2020 Dwight.
Okay.
Bring me 2020 Dwight because he actually put Jokic in hell.
Okay.
It's because bringing Patrick Ewing back to the Knicks, defense
Brother.
in 5, but then Melo's the true secondary scorer. But then Cat, Melo, and Brunson.
Nuts.
I
Melo.
don't know.
Why is it
Cat really gotta get that
pre-injury
ball.
Amon Shumpert?
Another fucking wing defender.
I remember when he
guard
tore his
defender.
ACL. That shit was,
She
the
was
worst day of my
heartbreaking.
life.
Yeah.
Guarding
Heartbreaking.
Dwayne Wade. I hate the Heat still.
Respect that.
Who would you
Yeah.
bring for Detroit?
Chauncey Billups.
Okay. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
pre-injury Amon Shumpert, I was
If I go
delusional.
back to Golden State though,
He was
really
good.
Roots.
Yeah, he ran point
I love
guard
that.
for the Knicks, and he had
Yeah.
stretches where he looked like he was going to be a
I love that.
franchise
He's
player.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I only asked about Detroit, man. Because that's the only team we talk about.
Iman Shumpert is
Yeah.
low key the perfect role player. Like at his
Yeah.
best,
Oh yeah.
could shoot somewhat,
Defend.
could defend at a very high level.
I knew I was giving you a good opinion there.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I really like Iman Shumpert a lot. He was awesome.
Tyson Chandler.
Jeremy Lin.
Tyson Chandler's
That's
good.
what I said.
But you already kind of have baby Tyson Chandler and Mitchell.
Tyson's like so much better.
Of course.
Yeah, better defender.
He could actually play 28 minutes.
That too.
Yeah.
He's probably a better free throw shooter.
Put Cat
He's
at
probably not a good
4
free throw
now,
shooter.
now you're
Definitely a
really-
better one.
We just thought about a short form content idea right here.
That's a good one.
That's going to be used later.
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
We'll see if it bangs. Tune into our YouTube shorts and our TikTok and see what you guys think. But we're going to take a break here in the podcast and we're going to get back with some NFL stuff. It's not going to be too much stuff going on with the NFL, just some combine takeaways and some big offseason storylines, and that's about it. So we'll see you guys then. Back to the episode, NFL draft combine takeaways, and what we're going to do is going to put some little fun to it, a nice twist. Based on the draft combine, some players were risers, some players were fallers, and we're going to see how far they have risen because we're doing a top 10 mock draft. We will be doing a full one in the next coming week or two, but for now, we'll do a top 10. And can you believe it, Dels? The number 2 overall pick feels essentially locked according to Polymarket, because on Polymarket, Arvell Reese has a 57% chance to be the second overall pick, which if you saw his combine workout, makes sense.
Yes.
The way he was bursting on those pass rush
Nah, he was
drills
bursting on the pass
was
rush drills.
ridiculous.
He was bursting.
What
yeah.
did he run? What was his 40?
Was he
4.4?
4.4, I think?
So 4'4" guy, 6'5", ridiculous athlete. The question with him is he's going to play inside linebacker or edge rusher. He
Well,
could
if he goes
play
number
both.
2,
If he goes number 2, it feels like we know he's going to play edge rusher. But we can start off this mock draft right now.
4.46.
4.46,
That's
ridiculous.
pretty fucking nuts.
That's
Ridiculous.
241, yeah.
Ridiculous. We're going to start this mock draft. We're going to collab on it. So how are we going to do it, fellas? Who gets the first pick?
Well,
feel
we
like
know
we
who's
should-
going one.
We should.
Should we just all
Let-
come to a consensus on each pick?
I
Or do you
like
want-
that idea.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that one too.
Okay.
We'll talk about each team's need and then
Well,
pick a
number
player.
1 is pretty easy. Even though Matthew Berry did come out and say there's a non-zero chance if the Jets offered a haul for number 1, the Raiders would think about it. But I don't think there's any world they're passing up on Mendoza.
yeah, Fernando Mendoza is the number 1 overall pick. A really good season, Heisman winner, and the Raiders need some quarterback help.
A lot of people didn't like you taking Mendoza over a lot of guys, man.
Oh, really? They disagreed? Which one did they disagree with?
Baker and Goff the most.
I'm sorry,
college.
bro. I don't know how Goff is in this conversation. Like, maybe my memory is misremembering him as a prospect. I don't remember him being highly touted like that.
They forget about him going in as a disguise into a college and lighting it up on fire, man.
Are you talking about that movie?
It was a commercial.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a Hulu movie.
It was
Also,
a video.
Baker wasn't even
Chad
consensus
Powers.
number one.
No, he
No.
wasn't. He wasn't.
He
Like,
wasn't even
on
really
draft
projected
day,
to go
it
like
was
top
just
5.
like, yo,
Wasn't his draft
it's
OP?
Baker.
That was him,
But
Darnold,
do I
think
Rosen,
that
Josh.
Mendoza in a draft with Darnold, Lamar, Josh
Probably
Allen.
Same way where Baker
This
is.
goes
is
one-
also hindsight.
People,
Yeah,
I think Darnold was probably a better prospect.
Yeah, Darnold felt like the first pick at the time,
At the time, I thought Darnold would go one.
and Josh Allen was
he
the
was
raw.
Yeah, a lot of
prospect.
questions. Same thing with Lamar.
That could be a
obviously.
star, but first overall pick is Fernando Mendoza.
Calm.
So now is the
This is
second
where the
overall
draft
pick,
starts.
the New York Jets.
Do you go with the true edge in Ruben Bain?
I think it's between Reese and Sonny Styles.
So you think the linebacker is in play? I mean, Sonny Styles, I think, is going to be great. I think he's going to be a top 5 pick. I do believe that. I just wonder if you go true edge, is Ruben Bain on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think their arm length, for better or
It's
for worse,
bothering you?
is going to bother just the Jets. Just
Is it
in
bothering
general.
you as a fan?
I mean, to number 2 overall pick. It's not my favorite thing to get a guy that has under 31-inch arms.
Deficiency?
Just historically,
efficiency.
It's a historic outlier
yeah.
for where a lot of players have not succeeded, but I think Ruben Bain has all the techniques to where he mitigates his arm length with a lot of the fundamentals that he has playing the edge position. But this pick is it's a second overall pick. It's an
Too
upside
important.
pick.
Mhm.
It is one of those picks where Ruben Bain can be good. Can he be special? That is, can I see Ruben Bain being one of the elite edge rushers in the league? I see him being a good one. I don't know if I'm there yet with the elite stuff, but Sonny Styles, you mentioned him, one of the biggest combine risers. His workout was ridiculous. Getting compared to all types of players, from Calvin Johnson to like other like players that ran super fast with their 40 time. The broad jump was ridiculous. Like, he broke the record. He was crazy at the combine, and he's one of the biggest risers. Like, this draft is going to test positional value. We're doing it right now where he's a middle linebacker. He has some snaps at edge, but I think he's going to play middle linebacker in the NFL, and he's a special talent. But do you take him over more premium positions? That is the question mark. I think this pick for the Jets is Arvell Reese, just because he feels more of a true edge than Sonny Styles. Sonny
For
Styles
sure.
feels like a locked-in linebacker.
But I wonder, because not that you guys don't have I mean, you could definitely use help at the edge position, but
He's so versatile.
I think linebacker, it's Quincy.
Quincy's going to
It's
get
just
cut.
Jamie and Sherwood. That's it.
Sherwood. There's nothing else. Well, the Jets could use this.
They
more than
could
anything.
use linebacker. They
I was
could
going to
use
say, like, I
edge.
think that getting a leader for your defense, of course, you want the game changer at the edge position. That makes everything easier, but having a field general,
Yeah.
I think that it's worth thinking about. So I understand your
And
logic.
I think watching Ohio State so much this year, Sonny Styles, he lined up damn near everywhere. Like, he was just
fair.
he's just so
Line up in the
versatile.
slot too.
Yeah, you can play him damn near anywhere.
Literally.
You mentioned the leadership
Played
part.
offense?
No, I'm saying defensively.
Oh,
he-
I'm like,
He
what?
fucking probably could have, but we have demons out there.
Uh-huh.
But just like, you want your leader to be from the linebacker position, like you mentioned, and with him, he can play anything. So you're the Jets guys.
Would you draft Fred Warner number 2 overall?
yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes,
100%.
definitely. I think positional value, it's a good question this year, just because the top end talent, like, don't get me wrong, I think you have some potential all pros here, but you don't have like any obvious ones at number 2 or really anywhere in the top 10 where Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, these guys that historically safeties, running backs, off-ball linebackers aren't going to go that high. When it's like, well, we feel really fucking good about these guys, like David Bailey, like do we love him, and Ruben Bain with some of their deficiencies compared to maybe not as valuable position-wise, but you feel like Sonny Styles could be a 3-time All-Pro, then yeah, you should draft him. So I think it will be Reese. I think it'll be between Reese and Styles, but my guess is they go Reese.
Let's go with Arvell Reese number 2. And then the third overall pick is the Arizona Cardinals. And this is interesting because they have a right tackle deficiency, and you have Spencer Fano, and then you have Francis from Miami.
What are they doing with K1?
He's
It
gone.
seems like he's going to
That's
be
my
gone.
guess.
And how much cap space is that going to open up? Because they have 31 mil
I
right
don't think
now.
it's going to open up anything.
They will have enough to make an offer at Malik Willis and potentially sign him.
You're thinking they're stamped in Malik Willis.
I'm pretty confident that Malik Willis will be the Cardinal starter next year.
Would you give him 31 mil a year?
I would. I'd give him 2 years. Well, I'll give him 3 years, 2 years guaranteed, last year non-guaranteed.
Okay.
That's what I'd give him.
Okay.
I'm a big, you'll see later, but I'm a big
So
believer
it's
in Malik
similar
Willis.
to like the Sam contract.
Yeah. But the thing is with the Cardinals is like they have a right tackle issue, but running back is also a question mark with James Conner having an injury.
Jeremiah Love at 3.
Is this where the Jeremiah Love starts? The question of where you should draft him starts.
Do they think about Ty Simpson at all here?
I don't think offense should be
Not at
at the
3, I don't
forefront for the Cardinals. Personally, I think you go defense. I think you think of a Ruben Bain, you think of a Sonny Styles. Offense to me was not their problem last year. Defense, yeah, they faced a lot of injuries, and maybe you can go into the secondary, but I think that they have that with Williams. They have that with Will Johnson. I think that their cornerback room is pretty set so long as they are healthy. I think that you get some more help on that defensive line, or you bring in a middle linebacker like Styles. Like, I think that that's where my head's at. I can understand the upside play with Jeremiah Love, where people believe that he is the most talented player in the draft. That probably could be true, but I don't think that if I'm thinking I'm the Cardinals, I need some consistency on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that could be with the Sonny Styles. That could be with the Ruben Bain.
I'm just imagining an offense that features Trey McBride, Jeremiah Love, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, rolling that out and saying, who's stopping us? That
Who's the quarterback?
The
keep saying
quarterback,
Malik Willis.
if they get Malik Willis, which I'm very high on.
But they're going to have an early second-round pick, too,
That's a
so
lot to
I
gamble
just don't
on,
know
dude.
if it's to spend the third pick overall. Again, Jeremiah is nuts.
We're talking about a Saquon Barkley level prospect here.
If that's the case, take him. What are we thinking about?
Saquon Barkley, is he? Really? That high?
He is up there with all
He's
of his
up there.
Texans
I think
scores.
maybe
He's an
closer to-
all-time great running back
I don't
prospect?
know if he's Saquon. I think like Genty level though,
I think he's a step
where he's
above
like
Genty
really good.
as a
like,
prospect.
Like if he did take in the top 5, I don't bat an eye, especially in this draft. Yeah, I think you go. I think the Jeremiah Love watch starts here. If he doesn't go 3, he'll probably go 4 or 5. It feels like, especially after this combine. But yeah, I think edge positional value, tackle positional value. That feels like the path they would go here.
Well, in
If
my
you
mock
guys want
draft,
to go for fun, I'm easily down for
I think
Jeremiah.
Sonny Styles.
I do think Sonny
That's a great
makes
pick,
a lot of
too.
sense.
I think
Yeah.
Sonny Styles.
my pick was Francis in
think
my
you can wait
original
on
mock
running
draft,
back.
but we could go with Sonny. I mean, he had a historically great combine performance, and they need a man in the middle right now with Mac Wilson, and he's played solid for them. But Sonny Styles is like a blue chip prospect.
Ohio State, baby.
He does feel like, it's you get the
I got one more year.
versatility, and you get the man in the middle. The middle of your defense, the leader, the quarterback of your defense. I feel like it's kind of been undervalued, but it's very important,
All right.
especially if one of those guys is elite.
Sonny Styles is pick 3. I remember earlier in the season thinking the Jets could get him at fucking 16.
Imagine.
All right, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
Jeremiah Love here.
Jeremiah Love, this feels like
Caleb Downs.
very strong potential spot.
Ruben
Think a
Bain.
There's a
wide
lot of
receiver.
needs. There's a lot of needs here. Like let's just
They have
be clear.
everything.
Edge rushers in need. They addressed it somewhat with Jermaine
But
Johnson,
they need more help.
and they have a second round pick from last year,
Wide receivers in
Oluwafemi,
need.
who's there. So they'll probably just stick with their current edge room and Jeffrey Simmons. I think this is wide receiver pick. I did do. I'm with this pick. I'm thinking, how can
Carnell.
we get Cam Ward help? And
You think Cardell at
Carnell
4?
Carnell Tate is my pick. 4.54 at his size, 6'3", really 6'2", and like 3/4. But
What do you think? Makai's draft stock dropped a bit after the combine?
Maybe a little bit. I mean, the
it shouldn't. I
interview,
think.
the
I thought he
interviews
was good. Uh-huh.
Well, I think it's more so the team interviews that's gonna screw him up. Not like, obviously people are laughing at him at the podium, giving
Yeah.
the eyes and shit. Maybe that's just a thing he does. Whatever. But if there's some real concerns about like how he interviewed with GMs and coaches and attitude problems, then that's gonna drop him. But I mean, just like you could say Tate, Jeremiah Love's going to help him just as much, if not more. If you're able to get a run game there, they've been trotting out Tony Pollard and
Tajay
Spears for
Uh-huh.
the last couple of years, and it's just you don't have a lot of explosiveness there. You've had some injuries too with Spears. So as much as Tate would help him, a strong run game with Love too. Robert Saleh is going to want to run the ball, have his defense. We saw that all the time with the New York Jets. So I think it should be offense. I think it'd be between Love, Tate. You guys are Lemon guys.
Again, they do have an early second round pick, which is what I feel like that's where I really lean towards that running back position. Tate to me makes the most sense because I do want Ward to have a guy he can rely to on a down-to-down basis. And I agree with what you're saying. Yes, get the run game going. It'll open up the passing game. But I just think Tony Pollard and or Tajay Spears, let's say that those are the starting running backs for him next season. That's not the worst thing in the world. Whereas I look at the wide receiver room, and if
you can't roll out with that.
His wide receiver one is,
if you roll out with that, it's a fail off season.
You understand what I mean?
My argument would be, you have more options at wide receiver at pick 35 than you would at running back.
Okay.
Just in terms of positional
level,
value. Yeah, exactly.
Level of player.
This doesn't mean everything, but just in terms of where PFF has the ADP for these running backs, Jeremiah Love is 8. The next one is the backup running back from Notre Dame, Jadarian Price, at 60, and then Jonah Coleman at 78. So just in terms of where these running backs have been going in mocks, it's you get Jeremiah Love, or else it's like a 3rd round pick.
There's a big drop off. I would say
it's not nuts, Stills. Obviously, it's not crazy.
It just depends on how the Titans feel about their wide receiver position and who can be there
desperately, because I don't think you have anybody there that you're like 2 years from now who's definitely going to be.
Because you swung me.
Can I ask a question?
Because there's so much safety in going Jeremiah here.
Who's going to feel more can't miss, Jeremiah Love or Carnell Tate?
I think Jeremiah
Love probably.
Jeremiah, but I just feel like in regards to Tennessee's biggest need, it is receiver. I think that they could be fine with Tony Pollard for a year, 1 more year.
I do agree.
Could you be fine with
that,
getting another wide receiver later in the draft?
I just don't think there's a wide receiver on Carnell Tate's level in the 2nd round.
But is he on a Jeremiah Love level in terms of just him as a running back?
I do think there's so much safety with Jeremiah. That's really where I'm at.
It's also the dependency of having an offensive line in front of you.
Yeah, so
the Tennessee, they me feel like a team that can go edge, they can go receiver, running back is an option. They can also go tackle. They can go offensive line. I think the offensive line, especially after cutting Lloyd Cushenberry, Kevin Zeitler not returning, those are now 2 spots in offensive line they have to fill. They have J.C. Latham on the right side, who's still young and developing, but the returns on Dan Moore and J.C. Latham is you're not really feeling the most confident about that duo long term. So they can go in a lot of different directions. I just feel like Cam Ward needs a pass catcher. And with this draft, I look at from picks 20 to 32, there is an abundance of teams that need a wide receiver. Like someone like Omar Cooper Jr., who I thought could have been there in round 2. After the combine, I'm like, maybe Buffalo could snag him. Maybe Pittsburgh could snag him. There's teams in that 20s range that can snag some of those early round 2 wide receivers that I'm like, if I'm Tennessee, let me just go get a wide receiver. And Carnell Tate's number 1 in my offense.
Okay.
So what's it going to be? Tate or
My
Love?
vote's for Carnell Tate.
I vote Love.
I think I vote Love too.
All right. I think it's Love.
Let's go.
Jeremiah Love, pick 4.
Number 5.
The Giants.
Giants are up at pick 5. They probably would have loved Jeremiah Love.
This feels like Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
If I'm the Giants, I'm sick because both players that I could have seen in my roster being Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, these are 2 players that I would absolutely love.
Pair Tate with Malik.
I think Tate is the pick here.
Call.
Yeah, why not just pair Tate with Malik Neighbors?
You guys saw the stuff that came out about Caleb Downs with potential meniscus injury, potential ACL degradation, stuff that just came out like an hour before we started recording.
Damn,
also,
that's huge.
Spencer Fanu is someone that I consider at minimum because Andrew Thomas injured priors, but we understand when he's on that field, you could argue he's the best in the game.
The Giants had one of the best tackle duos in the league.
And then Illuminor is due for a payday soon.
Yeah.
Is he going to be a guy that they prioritize? I think you should. But if that's not someone that you want to put high dollar in, maybe this is you finding your replacement off rip and then potentially just having a backup for that left tackle. Something to think about. But again, I can understand the wanting to go the route of Carnell Tate. You want to make this offense as dynamic as possible. And then now Wandell now is not a priority. Now he's a wide receiver 3. And that moves mountains.
He's a free agent.
I think you could argue he's essential to resign.
They said that I think they're going to let him walk. Well, at least that's what the rumor.
If they let him walk, I mean, if Malik Neighbors, who knows when he's going to be back? I don't know if it's going to be week 1. I mean, who's going to be the receiver there?
Darius Slayton.
So I think Carnell Tate's
yes.
Because if it's not that, you're looking at Bain and Bailey, but obviously you're set at edge, and then you're kind of reaching up for a corner, maybe. You know what I mean? So I think it's Tate.
Let's go with Carnell Tate.
What about Mansour, cornerback? Because that
was my pick in my mock draft I did. I think that would be a really good pick.
I think it's a good pick too, but For me, it would just be, could we get something around Dart?
I'm fine with
Cardinal
that.
Tate also went
Send
number
it.
4 for my draft. So
All right. Cardinal Tate to the
He was not
Giants.
there.
Pick 6 for the Cleveland Browns.
I think you
Offensive
go offensive
line.
tackles, Fano.
You
or wide
desperately-
receiver, one of those two.
I think all 5 offensive linemen from last year are gone. I think you have to address it. Whether
they
it's
brought in
Wago,
Titus Howard.
They did bring in Titus Howard today. You're right.
But that's only one guy.
Yeah, you
Need
need, a
4
lot.
more.
Spencer Fano, send it.
Yeah, let's go.
Fano.
They're a team that their wide receiver room is pretty dark too.
They need everything.
They could use a lot, but I think that second first round pick that they have, I think that's where they'll find their wide receiver personally.
Washington's up at pick 7.
Debo's not coming back.
No, but I
Also,
think
they just cut Marshawn Lattimore. I think Mansour is the pick here.
It's defense. It's either one of these edges. Ruben Bain, Bailey still on the boards.
So we
Caleb
don't
Downs
think
still on
about
the boards.
offense. We don't think about helping out Jaden Daniels because Terry McLaurin is older. He's 30. He just had his first injured season
think
of
about
the,
tight
of the
end
year.
here?
But that
of his
defense is
career.
boo. Like
It's-
really bad.
It's trash, but I'd rather help my franchise quarterback.
Honestly, Ruben Bain.
Yeah, both Bain and Bailey are both here.
I think they need edge. The corner room they could go without because they have Trey Amos, who they drafted in the second round last
Okay.
year. Mike Sanders still. I think they have like enough there to be like this. Because I think their biggest problem with the
Secondary's still
defense.
bad.
He was good as a rookie. I think their biggest problem defensively is pass rush. They can't get home. I think this would be a perfect Sonny Styles situation too, because Bobby Wagner, who knows he's going to be back. If Debo's not coming back, sorry. Terry McLaurin
It's Luke McCaffrey
past
season.
30, you don't know what you're getting. This field to me, it's like I gotta help my quarterback out. Like I would go Jordan Tyson here. I think Jordan Tyson is a better prospect than McCall Lemon.
I like Jordan Tyson.
He has
just injuries.
Yes, he has some injury concerns, but I would go McCall Lemon, Jordan Tyson. Those are the two that I'm between right now. Those two.
I don't hate it.
I just really think that Jaden Daniels needs help. They need help defensively too.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not fair to put on Jaden Daniels. Part of me is like, I think Jaden, if he's healthy, can kind of run this offense no matter what.
I agree. That's kind of where I'm like, Ruben Bain kind of falling here.
But do you want him to
But
do
that
that?
ain't happened last
Dealing
year.
with injuries and stuff?
No.
I mean, last
But
year
he
when
was
McLaurin
hurt
didn't
too.
play, the offense dropped off. Like for me, well, if I'm watching it, I'm looking at it from the perspective of if McLaurin's healthy, I have McLaurin and Jordan Tyson. If McLaurin's not healthy, then I have Jordan Tyson. Worst case scenario, both of them are hurt because Jordan Tyson has injury history. So that's kind of like.
So we don't think about tight end here.
I think I would go edge just because you do have questions about Lemon and Tyson for different reasons.
Yeah. So you'd go. Is this a Ruben Bain selection?
Yeah, Bain or Bailey, but I think I like Bain a little bit more.
Okay, we can go to Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain it is.
Jaden
Pick 8,
Daniels. We'll get you
New
out
Orleans
next year.
Saints. This feels like a wide receiver spot for me.
I think so too.
Lemon or Tyson, because you don't really have.
They just have Chris Olave.
They traded a 4th for Vele at the beginning of last season, but that's not really working out.
This would be an amazing Jeremiah Love spot if you fell this
Would
way.
be. It would be. But yeah, Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson. I like both of them potentially.
I think we go Jordan Tyson.
Play for the upside. 6'2". He on the website ESPN it says 6'4", but he measured at 6'2" at the combine.
All right. I'm
Dude,
gonna
Jordan
say.
Tyson got picked.
I'm gonna say. Okay. All right. That's fine.
What are you gonna say?
What were you
though?
gonna say?
That Mekhi, maybe because you already have the one receiver that's already injured and
Yeah.
we know his
You
upside.
want a more durable player.
Bring me one that is a little bit safer, that can do the intermediate work, that has the speed. Like, I think that's maybe the logic I would use, but I'm fine with swinging for the fences.
Well, pick 9. Your Kansas City Chiefs. You got back-to-back picks here with your Chiefs and your Bengals, bro.
Are you still a Bengals?
David
Nice.
Bailey coming home or Caleb Downs?
This ideally was the Ruben Bain selection. David Bailey is one of the archetypes that I just don't think that the Chiefs are that fond of. They're not big fans of these speed rushers, and that was evident when they made the trade for Josh Uche, and then they didn't use him at all. They like disruptors, and that's like George Karloff that's pushing the pocket. Ruben Bain would have been really good here. This is a pick that I'm trying to help Patrick Mahomes. You need a premium position. There's no running back here. There's a receiver here. It's Mekhi Lemon. I look at the board, and David Bailey would be awesome as an edge rusher. Peter Woods, defensive lineman, probably the best defensive lineman in the draft. Caleb Downs, because of positional value, I'm not thinking about that here. But then it's also Mekhi Lemon clashes with Rashee Rice's play style. So it's like there's not a wide receiver here that I'm feeling very confident that is the pick. But then Rashee Rice has off the field stuff.
Yeah.
That who knows how reliable he is long term for the franchise.
What'd you think about tackle? Francis Malaga still on the board?
I would say no, because I think Josh Simmons at left tackle is good, and then Jalen Moore, who they signed as a swing tackle last year, can play right tackle. I think that's a much easier fix than taking that position here. I don't think it's out the realm of the possibility, but I feel like this is a pick that you need to help out Mahomes' pass catching corpse or his run game. And no Jeremiah Love here. There's a receiver here.
And it's the last of the tier too. Once Lemon goes off, you get into a different, Boston and
No Caleb Downs.
No, because just safety, just positional value. The Chiefs have too many holes at premium positions to take a safety, I believe.
So Mekhi Lemon's the pick.
It's between him and David Bailey, so you guys help me out.
What about Mansour Delane?
Corner
wouldn't be bad
if you move off McDuffie,
because that's my concern.
Because
now McDuffie, now this contract actually becomes movable and off the books. I mainly mean, and you have your replacement, or you kind of run both and then see if you can actually move off of him.
Yeah, it just depends if McDuffie gets traded or not. As of right now, I'm operating under the assumption he won't, so I wouldn't take Delane here. It's really between David Bailey and Mekhi Lemon.
I think I'd lean Lemon.
I think edge is so much more essential for them. No, like
both are.
Yeah,
but
I understand receiver. Yes,
they have no difference makers. It feels like right now
they don't have a difference maker on the line. And Chris Jones getting older, I'm concerned.
Rev, be the tiebreaker. David Bailey, Mekhi Lemon for the Chiefs.
You're going Bailey.
I'm going with Bailey.
I'd rather high-powered offense with Mahomes.
Fair enough. I mean, I can't.
And you're going Lemon.
I'm going Lemon.
Okay,
Lemon.
I'll side with you guys.
Mekhi Lemon it is, and the 10th and final pick.
Now the
Bengals.
The Bengals are late.
And
defense.
Because they just lucked into Bailey.
Yeah, it's either David Bailey or Caleb Downs.
Or Downs.
It's one of the two.
Which honestly,
Downs.
Jesse Bates and what he meant to that fucking defense goes unnoticed and unspoken, because when he went to Atlanta, he was a game
Downs
changer.
Can do everything, man.
Downs can do everything, and I think Kyle Hamilton is shifting the narrative on safeties, and he should. And I think Caleb Downs can be that kind of player for the Bengals, and they need that.
I like Downs a lot.
I love Downs here at 10. I think this slide is more than fair enough.
I'll go with Caleb Downs too. I'll agree with you guys. David Bailey, I mean, they can't go wrong. This is pretty much a really good
lit.
spot.
They're just like, fuck, who's the guy that we want to swing on?
Some fans will be upset. 30th or 32nd in pass rush win rate, taking a safety, David Bailey on the board. Some fans will be upset, but Caleb Downs is a difference maker. And David Bailey is not a sure thing, because there are real question marks about his bend. That's the thing. And even at the combine, he performed fairly well, but his fluidity wasn't the best. He kind of looked a little stiff.
Yeah, he definitely looked stiff.
So
his 40 was great, but yeah, when he was doing the drills and stuff, looked a little awkward.
So that's the mock draft. The mock draft right now, and I'm looking at the picks, it's not giving me every pick.
On the left side.
So it's Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, Carnell Tate, Giants, Spencer Fano, Browns, Ruben Bain, Commanders, Jordan Tyson, Saints, Chiefs, Mekhi Lemon, and Bengals, Caleb Downs. That is our top 10 mock draft right now on Polymarket. Arvell Reese is projected to be the heavy favorite for the second overall pick, which I'm not mad at. He looks like a freak of nature, a beast. The Jets are building a dominant Eagles-like defensive line right now. So they are really going to a different level.
When I get in the shower in the morning,
okay,
and I take a hot shower,
yeah,
is it me getting in to take a cold, bad, unhealthy?
No.
You sure?
100%.
I bet.
You take your hot
ice baths.
You take your hot shower. Mm-hmm. You're in the shower, normal
like
shower.
plunge.
Yeah.
All right. You're about to finish.
Just flip
Turn the hot water off. Cold water on. In your mind.
Going into the dungeon.
Fuck. Yeah. This sucks.
So you take a hot shower for the majority of the time.
Let's say I take a 15-minute shower. Let's just say.
Last minute is cold.
14 minutes hot, 1 minute cold.
This is going to be dungeon territory.
I did it for a while. It sucks.
So what are the benefits?
Cold water is terrible.
What it does for me, more importantly than anything else, it takes rid of my bloatedness. Okay. At night, I take a cold shower every single night. And every time I feel like my stomach is too full, I feel gassy, that cold shower just makes me feel like I'm brand new and refreshed every time. It's because your body is constricting, all your muscles are constricting, and it's removing and pushing everything out, either one way or the other. whether it's through your mouth or through your other hole. And I'll be honest with you, it's incredible.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, cold. It's similar to a cold plunge. There's a lot of health benefits to it.
It's like it gives you some energy. It helps you sleep as well. Like you feel like for whatever, like, yes, it'll wake you up, but because your body is under so much shock, it can shut you down too. You're just getting a deeper sleep.
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a few days, maybe a week to like get up to like a minute. Because in the beginning, bro, I'd do like fucking 10 seconds, be like, fuck this, and turn it off. Then next day, 20 seconds. Eventually, just build yourself up.
Okay.
But I haven't done it.
This morning is going to definitely hit 10 seconds. I'm going to have to
yeah, it's going to fucking suck.
Yeah,
you're going to be in that shower.
You really just have to breathe because you'll get shorter. You really will fucking breathe fast as shit.
I will straight up.
Yeah, you have to. You just have to take deep breaths. Because your body will just naturally.
You need to hit that meditative state or you're going to go crazy.
Okay.
And you're going to count fast as shit in your head. There you go.
I'm be honest, I don't even count. I kind of just like in the front. I'm going to put
I'm putting the timer on 30 seconds.
All right. 30. 30 front, 30 back.
What?
You should get your back. The back is what gets your body in shock the most.
Wait, I thought you get in and then shit just hits the whole.
I mean, if you're one of those, if you're champing it like that, one, respect. Two,
that's how I shower. That's what I was assuming.
But you said you can't get your hair wet.
Wait, that's why I hit straight back down.
I'm gonna be honest. Good luck. That shit
here we go.
Sucks.
30 seconds, Dirk. We'll play back door. Play back door.
Dallas, what time are we at right now?
28 minutes, probably now like 10, 15.
So what are we like?
3 hours.
Are we at the 3 hour mark? Or
we
got,
are.
I think we're. If I had to guess, we're probably at like 250.
250. Okay.
If I had to guess.
We have to thug out just this one last segment then, just to talk about. There's two big things really in the NFL that's going on. Number one is that the Texans made some trades today, and they got David Montgomery. They traded a 4th round pick and offensive lineman Juice Scruggs and a 7th round pick, and the Texans got Montgomery. They also traded Titus Howard to the Cleveland Browns as well for, I believe, a 4th or a 5th round pick, one of those. Probably because Titus Howard wants to get paid. He did get paid.
He's not bad if you have good players around him.
Yeah, he's not. He was the Texans' best statistical pass protector this past year. But the Texans
below average are the best.
This past year, 30th in pass block win rate, 32nd in run block win rate. And here's kind of like my thoughts on like the Texans right now. They just, with CJ Stroud catching a lot of the heat, I feel like it's only fair to just put into perspective how bad the offensive line situation has been around him since he's gotten drafted there. Because in 2023, they were 27th in pass block win rate, 28th in run block win rate. In 2024, they were 22nd in pass block win rate better. They were 31st in run block win rate. And that was Laramie Tunsil bringing that up to 22 because then they lose him and they're 30th in pass block win rate, which is what we all predicted. But there's a lot of Texans fans mad that we didn't know we were talking about and the Texans were going to rebuild their offensive line and make it great in one offseason. And now we're here a year later. And in back-to-back offseasons, Houston has traded their 2 best offensive linemen in Tunsil and in Titus Howard. I understand the approach they're trying to go with, getting Montgomery and trying to build a semblance of a run game. But since Stroud has been the quarterback for this team, they have not been able to run the ball, and they have not been able to protect them effectively or whoever's carrying the football. So at this point, the Texans organization has kind of lost my trust in their ability to build out and scout a good offensive line because they just haven't in the 3 years in the DeMeco Ryans era. And I have huge question marks with Montgomery, who's not the most explosive back. He's good.
He's a grinder.
He was also in a ridiculously great situation for the most part in Detroit with their offensive line. This past year it took a step back, but overall, you're going from at least an average offensive line situation to one of the worst. That 4.5 yards per carry number can quickly go to 3.8 in this situation because of how bad it is. So while I think Montgomery's a good back, it gives them at least a solid back to be there. The offensive line is still easily the biggest question mark. And if that doesn't get fixed, they're not going to be able to run the football anyway.
Yeah. It's a lot of good things. Definitely caught me off guard. I do like David Montgomery in a small portion of this. I do think he's a solid running back. Definitely something you need. I thought Woody Marks keeping him on the roster and then bringing in David Montgomery. Plus, with the information about Joe Mixon's injury, you really don't know what's going on with that situation. Always like to keep 2 quality running backs on the roster. But they don't have anything to run behind. And I think that's been the most important thing. Last year in the draft, you got 2 extra wide receivers. You brought in Christian Kirk, but you have yet to build up this offensive line to kind of help out CJ Stroud, who's not the most not the most mobile quarterback in the league. And it sucks because you're kind of wasting away a great defense. Like, this defense is all world. It's statistically one of the best defenses we've seen in NFL history. And it's only going to keep getting older. I mean, these guys are young. Obviously, Will Anderson, you just drafted. Stingley, you just drafted. Kamari Lassiter, you just drafted. Jalen Petrie, you just drafted. So these guys, Daniil Hunter, you got in a trade, I believe, or free agency, whatever it was. So these guys aren't old, but you're going to have to start paying these guys. And with that being said, the money is going to become less flexible. And that's going to put a toll on your defense. And I think you can't waste that. Now, there's a couple, O-linemen in free agency, Kevin Zeitler, I believe, Tyler Lindenbaugh, but how enticing is the Houston Texans to where those guys would come there? How enticing is your draft room to where you go out and you draft an offensive line? You've tried to do that over the past 2 or 3 seasons. And Juice Scruggs, if I'm not mistaken, is a guy you drafted, and you just traded him away. So you haven't really hit on that mark. Larry Tunsil, you traded away. Titus Howard, you traded away. I don't even know what their offensive line looks like on paper right now.
There's only 2 locked-in guys.
Yeah, so you're probably going to have to draft 3 or 4 more because you need depth. Probably going to go into free agency, grab some other guys, and it's going to be another disaster season at the offensive line unless you find a way to fix this shit.
It's Ariante Ursary at left tackle and Ed Ingram at right guard, he was
in Minnesota.
He had a breakout year. He was very bad in Minnesota, but a change in scheme. Became a really good run blocker with the Texans this past year. Pass blocking, work in progress, but those are really the only 2 locked-in spots. Like, Titus Howard played left guard and a right tackle for them. They have a long-time right tackle who's always going from team to team, Trent Brown. They had him at right tackle. They have Jake Andrews at center. There are 3 spots on the offensive line that feel like are up for debate. I think the first-round pick is probably right tackle, like maybe Caleb Lomu. He's been a player that's been mocked to them heavily. It's an overhaul, essentially. You need 3 new positions, and they need to be quality starters for them to run the offense they want to run, because their offensive line has essentially made it so they can't run an effective offense. It's too big of a detriment. And I think the goal, it's too unrealistic to think that this is going to go from bottom of the league to elite, but they just need to not be a detriment. They can't be something that actively holds you back play to play. Maybe in sequences, but
20th in the league is better than what they got.
Yeah,
now.
It can't be a complete disaster. Kind of like what Seattle went from. Seattle went from an offensive line that was terrible with Geno to they were all right with Sam. Mm-hmm. That's it. And that's kind of the leap that Houston needs to take, or else they're going to waste their defense again, because their defense is ridiculously great.
Yeah, if I was a Texans fan or a CJ Stroud fan, I'd be pissed off. I think David Montgomery's a good player. I think he's an above-average running back. When he went from Chicago to Detroit, I don't think anyone thought much of it in terms of like this changes things, but like you mentioned, Joel, when you have that great offensive line, then eventually they get Jahmyr Gibbs. All of a sudden, David Montgomery in a complementary role behind a great offensive line and with a great play call, you're like, holy shit, David Montgomery's one of the better running backs in football. But I always thought he was like an above average talent just in a great situation. And now he's an above average talent who's a few years older and one of the worst situations in football. To give up a 4th round pick, a 7th round pick, and one of the guards you drafted in the last couple of seasons, it's a steep price to pay for David Montgomery. It's not a day 2 pick, it's not a 1st round pick, obviously, but in today's market for a running back, like that's not nothing. That's a 4th round pick you could have used potentially to go draft or to go trade for a veteran offensive lineman or another veteran out there in the market. So I thought, first of all, for Detroit, they didn't really want to give up David, at least it seemed like, but to get that, I thought it was a pretty good haul for them. I don't trust them at all. Like, I don't trust Houston to figure this out. And it's so weird to be able to build and develop such an elite defense and just have everything figured out there for the most part. You have one of the best defense, if not the best defense in football. And on the other side, you just don't put any of the same resource into it. Like, you don't go out there and they haven't made these big, not that it always works, but you don't make these like Daniil Hunter level signings, right? You don't go in and put a top 5 pick other than CJ Stroud, obviously, like you did for a Will Anderson or a Derek Stingley. You drafted CJ Stroud, number 2 overall. He has this MVP level rookie season. And since that moment, you've done basically nothing to help him. The biggest thing you've done so far is to get David Montgomery. And if that's the biggest move you've made in the 4 years that CJ Stroud has been there, that's a detriment to your front office and just not really understanding where the NFL is going. I understand this year, especially, two great defenses, New England, Seattle, awesome, right? That you could say they carried them in these playoffs, even though Sam was great against San Francisco or against the Rams, whatever. But at the end of the day, you saw how much CJ Stroud struggled this year and how much he struggled in the playoffs and how much he struggled the previous year coming off the great rookie season. So to take away from his offensive line with no real plan yet that we know in place, I get it. You're going to pay Will. You're going to have to pay CJ Stroud down the line. But you're going to want to pay CJ Stroud. The way we're going right now, it's like we're going to pick up his 5th-year option. Hopefully he plays well. If not, we're going to franchise tag him. I mean, right now, there's a reason why we're not talking about extensions with CJ Stroud. I don't think it's CJ Stroud's fault. Like, he's had his hiccups. He's had his issues. But the infrastructure around him, it's Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs for a year before the injury. Tank Dell's always getting hurt. It's just, you're not putting him in a situation to succeed. And maybe scheme changes, you know what I mean? You're able to hit on 1 or 2 draft picks and you hit on a free agent and the offensive line's the 21st best unit in football. That would be awesome. But we said that this past year and they were still the 30th ranked offensive line in football. So I just have very little faith in them figuring this out. If they do, good for them. But right now there's still a lot of holes. And if you're not able to get CJ Stroud back to playing at like a top 12 to 14 level, it feels like a waste.
I'm going to try not to reiterate too much of what you guys are saying because obviously I agree. That being said, they have not put the same level of energy into the offense like the defense. Correct. I do believe they've tried. I think Tank Dell was trying because CJ Stroud wanted Tank Dell. They got him Tank Dell. CJ Stroud got Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was actually really good for them and really had a good connection with CJ Stroud. He tears his ACL. He doesn't end up coming back. That was really unfortunate. Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon was a positive for them, especially a good safety blanket for him because we know that Joe Mixon is a good receiving back, but not the most efficient rusher. But that was something that they did for CJ Stroud. What they failed to do, which is the most basic thing that you should be doing for a player who thrives in the pocket, is build his offensive line. And that is where everybody who has criticism on the Texans building their offense has validity to it because they have failed to put a solid offensive line in front of him. And in back-to-back years, like you mentioned, Joel, they traded away one of the best left tackles in the game in Tunsil. But, the penalties, it is better than what the hell you were going to put forward for the following season, any player, because you understand who Laramie Tunsil is. And then now this offseason, today, you trade your best offensive lineman in Titus Howard. I just think that I'm confused at the direction at the offensive line and what they're trying to do. And listen, if you go out there and this season you have a great offensive line, I'll be happy to be wrong. I really am hopeful for that because this is a genuine all-time great defense that it would be a tragedy for it to be wasted and not have a legitimate chance to contend for a Super Bowl. And I'm saying this as a guy who obviously knows that my championship window as a Bronco fan is now. We have a great opportunity, but it is obvious if you are a fan of the game, you understand this is one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time. And we just watched the Philadelphia Eagles. This Texans defense is that great with an elite player at every single level. But this offensive line is limiting this team so drastically that they're unable to have legitimate, sustained success come playoff time. I don't think CJ Stroud is as bad as what he showed this playoffs. I can make all these jokes. Do I believe he's that bad? No. I think you have a top 10 player in Nico Collins at his position. And I think that when Tank Dell is healthy, he is an excellent complementary wide receiver. Build this offensive line. Do justice for this Texans team that is one of the most talented that we have.
All I got to say is that if the Texans don't have that infrastructure, CJ Stroud is not paid long term. He's the next Sam. He's the perfect resurrection candidate.
Yes, easy.
If
Minnesota, come play with
if he goes to Minnesota, he will be their franchise quarterback without a doubt. I have no doubt in my mind. We'll see what Minnesota does.
Might want to leave if he's on the year of this.
He can come to Buffalo.
Okay.
The timelines couldn't match. I mean, Minnesota, if whatever they do this year at quarterback, if they don't figure it out, and next year they need one, and CJ Stroud's on that 5th year, and you're down to trade a 2nd-round pick for him.
We're 1,600 yards away from 10K already.
Jet. It's impressive. He's one of the ones.
Already, bro.
10K?
Yes.
He's a legend.
And we would have got it or been closer if we have a bum at quarterback.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin did that.
Did what?
10K.
And when he turned 30?
For his career.
Oh.
Jet is like 5 years younger.
Yeah, well, Terry entered the league at like 25.
He was an
Sounds like a bum.
Yeah.
He just had a different life path.
Jettas has more yards in a year and a half than Terry in 3.
This whole getting drafted late and being bad. Can you stop with it?
What? He told me he got drafted late.
He did get drafted late, but it doesn't make you a bum.
No, we know why he's a bum.
Well, he's pretty fucking awesome.
Is he great at
When
football?
he played this year, he was fucking nice.
Yeah, he's
He was.
cool.
I wish he was healthy.
He's like a top 15 wide
Hey,
receiver,
listen,
20,
Jordan Mason,
25,
fantasy relevant
30.
this year.
30 for
You
sure.
going to Washington? Or no, Minnesota is going to be running back one. I agree.
The good thing is that Jahmyr Gibbs becomes fantasy dominant now.
God.
Maybe
I'm,
the one-on-one.
I'm sure they're going to bring somebody in, but yeah, he's probably the number 1 pick right now.
I'm excited,
But yeah,
man. I
that's-
trade for Gibbs and Madden every time.
He's awesome.
He's so nice.
That's going to do it for this episode of Pick a Side Podcast, episode 556. Next episode on Thursday will be on Patreon.
Lock in.
All right. So if you guys want to get that exclusive episode and Discord access to asking us questions, go and join our Patreon right now. And all you got to do is comment and also put hoodie so you can enter the giveaway for these hoodies that we're doing. It's 2 hoodies. So we're going to pick 2 winners. Thank you guys for watching. You guys can follow us on Instagram at Pick a Side Podcast, TikTok, same place, Facebook, Pick a Side Podcast, Twitter, Pick a Side Pod. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.